Wait, did that? Okay.
Yeah, look at that. It's nice. See my elbows.
We got heart reacts now. 100.
Did they change like the behind the scenes like managing system of this? How this works?
No.
Oh,
No, I think it probably just wasn't on this screen before.
okay.
Well, so we probably used to use OBS.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember, and now we're using Streamlabs,
Yeah, I can't remember.
which they're the same thing, but one has a
Yeah.
big
What's up, Gus?
GUI.
Look at my dad. First one in the chat.
First one. Beating Tim Connors.
Freddie Fastfingers over there.
He's waiting. He's ready to go.
He's waiting.
That was crazy.
You know what he's waiting for? He's waiting for that coffee to hit the website.
It's on there.
It's on there?
It's on there.
Gus, you hear that?
That
Get
was
on
gonna be
there.
one of my,
Get those fingers moving, bud.
it was going to be one of my
how?
notes.
My question is, how was he so fast if we have a 30-second delay?
I
He
got
got an
the
alert.
I got the no. Yeah, I got the alert.
But what
on
is it
YouTube.
showing them?
It's saying
Black
like
screen?
we're now live.
Yeah. Yeah.
But they get what? 30 seconds of nothing, and then it's just like
No,
us?
when
No.
the second you hit the button,
We're
that's it.
live. Yeah.
we're
But
live.
there's a 30-second delay. When does that happen?
30 seconds before they get the alert.
Okay, I see what's happening.
Yeah,
All
yeah.
coming together.
Yeah.
I would say yeah. Because
First we find what does he say? First we find so and so, then we find this, then we find the treasure. Oh yes, it's
What
all
is
coming
that
together.
from?
You never seen that?
No, what is
It's
it?
from that Disney meme. I can't Google it and play
Okay.
it.
Yeah. No, I don't know.
now we're good.
Yeah.
Do you know the guy, the big chin guy, and he's like, yes, it's all coming together.
From who voices him?
It's from The Emperor's Groove.
You're right. The Emperor's New Groove.
Okay. I know the movie, but I can't picture that.
It's the guy from I think he does Joe Swanson. No, he must from Family Guy.
Damn, Grubby up in the chat.
If he
What's up,
doesn't,
Grubby?
it's the guy from.
No, yeah, he does. Yeah.
Yeah, that voice.
I know. Yeah. It's
Peter. it's
Cuddy.
me, Joe.
Is it
Yeah.
Cuddy from Seinfeld, right?
Hey, Peter, it's Joe.
Yeah. Hey, how
Pretty
you
sure.
doing, Peter?
What is this heart thing?
Yeah, what do we to get rid of that?
I don't think you can. I think it's new.
You did
just
it. You
added
clicked
it.
it.
No, I didn't. I think you could do hunnits in the chat. Though.
Oh, all right. I get what you're
Hunnit,
saying.
hunnit,
I
hunnit.
it's like TikTok.
Great. I do have a 30-second delay. On
Wow, that's
top
wild.
of a 30-second delay.
Let me just look because I need
to
to.
get those numbers.
Yeah.
Clonk.
Make sure the volume's all the way down.
Was that his
now
name
I
in the
know-
show?
now I can
Clonk
picture it.
Patrick Warburton.
That's it. P. Coots.
P.
You
Coots
have
in the
no
chat.
idea.
Oh, look at this guy.
His name, I think his name was like Clonk. Yeah.
Shouts to P. Coots.
What does he
$1.99.
say? What does he say?
He says your mother has a 30-second delay.
That's crazy.
Oh, the heart. I don't remember the heart last week. Josh, do you remember it?
I don't.
Hart was there last week.
I don't. Yeah, I don't remember it there.
Yeah.
At least not in that position right there.
No.
Clonk is a song by Jambi El Favo.
It's
Look
not,
at
a
these
real,
guys.
it's not a real thing.
Wow. Is that the music video you're
They
in?
look like nice boys.
Yeah. Friendly gentleman.
Real stand-up group.
Yeah.
Where's my other?
You got a flow
thing?
chart going on over there? What's going on, Josh?
I had. It was another spreadsheet.
Oh, it's Kronk,
Kronk.
Right.
not Clonk.
Damn,
There we
someone's
go.
hitting us with some hearts. I just seen them going. There we go. This is going to turn into the most distracting thing ever.
That's an intrusive thought.
There is. That is the monetary. That is the figure.
Gotcha. All right. Let's do...
I see. Carman Cam. I remember that. Pull the lever. Wrong lever. I do remember that from that movie. That's about it.
Oh yeah. Found the quote. It's about finding Cusco. You never seen this part?
I can't remember it.
He says, "It's the peasant who I saw leaving the city who disappeared into the crowd with Cusco in the back of his cart. He must have taken him back to his village. So if we find the village, we find him. To find him, we find Cusco." And then he goes, "Ah, yes, it's all coming together." Dude, that part made me laugh so fucking hard as a kid.
Disney movies fell off.
Dude, I remember the first time I watched Shrek, I was in tears. Literal tears. I was laughing so hard.
Shrek still hits.
Shrek's rap.
The
Yeah,
first
good
one, the first Shrek,
First one
still.
for
Where
sure.
they walk into Dulong and it's like,
Dulong.
"Just keep off of the grass.
Oh,
with
yeah,
your
yeah, yeah.
shoes and your
Yeah,
Is that what it's
face."
called?
yeah. Eddie Murphy, the donkey.
Yeah.
It's just like amazing.
So
Yeah.
good.
It's amazing.
I like the Incredibles and like Cars.
Yeah.
Incredible's good. Cars is good. I like Moana. Emily
Dude.
likes Moana. I like that movie.
I haven't
was
seen
good.
it.
Fine with that one.
It was the one about the guitar.
Coco,
Coco is
great
sick.
movie. You'll cry.
So good.
You'll cry.
You will cry.
Haven't seen that.
Yeah.
See Inside Out?
No,
No,
I didn't see that one.
good one.
You see Luca?
It gets you, dude. No, I didn't see
Luca's
I've
I
heard
haven't
that.
watched
I've
the
heard
whole
that was
thing.
sick.
Yeah, Emily
Luke
likes
is
that
good.
one too.
Oh God, what's that other one that's really good? Monsters Inc.
it. Yeah.
Is that
Great.
Disney?
That's great.
Still
yeah.
lands.
We
Yep.
call my cat. What's the guy's name?
Wazowski.
Ralph. What's his name? The lizard with the big teeth.
Ah,
Dude,
fuck.
doesn't it start with a K?
Oh, it's an
Maybe
R.
it is Ralph.
No, it's like fuck. Lawrence, like something like that.
Randy?
Randall.
Randall.
Sometimes we take my cat and we like
Yeah,
flip her
Randall
upside
Randy
down
Boggs.
and like stretch her so you can see her teeth. She looks just like Randall.
Because it's Steve Buscemi.
Yeah.
That's who that is. Steve Buscemi. I'm always watching you, Mike Wazowski. It's good stuff.
Good casting. Good casting.
Great cast.
so good. What other?
Steve Buscemi, just an absolute golden goose to the acting world.
Absolutely.
Because I'm currently watching Sopranos,
Yeah.
so I think we're season 5, something like that. So he's in it.
Yeah.
Had no idea who was even in it.
Wait, who am I mistaking for Steve Buscemi right now?
It's I don't know, but the meme is, "Hey there, other cool kids," where he's got the
Oh,
backwards cap and the
Yeah,
skateboard.
dude.
fellow kids.
Hello, fellow
Yeah.
kids. Yeah.
Yeah,
Once regarded, there's another meme where it's him and Angelina Jolie, and it's like they both look identical, but like one's regarded as the most ugly actor like known to man, and one's like the most attractive actress known to man. But they look identical. One just has long hair. It's like super fucking weird.
I've
Did-
never seen that.
is Buscemi in The Other Family?
No. Buscemi is he gets out of jail.
Oh,
Wild.
yeah.
So far, it's
that
a
was
wild.
a crazy arc.
Right. Because, and I haven't seen the end of it.
You watching for the first time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So,
They look the same.
I just fucked up, right?
oh my God.
Yeah, wow.
Holy shit. So his character was trying to be on the straight and narrow. It's all on the up and up, get the massage stuff. And then we just seen the episode where he's like, "Fuck this, I'm gonna beat that dude up with a 2x4."
Yeah.
And it's just like, what
Yeah,
the
he
hell?
was crazy.
So I don't know where else it goes from there. But
What's
yeah,
this?
Keeps getting
in
crazier.
Sopranos.
Christopher.
Oh, you haven't seen?
No, I have no idea. Yeah.
You didn't watch
Yeah,
it
I'm
during the
tr-
pandemic when everybody did?
No, we just I don't.
You know what, that's
we were
crazy. I
really
think-
obsessed with Tiger King. To be fair,
Oh,
but
man.
it was all.
That's like the early pandemic days I don't want to think about.
Dude, it was wild.
Yeah, it was-
What a wild time. What a wild time.
It was awesome, dude. I remember I still had to commute to work for a couple of those days.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I did.
No.
The,
Nobody.
The Last Dance?
I never got to.
Oh yeah, the last day. I took that personally.
I
so
took that
fucking
personally.
good.
Yeah, Sopranos. I started like during COVID. I don't
Yeah.
know why though.
A ton of people did.
Which is weird because I wasn't influenced by anyone else. My girlfriend said Sopranos was great, and I said I've never seen it. She said you should watch it, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna buy HBO.
It's like really long.
I watched it in like a month.
So it would eat up at a decent amount of time.
Yeah, we got half a season and then the last season left.
Yeah, the early
Nice.
seasons for me are my favorites.
Oh my god, some of the characters, Paulie, just the one-liners. That was one thing about that show. I didn't realize how funny it was and the comedic
yeah.
value without
It's even-
purposely
it-
being comedic.
It's just as good watching it the second time because
Yeah.
it's jokes that you know, so there's other things that you can like observe
yeah.
and like all the music they use too.
Yep.
You ever seen the Pie Oh My episodes with the horse?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Pile
Oh my
Mine.
god. That right. I was like,
Incredible.
I know what that is. Yeah, it's
How they
amazing.
use the music at the end of that episode, just so fucking good. And a lot of the music they use is like amazing, and
Yeah.
like almost everything about it. If you ever heard an interview with David Chase, he's like how did you put the show together? And he like explains exactly how he did it. It's like, wow, that's fucking Smart.
Right. There's a structure, but a defined structure to this.
He's like,
It's
well, we had
cool.
the A plot and the B plot, and then we'd like a rise and we're like, oh, it's like, oh, okay, so that's why it's every episode's like a fucking movie.
Right.
What kills
right.
me about the show, that well, aside from the Italian humor, because a lot of it made me fucking cry. Where Paulie's like, "Oh, why do you wash your hands before you go pee and after?" Because you tie your shoes and you get the fucking pee on your pisciazone and the pisciadoo.
Yeah.
I've never heard those words.
Yeah. That's exceptional.
But what the fuck was I talking about? Oh, what kills me is when they shoot.
Yeah.
Oh, right. The slinging it.
And some of the prop guns are bad.
So
Yeah.
bad.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's like you
There's
could tell it's just a bunch of fat Italian guys
there's
acting,
some stuff that I'm like that I catch every now and again, whether it's a bad actor.
Yeah.
A lot
That's
of it.
not a main character, but like just some.
Some of it
There's a
didn't
lot of
age
it.
well.
Tanya and I look at each other like, was that real? Did they just have that in there?
Did you get to the CGI mom scene yet?
That was
No,
pretty-
No.
Did that happen
No.
yet?
I don't believe so. No,
No,
So-
I think you did. I think that passed.
Did it?
Did it pass? So it's
because she
it's
obviously.
not a spoiler, but she died in real life
Yeah,
during
yeah.
the filming.
Yeah.
And they like green screened her head onto her body.
Yeah, in like 2002.
And,
Well, to
and
be
it's like
fair-
this.
To be fair, if we did, I didn't notice it yet.
Oh, dude, you have to
Now I'm gonna have to
figure
look
out
for
the
it.
episode and watch it. And you're like, because I was watching it, and I knew at the time I was like getting into like CBD gummies and stuff, and I paused it and I was like, why do I feel high watching this? It's fucked. It looks wrong. So I googled
Oh,
it.
you got to change the camera back. It's still on that side one.
Yeah, why not,
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah,
We're
yeah.
in the
before
pre-party.
Yeah, it's fine.
guys?
Everybody's saying they miss Corey. I'm like, he's right here.
I got a lot of
Matt
put
Wood.
right here.
Matt Wood, you should definitely watch it.
Oh, Sopranos. Yeah, get on that.
That was an interesting time, the Tiger King time of the pandemic.
Dude, some people had it was like, so I wouldn't say it was bad. It was like the first couple, like the first week was bad. Like after that, it was like one of my friends worked as a mechanic and he got laid off right before the pandemic started, like the week before.
Mm-hmm.
So he started collecting temporary unemployment
Yep.
from the state of New Jersey. And then they did the COVID stuff. So he got other money too.
Yep.
So he was making like $3,000 like every 2 weeks or something. It's like literally just sit on his ass. He's like, I don't know, I'm just buying computer parts. Like,
That's what I would have
it's
done.
like, man, okay. Well, no, he wasn't working or anything.
Yeah, yeah.
I was working the whole time.
My
But I-
job got crazy during COVID.
Oh, really?
I wish I got laid off. I'd kill to get laid off during that time.
A lot of
It
my friends
was-
weren't working because we just got out of college.
Right, right. It's like the worst possible.
IT, it was like a demand for remote access.
Uh-huh. Oh, right.
Oh, yeah,
I need it.
because everybody went home
Yeah.
and suddenly,
That's why college was so easy. We left for spring break and we didn't come back.
yeah.
Yes. Maybe some people call it that.
Spring break.
Yeah, yeah.
Hell of a time.
Yeah. Couldn't do that. Didn't even have the opportunity.
Did you ever watch, I don't know why this just reminded me of it. Did you ever watch the movie Human Centipede?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't
The
watch
best
it. I
one's
know
the
about
second
it.
one.
Yeah.
Arguably. Britt doesn't think so. Have you seen two? It's literally just a snuff film.
I was
The
gonna
real
say,
human centipede enthusiast will say the second is the one to watch.
I'm pretty sure I started watching part 2
It's
like
brutal.
the night before I was leaving for London. And I'm just like, you know what? I think I'm just going to go to bed.
I'm going to save
I
this
think I'm
one.
just going to go to bed.
Yeah. A spoiler alert, a baby gets killed in that one. Because a lady is like trying to get away.
Yeah.
It's only the pre-party guys, I guess, right? So
Yeah.
you've never seen it.
Well,
Plug
it's
yours.
on YouTube.
You got 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's trying to get away. She
Uh-huh.
escapes the big, long human centipede that's hodgepodge put together.
Mm-hmm.
And she's pregnant.
As
and
opposed to the other one that's really good.
Right.
put together.
Yeah.
she's
First one was a fucking
struggling
bang-up guy.
very hard to get this car to go and like has the baby.
Mm-hmm.
But
Oh.
it goes under the brake pedal and she can't get it into reverse because the brake pedal, the baby's blocking.
Oh.
So she just smashes the baby under the brake pedal and jams it into reverse.
That is an intense moment, it sounds
The
like.
noises,
Yeah.
what an excellent piece of cinematography.
Yeah.
What
sounds
do
like
they
it.
call those noise specialists? There's a particular name. I forgot what they're
I
called.
don't know. They
engineers.
they had like multiple watermelons in a garbage bag or something. It was like, you know,
That's brutal, dude. Why do people watch that?
Yeah.
you don't
I
like
know.
that?
No, dude, my girlfriend watches stuff like that. She'll like get off work and she'll watch like the most intense fucking TV.
Yeah.
And I'll be like, "What? Are you trying to relax? Like, what the fuck?"
I'm just hanging out.
I come out of there, I'm like, "What are you watching?"
You walk through the door, you're
Or the one it's
Then he shot all of them.
or it's
you're like, oh my god.
it's not the first 48. It's another one where it's just like her legs were cut off, her head was cut off, her arms were cut off. It just keeps going. And you're just like, what the fuck is happening?
At a certain point where I was growing up, like it clicked in my head that like how like violent like American cinema is.
Yeah.
And it's like, this is like disturbing. Like if you saw this in real life, like, you'd be fucking scarred for life.
Yeah, to be memorable.
Yeah. And then
Yeah,
it's like
but-
people just watch this stuff and it's like, oh, that was funny. It's like, holy fuck. It's like, I don't think it's funny.
You never watch like Ewu Crew on YouTube? It's like all about real life murders that actually happen. And when you hear about them, you're like, how? Why?
You know, I'm familiar with all that stuff, and I know like these things can happen to real people, which is why it's like I don't get why people can just watch that something like that so casually.
It keeps you like aware.
Of the potential.
It's like you don't lock your windows at night, and
How-
then you're on this episode.
He was stabbed in the head 67 times.
You know, I don't want to be that guy.
And body.
And when you're getting stabbed 67 times, you're just like, oh, like you
Right,
wake
you-
up
you
to it, you're like,
Probably remember the first 30 plus.
yeah,
Yeah.
if you lived.
Right.
But like the first few, you're like, what's that? What's that? Ow.
Right. Takes a moment to realize.
I'm dying.
Yeah.
I'm bleeding.
Are you speaking from experience?
No, I'm just saying.
You seem very confident about something
Right.
like this.
Yeah, like the first 4 or 5.
You like poll the audience?
I just imagine it's not going to be a fatal blow immediately unless they're like a Superman serial killer.
Cleaver, perhaps in the head.
Yeah, like if you're getting poked up, you know,
Shanked.
I don't imagine it'd be an instant death unless they hit the heart or something.
Yeah.
It could just shut.
Anyway,
it
so
down.
this is a car podcast.
yeah.
16 minutes of just gore.
Gore.
That's all right. You know, we're here to party. I think we're good. Everybody good?
Let's
Yeah.
go.
Am I good? Which one of these buttons do I? Uh-oh. Hold on.
You're good.
I gotta drag this up. Sorry.
Oh, yeah. I moved it down.
No, I did.
Oh, I moved something last week or the week before.
That's fine.
You good now?
Maybe.
Tell me when I'm
Can you read that for me?
Yeah, I'm
Cue
good.
me.
No, not at all.
I was gonna say.
ready.
Yeah.
Let's go. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I am Josh Garcia, and this is the Revival Motoring Podcast. As always, I'm joined by Corey.si
Hello.
and Shook TD.
Oh,
Excuse me, just choked on my own spit. Chuck is at the motherland. He'll be back a couple weeks, early July.
Where's the motherland?
Mother
Poland,
Russia.
Poland.
Just kidding.
Oh, he's in Poland.
Poland,
Oh,
yeah.
okay. That's
Krakow.
the Polish connection.
Yeah, he's I think he's Poland. He's going to be in London. I think he's going to Italy as well. He's really doing the European vacation.
Is there a lot to do in Poland?
Yeah, I mean, his family there.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
He's got family there.
Yeah.
Right now might be a little weird.
What's up?
Right now might be a
Depending
little weird.
depends on what part.
Yeah.
How close you get to the border.
They're
Yeah.
good over there.
Yeah. But he is out there
Do you like tanks?
having the
Big tank
having
guy.
the time of his life. And in studio today with us is our friend, Mr. Bald Tires himself, Mr. Peter H. From The Drive, hanging out to talk about the projects he's been assembling, the articles he's been writing, and general car stuff. It's always a pleasure to have him here, so welcome.
It's been a while since someone associated bald tires with me. I'm gonna be honest.
Never forget.
Yeah.
Never
That's
forget.
how it started, man.
Yep.
I know.
And I'm glad because on Twitter, it still shows Bald Tires.
Yeah. I'm not
and-
changing that.
And I'm glad it does. It's just like, that's forever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Should get it tattooed on you.
You're right on my forehead.
But yeah, we are going to, talk to him, cover some automotive news, some events, all that sort of stuff. But before we get rolling, this episode is brought to you by our website, revivemotoring.com, where you can go and right now The Cold Start is actually finally on the website for sale. We tried to make the shipping as efficiently as possible, so I even lowered the price of the 6-pack in general as much as I could just to make it somewhat lighter on your wallet. So it is up there, vibemotoring.com, Cold Start 6-packs only. We are currently working on 4 different variations of ground coffee, whole bean / ground
You
coffee.
guys do coffee now?
We do.
Yeah.
What
yeah.
the fuck?
Yep.
You want to try one right now?
Can I
Oh, yeah,
Yeah, we're well into it.
You want to try one?
Yeah, I'd love
Yeah, all
to.
right, we'll get you one.
You guys make coffee? Yeah, I want
I
to
was
fucking
gonna
try it.
say, cold one's right in the fridge.
Yeah, we have them in the fridge.
Wow.
Can you grab me a water while you're up? Thank you.
Grab it from the
Yeah, and
shelf.
a couple slices of pizza. No, I'm kidding.
The shelf, please. Just from the shelf. Yeah.
From the shelf? Thank you. Hope he grabs it.
So we're going to have a live review of the coffee, which would be great.
Wow, yeah, that's amazing.
On the website currently, I think we just have midnight roast left. But in about, we'll call it, we're going to bring in the 4th of July with a lot of different ones. So right now we're working on the artwork for the bags, changing some things up for that release. So you will see that stuff pretty soon.
Is
Wow.
that the one that's over there?
Yes, that was just a, what do they call it?
Rough draft?
There was another term I was thinking of, but proof of concept.
Okay.
Proof of concept. Yeah, I just wanted to make sure that was going to work. I got to
like it.
manipulate that a little bit, but there's going to be that one.
Your branding looks so good.
Thank
I'm
you,
so
thank you.
impressed.
Yeah, no, that's our friend Ghost Images. I gave him a list of things that I wanted to include on there, and he came up with that label, and I was just like, hot damn.
Wow,
this
it's
is where
pretty
at.
good.
Yeah, dude. Like,
Man, talk about fucking diversifying.
Yeah,
Jesus Christ.
we got to think long
You got
term.
the new studio last time. When I come here, you guys are fucking canning coffee. What the f-
We're doing
What else?
ground coffee, whole bean coffee.
Wow.
And we're going to
We
have
got cold-
water.
Where are you getting this shit? What are you growing it? What's going on?
No,
we got a Coffee Connect.
Yeah, we got a big coffee connect. I don't know if you've seen out there that big thing in the corner that's covered.
Oh yeah, I was
That's a
wondering what that
German
was.
roaster.
Wow.
Yeah.
Where the
Yeah.
fuck did you find that?
Well, when they stopped making Panzer tanks, they started making those things.
No shit.
No, so that's not ours. It is our roaster. That is his next big endeavor project.
Okay.
And we are just storing that for him. So
Awesome.
it eventually that machine will roast our beans.
You
Wow.
never German roasting?
Why do you
Oh,
gotta-
your mama is fat. Yeah. You know? You could do dark too. Your mama's dead. Oh, it's just bad.
Buddy,
Little aside there.
where you going with this? I didn't expect that.
I know. So my dad has already ordered coffee.
He has. I've seen the
He's
order
already
come
ordered
through.
coffee. The guy was hot
Yeah.
with it. First one in the chat. First
there.
one to order coffee.
Yeah.
He's hot with it.
A lot of people are big on the beans.
Big on the
Beans?
Yeah, in the
Whole bean,
ground.
you mean?
Whole bean. And, yeah, they want to grind.
So I was going to say, yeah, whole
fresher that
bean.
way.
It's
Never
and
done
you
it.
can. A lot of people have grinders at home. You can change the coarseness.
Yeah.
So if you want to do a cappuccino or something super fine, very powdery, really pack it on in there.
Do you just get more caffeine when you grind it?
I don't know how that
Finer?
works.
Caffeine is related to the
Cooking length.
roast
time.
and the bean and stuff like that. And you know what's crazy is light roast is more caffeinated than
Yeah, I've
dark
heard
roast.
that.
I always thought it was the opposite way.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah,
it's
for the
cooked-
longest time.
longer, I assume. So there's less caffeine, right?
No, the beans are roasted at different intervals. Yeah, and depending upon the bean, just listen to topics.
dude,
Under the
yeah, I'm
Stairs.
gonna have to watch
You
that
you
one.
have to listen to if you
I
like.
said I was gonna. I forgot all about that one.
It's amazing. I think it's. I've told a bunch of people. I think it's like
I eat-
episode 119.
I'm not
or-
a coffee guy, and I listened to it and I found it like super intriguing.
I'm
Yeah,
a-
no,
I'm the
they're-
biggest coffee normie out there.
Yeah.
I tried to get into the. I bought an AeroPress.
Mhm.
I was doing all that shit. I was doing the coarseness, the temperature.
Yep.
And I never had 2 cups of coffee that were the same. And then I bought an espresso. This is like okay every time, and I was like, "Wow, this is amazing." And I-
Yeah. You almost talk yourself into the whole process.
yeah.
So that's what, like, to be fair, I'm generally, let's keep it as simple as possible.
Well, this is that.
So that right
Yeah.
there, or like our ground stuff, I have a Keurig, and I just have the small little reusable K cup.
yeah.
So, for instance, my favorite one is our medium roast. That
You gotta
like,
get the Nespresso, dude.
I know. I keep so our Keurig is really old,
Yeah.
and I just haven't replaced it yet.
Catherine just got an espresso yesterday, literally yesterday.
Yeah.
And it wasn't anywhere near as expensive as I had thought. But when it showed up, I'm like, how much?
The pods
you...
are expensive.
But the unit itself
Yeah.
it showed up. I was like, how much was this? And it wasn't a lot. But the pods, yeah, I
They're
guess.
like $1 each.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I'm
guess-
sure when blue seats showed up, she was like, I'm sure these are cheap.
Nope.
Your priorities, you know?
Yeah, I want my my coffee machine to not have levers and pulleys as if I'm operating a fucking steam locomotive.
Yeah.
It's like a Willy Wonka thing. You're like
Yeah,
pulling
exactly.
levers.
Dude, you should, if you, in college, we took apart a Keurig,
Yep.
and they're not supposed to be serviceable. There's like a bunch of mold in the one we took apart, so.
To be
Yours-
fair,
Yeah, they
If
get
yours is
gnarly.
old, you should,
I have seen the inside of that thing and I'm like, this isn't good,
yeah.
but I
Yeah.
still drink it. To be fair,
Do you flush the water system at all frequently?
not frequently enough.
Okay.
Yeah. Coffee at home tastes better than everywhere else.
That's true.
Because we have the same machine at work, and each time I don't make our coffee at work, but if I just try to make a coffee at work from a normal Keurig, I'm just like, this tastes like shit.
Yeah, it's like fucking, it's like food when you're not making it, you know?
Yeah,
tastes
exactly.
better.
Just different.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can head to our website, revivalmotoring.com. We got a bunch of different things up there, and you can sign up for B4B, which Shook will tell us all about later. But we appreciate everybody who's here, who's listening, and are going to come hang out for the
Shout out
night.
to Tyler Page.
Big shout to T-Page.
His mother loves RM Coffee, Revival Motoring Coffee. So
Yeah, I love you, mother.
there you go. When we love her, we feel for her.
Big
What do we
shout to
got?
Matt Wood for the Polish energy drinks as well.
I know, yeah. So
Yeah.
we talked about that last week. He dropped
Shook is
them off.
indulging today.
I hit a definitely not ripped off Red Bull.
Let me see the can.
What is it
It's called
called?
Replay. Same color scheme.
Same size.
Taurine, caffeine. Taurine. It just says it over and over again.
Taurine's the miracle drug, didn't you know?
Dude,
We've seen that, right?
Stronger than
What is it?
ivermectin.
What is it, like vitamin B12? I don't know what's in taurine.
I don't know, but there was just an article that came out that said it's the life elixir.
Yeah, from Red Bull?
No, so that's the thing. I don't know who this.
Who funded that
I don't
stuff?
know who this is funded by.
Christian
Uh,
Horner?
I feel like taurine's in almost every energy drink.
taurine supplement makes animals live longer. We are animals.
That's
damn,
true.
taurine occurs naturally in foods with protein, such as meat or fish.
I thought taurine was like a chemical because like tor, bull. I thought there was like a connection there.
Toradol.
I thought that they like made up taurine and they have like a trademark on it, but it's actually like a naturally occurring thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Taurine was in Sobe. Why do I sound like I'm in a tunnel?
Sobe.
Remember Sobe?
I
Yeah.
do remember Sobe.
Taurine was in Sobe.
Life water.
I saw vitamin water in the airport the other day, and I was like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa!" I was like, "They still sell that?"
Vitamin
I
water?
had no idea.
It's
Really?
50.
Aren't
Apparently
you
I
drinking a vitamin water? Oh, it's
That's a
Gatorade.
Gatorade, yeah.
50 cent out there slanging.
Is it?
What flavor is that? Say
The
purple.
purple one. Yeah.
Okay. Good.
Taurine also
I
helps the
love
body
artificial grape.
process bile, acid, and balanced fluids, salts, and minerals, among other actions. Listen,
It
taurine,
sounds like good stuff.
it sounds like great stuff.
I think
Yeah.
P. Coots had another donation in there.
Damn,
so I
another
think that,
one.
that might have been him with the. There we go.
Oh,
Oh, no.
yeah,
T-Page, my mother loves Yeah. Your mother loves RM coffee. Wow, there was two.
A lot of moms loving Revival Motoring Coffee.
Hey, you know, it's what we like to do. Keep everybody hydrated with our beans.
Just pleasing everybody's mothers.
Mother lovers.
Mother lovers. Let's get right into
If you'd like to leave a callback number, press 2.
callbacks.
Josh, we're going to kick it off with you.
Ooh,
Big last week for Josh.
huge.
Huge.
money.
Huge.
I've seen
I know,
many.
Peter, I know you saw the Mustang originally
Yeah.
before it's been driftified, let's call it.
Yep. I think the day, if not the day after I got it, because it was not long after he got his
You were like, we're
Corvette.
natural
Okay.
enemies now,
So
man.
I was just like,
We're gonna
hey,
have to
just
fucking
let you
kill
know.
each other, yeah.
Just let you know, buddy. You got to watch out on the street.
So you see it now in its current layout.
Yeah.
Josh had a very successful, I would say successful.
Yeah.
What is it? This past Friday?
Friday. Yep.
Past Friday.
Yep.
Break it down for us, Josh.
So this past Friday, I attended my first Lock City Drift event at Thompson Speedway Motorsports Park. Mr. Mike Lynch and the crew put on a clinic event, which was awesome. I think it was the best choice for me to attend first, for sure.
When you say 10, you mean you drove. This is your first event you drove.
To drive that, yeah, with said Mustang. So, you arrive, you hang out, kind of do
I
your
arrived.
checks and inspections.
How'd that go? Flawless?
Yeah,
Flawless
it was fine.
victory?
Yeah, it was fine, which worked out really well. Then you go in for a little classroom session. Mike and the boys get a little background on everybody, figure out where to kind of group people up. First things first was just doing some general bigger donuts and figure eights and things like that. So for about an hour or so. If you even are remotely interested in actually driving and drifting, go to one of these clinics. Obviously, get your car set up, figure that all out, but go to one of these clinics, because the biggest takeaway is you're going to feel uncomfortable in the car and do things that you don't feel comfortable doing, which is great for you to ultimately learn how to drive the car.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I think I said it to Chuck and Corey when they arrived. I was like, yeah, I'm practicing going just right, just drifting to the right, because it just naturally didn't feel as comfortable as drifting to the left. But once I could nail that down, I started to combine that with going left and just do the figure eights and felt pretty comfortable. But again, they walk you through a bunch of different stuff. It's great. It was Mike, Kenny, Brad, and Derek all just giving relative pointers.
Eric Richardson?
I believe so. He drives the
Cressida?
Yep.
Yeah.
General pointers. So it's cool. You go out for I say session. During the session, you go out, do your laps, and then they'll come back, give you some feedback. And then they'll come back, kind of do the same thing, wait on grid. You get more seat time than anybody could ever need, because you're literally just hot lapping.
You went through a full tank of gas.
I basically went through a full tank of gas. So I drove there with a quarter tank. That's how much I used from here.
Where did you fill up?
At the track.
Damn, you got money.
No, I only put so I get down to a quarter of a tank and just put in 5 gallons. It was only like $30.
Only?
Well, but obviously
You could fill the tank for that almost.
Yeah, depending upon where. I
At
mean,
the
it was
racetrack.
like summer prices.
It's expensive at the racetrack.
Well, that's the thing. What am I going to leave?
Yeah.
Go find it. Go drive.
Yes, that's what I do.
No, I'd have to drive.
Yeah,
The
you
amount
got money,
The amount
daddy.
of downtime isn't worth it.
I'd have to drive like 20 minutes to a gas station. 25
It's
minutes.
not 20 minutes. It's right around the corner.
No, it's not.
You
Which
I'll
gas
show you.
station you going to?
The one right around the corner.
What's the name of it?
He
I don't
just
know the
said.
name.
Yeah, right around the corner.
It can't be more than 10 minutes away.
Out of Thompson,
Is
do you
it a
take a
Shell?
right or a left?
I don't know. It might be a mobile.
It is around the corner though. So
Yeah.
Because if
And
you
what he
take,
hasn't telling you is around 12 corners. Yeah.
I'd say it's maybe 10 minutes max away.
well,
Josh, I support your decision.
regardless,
Carry on.
I wanted to give myself a bit more petrol while I was there, so I didn't have to worry about it on my way home. So
Yes.
that's exactly what I ended up doing.
I would recommend next time fill it. Unless, oh wait, you don't have a
No, you're
BMW
not.
fucking double gas
I
tank
filled
thing?
the tank was full when I left here. I used a quarter of the tank just
Oh!
about to get to
I
Thompson.
hear what you're saying. I thought you had a
and
quarter
then I
tank
drove.
when you got there.
No, yeah, I wasn't like, oh, let me arrive to the track and fill up on empty.
Oh,
no,
okay. That's what I was like.
Jesus,
what are you doing?
dude? No,
No, he showed up full tank
no,
ready to
yeah,
party.
I was ready to go. My point was driving so much, I used that much gas.
I see what you're saying now.
Yeah.
If you showed up empty tank and filled up there, psycho.
have
Yeah,
the
man, I
best
just filled up. It
gas.
was $150.
All
Yeah.
I'm saying is don't drive and drift an E36 not full unless you have the dual pump thing.
Yeah,
Because my car shut the fuck off.
yeah,
That's
just
funny.
from the sloshing.
Yeah, I don't know if you
Yeah.
have the camel tank.
To be
or-
fair, I don't know off the top of my head. It didn't
no hiccups.
really hiccup. There was a couple times where I stalled after spinning out, and it hesitated to start. But I think that I might have
guys
a
have an-
worn out starter or just.
Do those things have inertia switches? Maybe. It was
Good question. I don't think they do.
Like a bike when you flip it.
I don't.
cars have
think-
those. Yeah.
Do
I don't-
they really?
Yeah.
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 So basically, what I had to do is just remember to clutch in, and if I knew I stalled the car, just let it roll a little bit.
Uh-huh.
So once it kind of rolled again, then I could start it.
Oh,
right up.
okay.
So it kind of like fixed itself after that. It did it a couple times, just something I noticed, a little thing. But yeah, you get so much seat time. So essentially, that's how the day started, doing figure eights and donuts, and then after a couple sessions, have lunch. Everybody kind of meet up again, chat about how things felt, and then half of the group or some of the group got to try Clubhouse, and I was day one, so I didn't want any part of that. I went to the bigger side of the skid pad and just ran the layout that they had set up, which was awesome. I just went out there with no goal in mind, just to drive it and kind of see what happened. So practice a couple corners first, and then I felt comfortable enough to where like, okay, I think I can link this whole thing. and ended up doing that a couple times, which I was stoked about. Didn't expect to do that. Then it started pouring and changed everything.
Oh, dude, it's awful.
Dude, wild.
The only thing though that's worse than rain is when it's half wet, half dry.
Yeah, I can see that
Because
for
the
sure.
car
Yeah.
like does this
It doesn't know what to do.
lurchy shit.
Like it just went from, being so used to the car's big, right? So I was getting used to the G's I'm feeling, as well as, okay, I kind of know how much resistance this thing has. Like I can feel if it's slowing up.
Yeah.
Or,
It's weird to watch from the outside. I don't know how it feels inside the car, but it's weird to watch you, and we could see as you were going. It's almost like there's a point. It's like a switch.
100%.
There's a point, and then the car's just like woof, all
So
the way back
my
around. Yeah.
the best way I can explain this, and the best way I feel it's almost exactly the same thing, if you're familiar with BMX or even skateboarding, if you're in a manual
Yeah.
and there's a balance point,
Yeah.
you have to be on that balance point.
Right.
And that balance point, I'm sure as you progress and learn the car, extends.
Changes.
Right.
Yeah.
So you can feel exactly where you are, where you are on that balance point of either looping out or just stopping the drift. And you can get to that point, I'm sure, with more and more seat time.
Yeah.
It's just a natural thing.
Yeah, and an angle kit like increases your motion, in which in Tony Hawk where you have like
it can increase
the
the
V
correction.
where it's easy
Yes.
to control.
Yep. Yeah.
It
for
increases
sure.
the V.
Yep. I can see that for sure.
That's
'Cause
pretty much it.
It just gives you more of, all right, if
Saving.
I apply more angle and more throttle, I might be able to save this.
Oh, yeah,
or,
you'll steer
or
right
vice
out.
versa.
Yeah, it's a cheat code. Is what it is.
So car ran pretty much flawlessly. Temps were fine. My front wheels, I need to space out a bit because the inner portion of the wheel was hitting the lower control arm.
I watched the video. It
a
wasn't that
lot.
bad.
Oh no, it may not have been that bad at the time. Put it this way, I probably could have started out with a 10 mil spacer. Now I think I need a 5.
The more you rub, the less you rub.
Yeah,
as
so
they say.
it took off some significant. It looked like a lathe.
nice.
The sheet
Finely
metal that was
machined.
left, but
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't too bad. And I'm eager to get those spacers on to feel the car because I feel as if that might have stunted some of my angle as well.
Well, so
Effectively, yeah, it does.
It's stopping it.
in a motion where you were like, I don't want to say like low throttle, but this was what was happening with me because mine were really hitting.
Yeah.
I mean, like burying
if-
themselves in the aluminum.
Low throttle with the wheel, I could feel it, and you heard it, and like it was stopping the car.
Right. So
And-
you'll get to a point where it would almost apply front brake only
Yep.
and spin you right out.
That's exactly what Mike said because Mike ended up driving my car at one point just to explain figure eights further. And he's like, I don't know if this, and that's exactly what it was. He's like, it feels like the front brakes are being applied and it's just going to loop you out. So that could have been something to it as well. But needless to say, I did kind of get a hang of it and find that point at some point.
Well, you have extended tie rods,
No.
right? Or spacers, right?
Just spacers, just rack spacers.
So anybody that does angle kits with those cars, because I've been reading that drift page.
yeah.
Everyone runs like a 20 or an inch to 1.5 spacer, which is insane width.
That is, yeah.
Because you have to, otherwise
Excuse me, how much?
To
inch
push
and a
them
half.
out.
Inch
or
and a
else
half?
That's gigantic.
Yeah.
No wonder why they all look like bulldogs.
they all look crazy.
Yeah.
It's because when they
That's
run
like,
the
that's like more than
Scatini
30
kits,
millimeters. That's crazy.
36
Yeah.
millimeters,
Yeah.
yeah.
can't be great in the wheel bearings. But the Scatini kits, like
They're
Yeah.
feeling it.
I don't
Yeah.
know why, but shit will just hit everything. Like because there's like cables and stuff in there and power
Well,
steering
so
pump stuff. And
In my car in particular, I believe the harnesses ran right through the
Right,
fender as
yeah.
well. That's one
Nice.
thing you actually have to watch out for.
Yeah, Larson was
is
destroying
burning on
his.
the inside and then
Ford moment.
yeah, exactly. Then you're really stuck.
They were like, "Let's tuck it, dog.
Yeah. We're gonna help everybody out.
You want to lower your car?
Clean up the bay. Yeah, let's clean up the bay.
Yeah, those will probably save your life.
To be fair, I'll throw on an 8 mil spacer, see where I'm at. I'll probably do 8 all around just because.
Did you buy them yet?
No, not yet.
Did you look at the Power by Max ones that I said PBM?
They don't have 5x114,
Yeah, they do.
do they? It didn't say it
I
on
have
the
them on my
website.
Civic. So you can buy the kit,
Yep.
and it comes with like mad spacers, and then you bolt an adapter essentially. So it's 50114 to 50114 with extended studs.
I already have extended studs.
Okay, so then yeah, you can just buy their pucks then,
Yep.
because you could get that and then slide the pucks on,
Yep.
and then use their extended studs.
Yep.
Or you can get the ones that I have on the Civic, where you just
I just want like
pucks.
slip-on ones.
Yep,
yeah.
that's what these
Just
are.
slip on. LMR has them for $50 for a pair.
Oh, it's cheap. Yeah,
Yeah.
That's what these are like, 40 or 50.
Yeah,
bucks.
it was 5x114 by, I think they said 5/16 or whatever it is, which is whatever the equivalent is to 8 mil. So I'm gonna pop those on. I don't plan on putting an angle kit on at all, like anytime soon. I just want to get used to it as is. Again, I felt way more comfortable than I expected out there. Few small things I want to address on the car. Obviously the spacers. Definitely want to switch to harness instead of my seatbelt. Seatbelt's fine. It did the job, but
Makes a huge difference.
so, and actually the seat itself too. I think the seat's a little too big.
being kept in the same place is like an underrated part of
'Cause-
this whole process.
Yeah.
The whole, like I lost my footing position a couple times.
Yeah.
Because of just the transitioning, one way to the other or spinning out too much or whatever it was. So I think at some point I need to switch to the Sparco Evo XL just because it's going to be newer, bigger bolsters and just hold my legs straighter.
The harness might help with that too.
So
Yeah,
that's
it
that.
will.
I think so. I was talking to Jordan. He's like, it will, but not as much as you probably need. Because I even felt right now my legs are still tender. The outside of my knees, just like they were
Smacking
slapped
shit.
around a couple
Yeah,
times.
like I'll notice that when I was going like driver side, I'd be like in the bottom left of the seat almost.
right, almost.
And then
make
when I
the
transitioned in the
adjustment.
bottom
yeah,
right,
yeah.
and like my knee would smack the center console or
Yep.
smack the door. And
So-
I would just lock in and just hold my body there.
And to be fair, in my car, the center console and door are right on my knees anyway.
Yeah, that's probably why.
So it's not like, I was flopping around like a goldfish in the seat, but it was just enough to be like, hey, you just spent 6.5 hours driving this thing and getting slapped around a bit. So
your knees look like fucking.
they didn't bruise. I
No.
for sure thought they were going to bruise. I even said it to my wife. I'm like, I think my knees are going to be bruised like an old man.
Bruised my knees.
What about your hip?
yeah, broke my hip.
spinal?
But yeah, I mean, there's really not much. I think I'm going to play around with tire size. I think going up to a 235. I was even talking to Derek, and he said you could probably run a 265 and be fine.
You definitely need a
On the
chunkier tire
front?
on that.
I think Larson runs big tires on his.
on
he
the
spins them
on
no
just
problem.
the whole
Square?
setup overall. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because right now
What?
technically it's 18 by 9.5 all around on a 225.
Wow.
Yeah,
It's like
And
no
You have
tire on that
225 in the
thing.
rear.
yeah,
That's crazy.
yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's like
So-
what fucking E36 is.
Dude, that's
running
like
brother.
that's like Chargers, the like stock Chargers.
Yeah,
They
it's
put like
just
the
the
fucking
donut.
like solar car tires. What are you doing?
So it was meant to be like, oh yeah, just try 225s because you're going to be able to slide around really easy.
Yeah.
really easy.
But I think I need a little more grip, realistically.
I have 250s if you want to try them. Lionhearts.
Yeah, we'll fucking spin those tigers right in this parking lot.
You guys have a tire machine?
No,
Next door.
We have access to one.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah,
okay.
next door.
Yeah.
access to
I
it.
have to pull the tires anyways because I'm
Yep.
selling those wheels.
Yep.
You could test them out. They're chunky.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I'm very much so in the testing phase of
Those
things.
were all the grip on my car.
Yeah.
I mean, I had to always keep it matted, and the shit was like kind of gripping up.
Yeah.
And I was going so fast up the uphill.
Yeah. Yeah, I just, I think 235s would be good, but I like I was saying, Derek's is like, nah, you probably would be fine with
Yeah,
He
like a
runs big
265.
rears,
Fucking
and
crank
he
it.
makes
Yeah.
no power.
Yeah.
He's like, this car didn't even make 300.
So that's I was gonna say, like we were talking about just power numbers comparable, and it'd be almost right there. Obviously different chassis, but
yeah, I think he said his
power-wise.
car made like 255 or something, and he
Yeah.
runs, I think,
Wheel?
245, 255 wheel.
Oh, okay.
I'd be my guess would probably be that car would put down 235, 240.
It's
Yeah,
4
it's,
as
like,
is.
it's all stock
Yeah.
1J, I think.
It's 4.6. No, my car in particular.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, 4.6,
Is that a 4-valve or a 3-valve?
3-valve.
Okay.
127,000 miles on it.
It's
Gotcha.
a 4.8 those or 4.6?
4.6.
4.6.
Yeah, 4.6 3-valve.
It probably makes like, yeah.
From
like
the factory, they
probably-
spec the motor 300.
I'd say 260 wheel.
I'd be surprised if it was that much.
I don't know. Well, I don't know. Like I've raced other Mustangs against my not Mustang,
Yep.
and it was pretty close.
To be fair, I really would like to dyno it, just because I think it'd be funny.
Yeah, why not?
Just get a number. And then at some point, if I do exhaust and just small stuff.
You got to find out how much
Cans.
you're not making.
Yeah, exactly. But no, overall, day was awesome. It was very, very fun. I'm stoked that the car drove there, drove all day, and drove back home. Oh, so
That's the best feeling.
driving home, get on the highway. I'm like, man, what a day. What a day. Beautiful day.
Many
Boom.
days like this,
Boom.
all dogs.
Check engine light comes on. I'm like, what the fuck?
Do you know what it was for?
No, I don't. I got to scan it. But it felt completely fine. Another thing,
From the
driving.
gas cap.
Yeah, evap.
Dri-
Not a real code.
It's something. Yeah, that most likely.
Fucking, you know who invented those? The government invented evap codes to scam old people. Taking them to
Oh, I'm into
dealerships.
this. All right, let it ride.
That's a good conspiracy,
It-
right?
Dude, I'm in.
Fucking who
Listen, you said
controls
one
that?
sentence, and I'm in.
Well, it's just SAE. SAE invented that shit
Right,
to
right.
make automakers money.
Yeah, what the fuck is a charcoal canister even doing?
Bullshit. Doesn't
What
it
is this? What is this? Kingsford? What's happening? What are
Yeah.
you doing over
Who cares
here?
what it does?
Yeah.
I don't care.
So,
Fucking throw it out.
yeah, check engine light came on, but the car ran fine. What I thought was really funny is I didn't go through a whole set of tires. I just went there with the ones I had and got to drive home, which was fine. But I definitely took some tread off them because driving home, I'm like, man, this car feels way lower. The exhaust was hitting off everything on
Oh,
the way
really?
home. I'm like, wait
That's
a second.
another thing. Like,
I
a different
probably
size tire
took
is going to help you a lot with that.
100%.
Was
That's
your speedo reading like 90 miles an hour?
no, it said 80 something, 85 ish, something like that. It
'Cause I will
didn't seem
say,
too off.
The
but-
car looks really low sliding around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's probably a bit too low for suspension. Felt great. Big shout to ISC. I didn't feel like the car was a big boat like it looks. You know what I mean? I think it looked fine sliding.
Yeah.
And I didn't feel like, oh, I got to catch back up to the car to
To be
figure
fair,
it
the
out.
only time it looked like a boat is when
I really
you
spun
went too
out.
far.
Yeah.
Because you're
Looped
like,
out.
holy shit, here it
Really
comes.
came around. Right? Momentum. That
Yeah,
momentum's
that's
the
the
son
only
of a
time.
bitch.
But when you were actually drifting, it looked perfect. But it looked really, really low. Like if you was sliding, I was like,
That's how Pudva's is too. It's
you couldn't see like under the
under car.
So I
Yeah,
was like,
the side skirts
Give me a
on those
business
cars
card
are
to this
low.
thing.
And like the lot, the skid pad lot. I mean, it's nicely paved, but there's some spots where there's like some
Yeah,
stuff.
I was gonna say where they had you doing donuts in the back.
Yep.
You had the whoop section.
I did, yeah. And you, depending upon which way I was going, but if I did big donuts, there was a section where I'd go flat to like a concrete section that was kind of angled. So it was actually a cool feeling because you could actually feel, and then it would pull you back and send you closer to the grass and stuff. But
I love the bump.
yeah,
When did they run kidney at all? Did you do the kidney beans?
no.
stuff?
So the setup that we ran, bear with me to explain this, is you're on grid. You have the same left in to the kidney, but you continue to dive around to the grass circle patch. So you
So
do a
kind of hairpin.
big loop right there. So it turns into a hairpin left again. Then it turns into a hairpin right, and you drive the section you just drove past. And then you loop around again. So that'd be a swooping right into a hairpin left, into swooping left, back around.
Oh, okay. That's
So it was-
actually
it was
that's
a-
the new skid pad layout that they were running.
I don't know what to cut. It's not, there's not a form or vegetable I can provide you that it looks like.
Butternut squash.
Yeah, right, exactly. Yeah.
A gourd.
A green bean on the worst
A
day
dropped
ever.
water-
A
Watermelon.
young celery.
Real spry.
Yeah. Big eggplant. But no,
I like
no,
that.
it was,
Carman Can said $2 donation for every time we say to be fair.
To be fair.
to be fair,
Yeah.
To be fair.
huge shout outs to Carman Cam as well, because he was there. I didn't even realize it. He tagged me in a photo of the back of my car. And I'm like, oh my God, somebody's here that I know. And I seen him in the classroom after, and we just briefly spoke. And then it was awesome because I ended up driving with him before the rain really started to come down. It was just me, him, and a dude in a silver E36 on the skid pad for probably 45 minutes to an hour.
It's good to get that time to yourself.
Dude, it's unbelievable.
How many hours do you think you spent actually driving? I would say more than 4.
I was going to say 4.5 to
Wow,
5.
That's crazy.
Of just
Of like
driving.
in motion driving.
I was there for 2.5 hours and he drove the whole time.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So,
That car was like, please.
well,
I beg of you.
son of a bitch. I was just going to say it again. To be fair, I was forcibly going for long laps around the paddock. At one point, I did disappear, and the guy's like, "Where's he going?" I had to get gas. But no, I was doing that. just to the temps never even went past mid.
Yeah, it's just
so it
nice
was
to
fine.
be nice to it.
But I just wanted to, kind of not baby it. I mean, beating the snot out of it.
How
But
funny is the rain though? It feels like Formula Drift car.
the rain didn't even make sense. It was just like
You're
everything I was so
breathing on the
used to.
pedal.
I'm like, oh, my car just turned into an on-off switch.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
the way it
And
felt.
a rear-wheel drive car, it's like impossible.
Dude, it
Yeah.
was like,
225s.
Yeah.
yeah, it was gonna call. It was unbelievable the difference it made. And there was a different section of the skid pad where, like, okay, it's raining. Yes, you have zero grip. There was a slicker section towards the middle. Almost as soon as I would hit that, I'd whoop out.
Yeah.
It was cool.
I like that bump in the back though. Once you do kidney,
Mm-hmm.
you're like flying at it at a right angle, and the car humps.
Yep.
And a lot of people, I think I spun there a couple times because you're just hammering it,
Yep.
and your car picks up,
Yep.
and then you spin.
So that was one thing that I was getting used to. It was like, hey, you don't have to be on
Hammering
throttle
it.
all the time
Yeah.
to stay in drift. You can, especially on the hairpins and stuff like that, you make your transition, let the car skid. Just let it do its thing.
Yep.
And then you can feel like, okay, I'm slowing down a bit too much.
Power
or
time.
like I felt like good opportunities to, okay, I can hammer on it. And the other thing was I don't have to be off rev limiter by any means.
Nah, it's just fun too.
I could. You get exactly. You get into
Yeah.
a point, especially after I completed, after I linked it the first time. I'm like, oh, now I want to try to make this whole thing. But at the same time, I was kind of like, I'm feeling this so much. I want to fucking
Hammer it.
and just lay down the smoke, if you will.
yeah. Let the smoke out.
Yeah.
I would just hammer it at that corner. As soon as I hit the bump, I lift, and then the second the seat, like your ass hits the seat, you remat it.
Yep.
So you're like, brrr, brrr,
Yeah,
you know what
yeah,
I mean? It feels cool.
Josh, was the sim time helpful?
Yeah, I think so.
When it was working correctly.
Yeah. No, we have our setup now. I want to redo it to just get better components.
Yeah.
Because when we were running the G920 with Shook's wheel and that setup and having the bigger wheel,
It worked great for a time.
that felt way better than it currently does now. As I was saying to Corey, like, I can't imagine upgrading that with proper pedals and stuff because feeling my car compared to that, my car, there's a wide range of foot position and throttle control of like me being able to control it. Whereas here, this feels like on off. That's it. There's a range of maybe feels like 3 inches.
Yeah.
And it's very, now I jump back on that. I'm like, I can't drive the sim at all,
Yeah.
it was a weird feeling.
I did a bunch of that during the pandemic. I did a bunch of sim racing. I got really good at go-karts and project cars.
Yep.
And I was setting like top 10 times on some go-kart tracks. And then my first real track time was in a C8 Z06 at Pittsburgh National Raceway.
Yep.
And nothing can prepare you for it.
No. It's
Well,
the
at least-
G's.
Yeah, the G-force. It's like, well, I'm going through this corner. I can feel the blood on this side of my head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like, I'm going through this corner really fast. I'm not completely aware of what's going on, but I'm just going to keep my foot to the floor.
Tunnel vision.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was like, especially with that car, dude, their instructor, well, the development engineer was leading me. It was like a lead follow out.
Oh, wow.
And
That's
he was
quite
like, he was on the radio, and they had really thick, like almost like a fucking curb on a street, curbs in this course. And they had MagnaRide, and he's like, take it up on the fucking curb. And he was like riding these curbs. And I'm like, dude, that's going to unsettle this car. And he's like, take it on the curb. And I took it up there, and it was like nothing. Car was unsettled
He
at
just
all.
knew he was
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
pretty wild for them to be that confident in their build,
Yeah,
which
yeah,
is,
it was-
it's great.
And then that wasn't even the Z07 package car, which apparently even crazier. It started
Yeah.
raining. We couldn't drive them. But that was like, dude, sim racing. It's like,
It prepares you for the hand movements.
I was going to
yeah,
say,
it
yeah.
and getting into a groove, it prepares you for.
And I would say like braking, not unless you have a good pedal setup.
Yep.
I feel like the braking was the worst part for me because like every time then I drove with Oliver Gavin who had won Le Mans
Yep.
and I was in the passenger seat with him, and every corner he slammed on the brakes
Yeah.
Yes.
as hard as he fucking could.
Yep.
And it's like, well, that's how you get time. Like that's usually you have to save the time if you want to win, obviously. But I had not come into it expecting that, and I was like, apparently a couple people were sick. And after like the third lap, I started feeling sick, and I was like, "Man, you got to fucking slow down! Like, I'm gonna throw up in here." And he was like, "Thank you for telling me that." Like, 2 other people did.
Oh, fuck.
He's like,
Jesus.
why would you fucking say something?
Yeah.
It's like, I'm about to puke. Like, you gotta stop this car.
I don't know what it is. If I'm driving a vehicle, Totally fine.
Yeah, dude. There was some other guy who was driving, and he was like, "Yeah, I made myself sick." I'm like, "How do you do that? Why
Nah.
don't you just like?"
Nope.
It doesn't track with me.
I was a passenger with Danny. I don't know if you listened to the last episode. His car makes like 190 horsepower. I was like, you gotta,
Yeah.
I'm gonna puke, dude.
Dude, I don't like being a passenger in like anything.
I'm
but-
all set.
Yeah.
Well, watch from afar.
Yeah.
You just gotta mentally put your brain in like.
I can't. I don't know how you did. Like when you said that you threw up, I was like, I get it.
But that was after 9 hours.
Yeah, that's
so it's
that's
like,
a bit different.
But you
That's
you
still-
have to get your body to move with it. Like when you're driving, the problem is like when you're driving, you're seeing it,
And
you're
you-
feeling
And
it,
you know what you're about to
I was
do.
gonna say,
so
right.
your body's ready for it. And if you're just looking,
Yeah,
and
it's
you're
like
not
motion
preparing your body
sickness.
for
Yeah,
it,
like being tall around like a fucking.
your body like starts to be like, what the fuck is
even
going on?
even in that car, I was like, this could use a harness.
Yeah.
Like this could use a little more bolstering.
Yeah.
Like this could use something.
Right, the second you're actually using that vehicle for what it's intended, or
Yeah,
in
yeah,
that
yeah.
motorsport realm, it's just like, oh, okay, here's the very quick
Oh, I
things
get
I
it.
could,
Yeah,
could
yeah.
change.
And it's like as soon as I got out of that car on the track, we drove on the street too. I was like, I drove on the street first,
Yeah,
and then we drove to the track. I'm like, well, the fact that I can drive on the street is like a nice plus.
right.
I guess you can drive this track car on the street.
It's cool that you can do that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Which I never experienced that in a car like that before, and it was just like unbelievable. What
It's
a fucking
just-
car.
It's great because it's just like, oh wow, everything people talk and write about and the engineers and manufacturers bolster, like, oh, we can do that. Oh, they actually can.
Yeah.
And when you feel those things and experience the G's and stuff like that, changes everything.
Just like the Magna stuff was crazy.
Yeah.
They were like, oh, like Oliver Guy was telling me, it was like, we would go around a certain set of corners. And I'm like, I don't like this about it. Like, I don't like the jounce. And they'd be like, typing away on a laptop and they go back. This is great.
Yeah.
This is perfect. And then
Instant.
the way it can tune is like my car has Magna and it's not really noticeable. But in the C8, especially the Z06, really tight springs. But then on the street, they just fucking like slack it out.
Yeah.
And it just drives like a normal C8. It's like unfucking believable. How did you do this? I was like, I can notice the spring rate. I was talking to the suspension guy. I noticed the spring rate, but like the shocks, like, is there any valving in it when it's
Right.
on the street? He's like, not very much. No. I was like, well, I can fucking tell.
yeah.
It's amazing how you did that. But yeah, had a awesome time. I think I alluded to it before. If you are at all interested in trying to drift, get out there, sign up for a clinic. It's a little more expensive to get out there, but you have more seat time than you can ever imagine.
Yeah.
And you're going to get hands-on, tutoring. And just like I said earlier, be put into positions that you didn't expect to be put in. Like feeling uncomfortable in the car is a good thing because
Yeah.
then you can feel what it's going to do when you're doing other things.
That's
So,
important, I feel like, even for regular driving, like in the snow.
Yep.
So how many people drive in the snow or the rain like they're driving on like a dry road? It's like, what the fuck are you doing? You see people driving like that.
Yeah.
It's like but they don't know what to expect.
Exactly.
It's like you need practice to drive in these conditions. It's like you can't just people on like 95 or 90 drive like fucking like they don't even think about it. It's like,
Yeah.
what if someone stopped in front of you?
They have no idea.
Yeah, it's like, what would you do?
No
You
clue.
would run right into the back of them.
They
Yeah.
would just like hit the brake and be like, wait, why is
Wait,
this
stop
working?
stopping.
Yeah. why is this working right now?
Or how many
Oh
people
shit.
know their vehicle is equipped with ABS but have no idea what to do if their pedal starts fluttering.
Dude, or what if you realize the value of ABS as soon as you drive a car with no ABS?
Exactly.
And
Yeah.
you lock it. It's like fucking terrifying.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like my dad has an old BMW 2002. And that was the first car I drove with. I learned to drive stick on it. That was the first car I drove without ABS. Going down a hill into a town in New Jersey once, and I was like, you have to plan, like, ahead of you because the brakes aren't that good. And I've never locked them before. Pulling up behind this car, like maybe 100 feet away, and I hit on the brakes, and they slowed down more than I thought they would, and I locked them, and I just kept going. I was like, fuck. I had no idea. I never experienced it, and I'm like, all right, they're locked. Well, I have to, like, and I took my foot off a little bit, and thankfully it unlocked, and I was like, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah,
Yeah.
fuck. And yeah, just even going
Let
into
me
ABS.
ease into this. Yeah.
Even just going into ABS.
Because most people aren't, for the most part, they'll slam on the brakes maybe.
Yeah.
But like if they do that, especially in the winter or rain, like, hey, keep your foot in it. Let the technology hopefully help you.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
And that's another good thing is just feeling what a car is going to do when you are fucking around.
Yeah,
it's
on
a
the limit.
great opportunity.
It's
to do
very, really, really super. I wish I
Yeah.
had done that when I was learning to drive.
Yeah.
Like learning it the hard way, you only get so many lessons. You know.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. And then insurance goes way
Only
up.
so many, only so many chances you get.
How many
Yeah.
fucking cars are you gonna crash?
Yeah.
You're like, oh, ABS is sick.
Yeah, it's the best.
This is the best.
Do you know your car's ABS? Have you heard of that?
Yeah.
It's amazing.
I have auto braking. This is my third car. Yeah.
Shout out, he's in the chat right now, which is super convenient. But shout outs to Dan Downey, been on the show once or
Yes.
twice. I don't remember how many times, but once or twice. He just won the Open 2-wheel drive at the Southern Ohio Forest Rally in a really badass E30.
Yeah.
Cool.
That he's been piloting for probably 3-4 years now, I believe.
You know, that's a good question.
'Cause he drove it
Because I
here.
think it's been longer than that, but I don't know
Okay.
if there's been multiples.
Okay.
That's what I'm a little hazy about.
Yeah.
But I mean, to win, I mean, that's unbelievable.
He
Yeah.
and his
Although
wife.
Southern Ohio is, him and his wife, actually, I should put that in there. His wife is his co-driver.
Really?
Which is sick.
I don't know if I can fucking do that. Wow. That couple.
She clearly does a good job.
Clearly, that relationship is built different.
Communication is key in that relationship. Yeah.
And he even posted a clip of him getting stuck. Little miscommunication.
Yeah.
Where I think
shit happens.
he zigged instead of zagged
Uh-huh.
and went off by about 6 to 8 feet.
Uh-huh.
And within that video, the clip's only like 30 seconds long. In that video, you see them going off. He's off. Nobody has to say anything. Within 5 seconds, she's out of the car at the front of it, pushing him back. Pushes him back, hops back in, and they continue on. It just,
Yeah,
That's wild.
Dude, they built so much IKEA furniture together. That's what.
Yeah.
I
that's
did
where
that
the
myself.
Training came in.
You know what we could do next? Race car team.
Yeah. And then to tie that in, which is just the crazy revival motoring, like ecosphere
Cinematic
we're
universe.
in.
yeah.
So Dan been on the
VRCU.
show, right? Good dude. Used to work at Banch. Great mechanic. Awesome guy. Wins. Kyle, who's been on the show before, builds like these custom BMW oil pans. I don't know if you've seen those. Pocket full of sunshine. Dan's running one of them.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's cool.
I was wondering, how do you set up an E30 for rally? What do you do to it?
I don't know. Sick. I'll bring up his Instagram. You can look at the car.
Yeah,
Lift
it's a wild
it.
setup.
Hammer it.
Thrash it.
Thrash
I don't want to oversimplify it because I will say it looks like a pretty
Yeah, it's
simple
it's,
car, but
Probably have to, chassis strengthening?
It's
Yeah, I don't
seen
know. That's
it's
his
seen
Insta-
some shit too
you
because they
scroll through that.
recently
That's his Instagram.
Door cards gone.
Yeah.
they had some issues. I think the last rally with suspension components where they hit something that somebody else left behind.
Sometimes it do be like that.
Unfortunately, took them out. But yeah, big shouts to Dan.
Dude, we hit a jack at full speed.
That is a wild thing to hit.
An expensive, like off-road,
Yeah,
like big truck
Like
jack.
a come along.
Yeah,
The lever
like,
is like
yes, yeah, like that.
ooh, right.
Yeah.
danced right over it. I bet.
So yeah, shouts to Dan. And
looks really
while we're
cool.
just talking about the off-road stuff, I'm gonna throw this in there real quick. This Friday, thank you. This Friday, so the 16th,
Mm-hmm.
one day if you're listening to this on Thursday, 2 days if on Wednesday, on the Fishgistics YouTube page, they're putting out a like feature-length film, I should say, something like that, called Ultimate Underdogs, and it's following the GHA Racing team, which I've talked about a ton on here, doing the Baja 1000. And just some of the clips they've posted so far are just unbelievable. So I can't wait to watch that. You should definitely check it out. This team is made up of some bad motherfuckers that do these things. And they've done the San Felipe 250, the Baja 400, the 5000, the 1000. I've raced with them in the Mint. They're a group of some fucking real gnarly dudes.
When's your next race?
I don't know. It's not really up to me. We'll see.
Did you just get a call in the middle of the night?
Yeah.
Need you.
No, actually, Garrett, the driver of the car, he recently had a daughter.
Congrats, buddy.
Yeah, and so she was only, I mean, maybe 3 months old when the race would have taken place. So it's not really like, hey, I'm gonna go take off for a week to Vegas to go
Drive my
Run
race.
this
Yeah,
first.
it's kind of, and then leading up to it, it's like, it takes a lot of preparation in the car to get it out there, and it's just like
Yeah, I just wasn't
You're
curious
gonna
if
spend
you had a date in mind.
the last trimester of your wife's pregnancy, be like, yeah, I'm gonna be
I might
working
be
till
around.
like 1
on the
a.m.
car.
on the car every single night. It doesn't really work that way, life takes precedent. But also he's got a new car that we've got to kind of build over anyway. So I mean, it'd be cool to get out there in March.
I was gonna say next one's gonna be in March of 2024.
Yeah, March of 2024. I know there's some other ones in California that take place throughout the year, but I mean the majority of these teams are all from the West Coast. So like for us to travel from
Way bigger.
Massachusetts to anywhere on the West Coast, even I mean Vegas, it's a feat.
Yeah.
You know, his dad drives the car. Well, he doesn't drives and tows the car out there.
Fuck that.
Yeah. So like some other
Yeah,
teams are
from
towing
here.
from here.
Fucking forget it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
50 hours
He's got a
later.
sick rig, like
Yeah, you gotta.
like a
Jesus
full
Christ.
like live-in RV.
Those new GM full size pickups have Super Cruise and you can tow with it.
Yeah.
That'd be a must.
Yeah. So he's got like a 40-foot. I mean, maybe I don't even know if the sizing is correct, but like 40-foot like live-in, pretty much home on wheels that
Wow.
tows this thing out there. He takes his time out there too. He enjoys it. He has a good time. Brings the
Yeah,
dogs.
Cool.
But it's a big feat. It's expensive for us to get out there. You know, like a lot of these teams drive out there. We have to fly. We have to get there so many days before. Some of these teams drive in the day before. You know, so it's a lot for
Yeah.
us to come out there.
Yeah.
Also, it's like anytime anyone sees like Massachusetts, because the car has a plate on it, it's like Massachusetts. I'm like, fuck you doing out here? It's like,
Y'all
Good race.
lost.
Dirt racing.
You got on 90 and you just didn't get off.
yeah, literally, it's just
Just kept my foot in it.
kept going. But yeah, so check
Overfueled
that out. They had like a whole team film the Baja 1000. I think it was a crew of like maybe almost 10 dudes filming it. So they got some really cool footage. I'm interested to check that out.
Yeah. Get distracted by the chat. Big
What's going
shouts
on
to
in there?
TCS. Let's do. Anybody got any deep thoughts?
Yeah,
Never.
I do. I have one.
Mm-hmm.
What was that Audi? The one I asked you about?
Coupe Quattro.
Coupe Quattro is the coolest car Audi ever made.
Which one?
And don't at me. Don't argue with me. I don't care. Coupe Quattro.
I think it's a sport car. Quattro.
Which one is that?
Sport
Which
Coupe
one is
Quattro.
the new? Let's
Coupe Quattro
It was
is
old.
You
do,
go-
a,
you
do
go-
a search. Do a search.
You get the internet.
Yeah,
Jamie.
well, tell us what one you're lusting over.
It looked like an A86 kind of.
Yeah,
The
Mike
original Audi Quattro?
Mike Burrows is currently building one. So no, you look up a
The one below
No, it was
that.
this thing
Yeah.
right here.
Yeah, those are cool.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not an Audi guy,
yeah
but
It looked just like this, but in black.
that because that's a different
that's like, isn't that like a 90?
Yeah.
it's a later model.
Or maybe it was this one. It was more square. It literally passed me doing mock Jesus.
That's more like it. Yeah, it's
This
more
one.
like that.
And I was
Yeah,
like,
those are
that
cool.
is the most fire fucking car.
They're cool cars.
That's one that they turned into the Group Your Rally cars.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was cool shit. It's the best Audi ever made.
Those are super. I think those are like 6 figures now. I don't think you can get them for any kind of reasonable money.
No, probably not. No, it's not for me to own.
Oh,
It's
okay.
cool in somebody else's
By
driveway.
chance, were you near Greenwich when you seen this on the highway?
No, but that is where the money
That
is.
makes
Yeah.
sense. Yeah.
No, it was on 695.
To be fair, I don't even know what highway.
What is
that
a 695?
I don't even know what one that is.
It like connects like up yonder and down yonder.
All right,
It connects Waterbury to like Cheshire or like Middletown.
695 highway in Connecticut. Right.
It was near Milford and Cheshire and Wallingford area
oh,
in
okay.
Connecticut.
I can't say I've ever taken a 695 out there, but right
Yeah.
on.
I think it's 695.
Fair enough.
SR 695, Route 695.
Do you know? I
The
don't.
Muffin Man.
Did you ever see that video meme
What?
where it's like a chick in the hospital, and there's somebody screaming in the background, and then she just goes, "Do you know?" And then the dude yells, "The Muffin Man!"
Yeah.
It's one of the best. Like, man, hospitals can be fun.
It is 691. My bad.
Oh, that's a big difference. I was gonna ask, do you know the way the routes run?
The Rotes run.
The way the routes run, like 95. Matt Wood's gonna know all this in the
Yeah.
chat. I guarantee.
95 is vertical.
Yeah,
Odds are vertical. Evens are horizontal.
yeah.
Oh,
Just something, when you're lost in the woods.
The extensions, the spurs don't work that way. I don't think. Right.
I don't think so. Yeah,
No.
I think it's just the
The 76 runs like. Wah.
wherever it wants
Diagonal?
to. Yeah.
yeah, diagonal.
691 is fucking terrible. By the way,
What is it?
I don't know. Somebody told me that when they did like the drainage or something under the highway. They used material that they weren't supposed to use, so they had to dig it all up and then repave it. So now you're driving on it, it's like da 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 da. Boom! Ba-da, ba-da, ba-da,
It's like
ba-da.
if there's a highway 88 in New York State is like that because they made it in concrete.
Yeah,
And
some
over
of these.
time, by the temperature,
It just stretches.
Yeah.
So the strips are concrete. I don't know if they're gonna just pave one big strip over it,
Mm-hmm.
but you're like, especially in my fucking car as well.
you can't just pave it. You have to replace you have to re-pour it
Yeah.
because that
You have
shit
to
just shows
scrape
up in the next season.
Well, they
everything
like
up.
they chewed it all up already, and then relayed everything, and then they concreted over the shit that they laid.
Mm-hmm.
So now it's just like beams of concrete in the highway.
Nice.
Shook. We didn't get into this. A callback. Your Civic.
Yeah. Oh, it got thefted.
It got thefted.
What happened, buddy?
4 outstanding, I would assume, individuals from
4 of them?
4 in a 2018.
Jokes on them, dude. It doesn't take 4 people to steal a catalytic
It
converter.
takes a village, all right?
I don't
Apparently.
It does- a villain, a village,
A village, yeah.
a village of villains. In like a newer Honda Odyssey, I think it was like a 14 to 18.
Mm-hmm.
Pulled up, jacked my car up.
Indie pit crew ass fucking. Were they quick?
No, they
Oh, they took
stayed
their
for a
time.
while.
What time was this?
3 a.m.
Was there anything missing from your fridge?
No,
Man,
dude. So one guy was like snooping around looking at other cars, and he was like looking down because the way that our apartment complex is like 2 strips of buildings, then a driveway through the center.
Okay.
So it looked like he was scoping that. Then 2 dudes were just fucking finger fucking each other.
So, hold on. So your apartment has a driveway through it, but you don't park directly in front of your apartment.
No,
Is it safe to say you have
It's
a
like
bit
a-
of a satellite parking lot?
the parking lot is like a dumbbell.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
So we're in the back dumbbell.
Yeah.
And they drove all the way through, and I park very close to the buildings towards like the next street over. So I'm like in the light, under the camera, close to the very first door. Like it's
No fucks given of where this
my
vehicle
car was from here to that door, away from the first apartment.
Yeah.
Approximately 20 feet.
Which is wild. Whoever is in that apartment didn't wake up.
Yeah, to a sawzall.
Because a sawzall is going to be
Dude,
like
I
a
don't get
jack.
This whole situation sounds
No, they
fucked up.
picked up the jack and walked it over, which
Okay,
is
so they did do
arguably
that.
louder than a sawzall.
Because I can just picture the jack just being dragged across the pavement. Like, no
Oh, they did that
fucking-
weird like life hack, tip it upside
When you
down.
tip it
and walk
upside
that way.
down? Yeah,
Which
yeah.
is just as loud.
Yeah, it's still pretty loud.
For the video, they just turned the volume down.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
then I don't know if their cameras have sound. I couldn't hear it.
Depending upon the
it's
state,
an old CCTV.
but depending
system.
upon the state, you're not allowed to record audio.
It depends because this is private property.
It still depends. You have to like post signage and let people know you're being
There is
like
signage. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if they're doing sound.
yeah.
Dude, but why your car? Like,
So that's what I was going to
That's
get
what
to.
I was getting
if
at.
I was
Yeah.
stealing a catalytic converter, the last car I'd go for would be a modified one because
Or
I'd
one
probably
that-
figure it doesn't have one or it's
So they-
aftermarket,
they
which and the
checked.
aftermarket cats
Or-
suck.
They
Yeah, or one
checked.
that I need to jack up.
Yeah.
Are there any taller vehicles in your lot?
So many
Dude, what the-
trucks.
yeah, so what
And
the
those
fuck?
didn't get hit ever?
Nothing else but mine.
They're not sending their best.
You
Why
were-
would they just take that?
You're not saying their best.
you were a mark.
I'm just saying.
So that's what I thought.
I'm
You're a mark.
serious.
I think that they purposely came after my car, and I'm not gonna
You were targeted.
say who I think it was, but there's a new person in our apartment complex who also drives a Honda, and they're new.
What is this, some Hatfield McCoy shit? What do you think's going on here?
They parked near my car, and I saw them looking at it. And as I was walking up to my car, he gave me
Did
a
their
"What's up, bro?"
car need a cat?
No, it's a newer. But I think that he works at Honda, and he said
Mentioned it.
this kid that lives in my apartment complex has an 08 Civic Si.
Yeah.
And it sounds like it has stock exhaust. And then somebody came and they cut it off. That's the only thing I can think of. They went right to my car.
So 4 individuals at 3 a.m. targeted your car.
They pulled through the parking lot, through the back of the dumbbell.
Right, actually, because they got to go through. Right.
Then
You
they
said you're in the back.
blocked my car in. And
In
then,
case you were in it, you couldn't leave.
well, I don't know what they were.
Again, not sending their best.
Yeah.
Tim was with you. He was like, "Let's go. We're gonna steal their catalytic converter."
So that's what I was just going to
I've
say.
been checking, Facebook.
Does your insurance cover this?
it might. I haven't called yet because if I was talking about this earlier. If the deductible is $500,
Right.
and this is kind of fucked up how law works, right? These guys
Bird
steal
law.
1,000 cats. They get caught, maybe get what? Community service?
No, it depends. And
on the
I say
value.
that because there was multiple arrests this year on 2 different rings of cat burglaries.
And that's a big deal.
They got hit big time. And why? So
Like 20 years.
cops
They get fucked.
cops building the case, like they knew who they are
Yeah.
at some point, not immediately, but they were building the case of, oh, hey, your crime just went federal, big guy.
Yeah. If you
That's
cross
I
sort
those
of
hope they get caught. I'm
lines,
going to
yeah.
visit all
Yeah.
4 of them in jail. I'm going to put my hand on the glass.
If they steal like half a dozen cats, they're going to like some minimum security resort.
Half a dozen, they're getting a fine.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's the thing. Like, I don't get compensated for this. I have to come out of pocket to fix it. Even if I have to go through my insurance company,
Yeah,
it's still a deductible.
Yeah.
No matter what, I'm fucked.
Hold on. Tim Connor's in the chat. It was affirmed you missed a payment.
It was the affirm.
I didn't affirm that part of the exhaust.
Okay, yeah. It was just the cat
That
back.
was the shop pay.
They
The shop
did.
pay
You know what's
guys.
annoying though? They cut the flange off my mid pipe.
Oh, dude, come on.
They needed it.
So it's like you could have just taken the cat and cut the cat flange off.
Right. But
You're
they
just
had to
gonna
cut that
scrap
one.
it.
That's
Yeah.
brutal.
So you couldn't just leave me with this fucking flange.
It is a bit of a
It's a hassle.
It does make me think.
no, I was gonna say it does make me think as well because of like, dude, it's just yours.
Yeah, dude.
If they're
There's
if
so
they're-
many stock height Subarus,
Dude,
like
what about
Foresters.
hybrids? Is this like a hybrid fucking Sierra Santa Fe? Those things have huge cats.
They
was
have-
there
Why
not
wouldn't they take
There's
those?
3
any
hybrids in there.
SUVs in the lot?
Tons.
Like that.
Why
That's
your
the
car?
My whole parking lot is SUVs, like CRVs.
They must have had a low profile jack.
Subaru. They had the Pittsburgh special from
Oh, wow.
what you call it. Identified
Breaker.
literally everything. I said to the police officer when I called him, like, listen, I know about cars. This is this exact model Honda Odyssey. It's dark.
Yeah.
I don't know color because our CCTV camera is from like 1997.
Yeah.
It's 4 dudes. I explained what they're wearing. I'm like, you can come look at it, but I know that this is the vehicle, make, model, and year. So this is what you're looking for. So whether or not it's stolen or whatever, but like the next time you see a fucking Honda Odyssey cruising through Terryville at 3:30 in the morning,
Yeah.
maybe pull it over, I guess.
They're not going to get ice cream.
No.
Those guys.
Right.
But it was like, you know, there's so many other cars, and I didn't understand at first. I'm like, obviously you're like, well, why?
Mm-hmm.
Because the cat on a Civic, what's it worth?
Yeah.
$250.
Yeah.
What's a cat worth on like one of these new? There's
I mean-
diesel trucks in my parking lot.
Some of the
Big cat, but it's
Yeah.
got to be worth some fucking cash.
we're talking $2,000+
Yeah. Yeah. The hybrid ones too.
not street value, but like for us to
Yeah.
replace
Yeah.
some
Yeah.
of
To
them.
replace it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the only person it's hurting is me, because I'm not gonna. I mean, I am.
Obviously, it's not hurting them.
Sorry, let me. I am totally gonna replace it with an OEM cat.
Yeah.
But who has the fucking money? I'm not gonna go drop $8,000-$9,000, whatever it is, $1,000 to go replace this exhaust system. Yeah, you're
Yeah.
fucking mind. I'll sell the car. I'm pissed because this happened, and then Zach Foss posted that super cool Honda Civic that he got up. He's
The,
like, man,
the
I'm,
city thing or
The
whatever.
city,
yeah. He's like, I really want a Civic Si, and I was like, I'll trade you right now. But somebody cut the cat out. He went, whoa, I don't want to deal with that. Otherwise, I'd trade you right now. And I was like, well, fuck.
But
Why'd
if you got
fix
that
it? What are you
thing,
talking about?
they're gonna steal the whole car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nah, dude, I fucking.
A Honda City. They're gonna steal that.
I
And
had the
motor combo in
remote
the back.
fucking little, thing in there. They'd have to pick the car up with a crane.
You should just hook up a car battery to your car when like to the frame.
That would be. Yeah, no, I was like, dude, I'm gonna fucking put a bear trap under it.
Yeah.
But I was.
I think my solution was a little more nuanced. But
Hold on, honey. Let me set
No,
up the bear
I
trap
want,
underneath my
I
car.
want
Can
medieval.
you stand on the other side?
I want medieval pain. Like they go to cut it off, I steal a body part. A moat, alligators.
I want you to die slowly with fucking.
1 minute. 1 minute, guys. The oil is boiling up here. Give me a second.
like wipe my ass with all the teeth on this thing, so they really get like dysentery.
shoot somebody with a flaming bow and arrow.
Tis a flesh wound.
Yeah, that's right.
But yeah, I don't.
Doesn't make any sense.
I said I'm a sporting goods user, and I'm like, they're fucking lucky I wasn't up. I went
Yeah.
to bed at 1 that night.
Yeah.
My mom's like, no, you're lucky.
Right, because, yeah.
Because I had just done jail time over a fucking cat.
Yeah.
And I would have visited you to put my hand on the glass. That was my fucking butt cheek.
I would have walked out there with the over-under like, pull, boom, boom. You two don't fucking move.
I just, yeah, I can't help but think you were, targeted. Yeah.
Well, hey, if you're listening, maybe you could pay your fucking bum-ass car payment, man. A third of it. I'm happy for you. It's fixed.
Something tells me they're not listening.
No.
Look at this. Tim Connors. He's got 2.5-inch MagnaFlow high flow catheter you can use.
I could use that, actually.
There you go. Look at this. Tim Connors
Always coming through.
here for you.
Tim Connors is the
Literally always
best. I
coming
mentioned motor mounts. He said, let me know you need. I'll make them.
Damn.
Yeah. See. Well, now that we've just detoured this,
Tim
like,
Connors
hour
is
and
the
20
only
minutes.
person. I'll say this: Tim Connors is the only person that busts my stones that I actually read his comment. If you do it, I'll read the first read. It'll be like, hey, "Are you an idiot?" Shut up. I stop reading. Tim Connors, I read the whole thing. I digest it. Because later he'll send me a DM. Hey, buddy, anything you need, I'm here.
Yeah.
It's like
I'm
a
like,
caring
you're-
father.
Great guy.
You're the
Yeah.
best, buddy.
Damn.
Well, that sucks. I'm sorry. Any update on girlfriend's car?
Nothing. We haven't heard a thing from
His-
her insurance company.
Same parking lot.
Dude, wait, you
Oh man, dude! My
gotta see
girlfriend's
this
car
parking
got
lot.
T-boned
In
by.
a parking lot. How does that work?
So
How many other cars got T-boned?
Two other cars got nicked. Hers got full on blasted, T-bone sallied, if you will, by a woman who pulled through the parking lot doing about 55 miles an hour.
Was she on drugs?
She was on 20 nippers. When she opened the door, it was like Rick and Morty. They poured out. She couldn't walk. She was stammering.
Jesus fuck.
Hold on.
Was caught by the police.
Absolutely caught and arrested.
Blew up, who knows? She blew pie, basically.
I remember I
Yeah.
told you what it was. It was
It was
way
absurd.
over.
Yeah, what the number was. Yeah.
I don't know what the numbers are. It was like 0.8. It was like
Oh,
it was like double that.
holy fuck.
They were like, I googled it and it was like she was like fractions away from death.
Most of her blood was alcohol.
So let me see if I can find the pictures here. I have pictures of her fucking stupid ass piece of shit car.
It moved again, another Civic. It moved the Civic a whole spot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Dude.
Just,
I had to recently I had to hit the quarter panel so that like her door would shut. Oh, here they are. And it got hit so hard it shattered the radiator. Now this wasn't like a this. It was like a this because if you look at the door, you could see the license plate frame bracket perfectly. Like you could see all four bolts and you can even make out one or two of the letters.
oh my God.
So this bitch hit it like squaw, you know?
She was trying, dude.
Yeah.
She was
It's like we're being
laser
targeting.
focused.
I was going to say definitely
We're
targeted
targeted.
that
Oh,
time.
yeah.
Yeah.
And now she's living in the apartment complex with her ex-boyfriend.
So what?
What, this-
She's on her health
lady
trip.
is?
Yeah, she's on her health. She's jogging every day. She's doing better for herself.
Yeah.
Can't wait for the police to show up.
Jogging every day.
That's because she's
She's
legally
fixing her life.
obligated to fix her life.
Yeah, new lease on life.
I think you got to be careful in that parking lot, buddy.
That my BMW will never come there. Never.
Well, yeah, I hope not. Yeah.
I can't. I feel fucking scared parking this there.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's already been touched. So
Well, now, right. At least they didn't take the wheels. I was looking at your wheels.
I don't even think they know how to operate
I don't
a
think so.
tool to
Wrench.
get the fucking thing off.
Yeah.
I don't know. But they stole the O2 sensors too. That really fucking, that was a spit in the wound, you know? They're like, we need these.
It's a quick dash of salt in
They're
the
like-
wound.
They're like, hey,
Well, to be fair, I don't think they needed them.
so like they jacked it up, right? Which is super quiet. And they're like, nobody's going to notice us sitting here with our headlights on. So they jacked their car up. They take their sweet time. They could have just unhooked them, you know? Because that's quiet. Shh, unhook them. Leave them in the harness. No, Sawzall wire, exhaust, everything. There's wires everywhere.
These are some
How
smart-
long-
Wait, hold on,
Smart,
hold on. You went to your car the next morning and turned the key.
Okay, so
Sorry.
all right, yeah. So the day before we went to Catskills, New York to go hiking, and you're on these Jersey barriers, and I'm like going up the hill, and I hear like I'm like, hey, I think I have an exhaust leak.
Yeah.
She's like, yeah, I hear it. Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, all right, I'll take care of it this weekend, you know.
You
So
took
the
care
next
of it.
morning, the next morning, I go to get coffee. I start the car. "What?" And I look over at her and I'm like so confused, and she's like, "What the fuck?" And I turn off. I'm like, "There's no fucking way that overnight this exhaust is like." I would have paid so much money to see my face. Yeah, it was like this. Like literally, I started it and I went. I know that's the face that I made because I remember how it felt scrunching it. I was just like, "What the fuck? Like what?" It's so funny, dude. It was so loud. I'm like, well, when I immediately when I started it, I'm like, it's so loud. I'm concerned the motor's blowing up because I wasn't expecting. Literally, it was like, chicka chicka chicka. Wow! I was like, yo. Then it dawned on me.
You had to drive it somewhere like that.
Yeah, dude, I had to drive to the shop. It was brutal. Dustin followed me. I just look at my side view mirror and his face, he was like, horror. Horror.
Yeah, top of the wall to Jericho.
It was so bad.
I mean, you could have told the cop, like, look, man, there's an incident last night.
I'm waiting to get pulled over now and be like, yeah, someone stole it. So I don't purposely want to sound like this. I have mended it.
Yeah. Maybe you should do some detective work and catch the culprits.
I would love to. That's what I'm saying. I keep looking all over Facebook to see if somebody's selling it like a fucking dipshit. But Tim, if you actually have a...
I'm sure he does.
He does. I guarantee. Yeah. He,
that would quiet it down quite a bit.
Yeah.
I don't like the raspiness. I like how it's louder, but then as soon as it hits like 4K, it's like... does
yeah,
that
I know.
Honda noise.
We heard.
Yeah, it's awful.
There.
I wouldn't mind it being a little throaty. No, I did not, man. I did not crack VTech in fear the dead would arise.
All right.
Oh man. Well, yeah. The saga of that parking lot continues.
It's cursed.
It's,
My life is fucking cursed. It's awful.
yeah,
That's brutal, man.
it's quite the trip. Let's do Bucks for the Boys real quick before we get into news. What is Bucks for the Boys, you ask?
Yeah, what is that?
Why don't you tell them, Shook?
It is a... You just... Listen.
I was just kidding. I can do this.
Oh,
if you
okay.
want.
I was
Yeah,
going
yeah,
to say, just
fucking with
fucking...
you.
Listen, you just go to the website, which is revivalmotoring.com/B4B.
Yep.
And you hit subscribe. I'm not telling you should, you know, that you can. I'm telling you that this is what you're going to do right now.
Oh,
Okay? You're going to go there and you're
direct. I like your direct.
You're going to subscribe.
You're targeting them
You're
as
go-
if
Yeah.
they were going to steal your cat.
Yeah. You're going to go and you're going to subscribe for a recurring monthly donation,
Yep.
even if it's the cheapest one, which is
$2.
$2.
That's it.
And then you're going to get entered in to win prizes,
Mm-hmm. Stickers, air fresheners,
a
a monthly big box.
a fucking smooch, my used underwear. You don't know. You might get something cool. You might get used underwear.
I'm not shipping that, but that's
Like you're going to ship your pants.
it's on you. Ship your pants.
What else do we do? Anything else? Do we do anything else cool? I'm drawing a blank now.
What Bucks for the Boys is, it is a value for value method.
Oh, that's what it. Yep, value for value system where you're helping us keep the lights on. In this
If you
place.
take anything from this podcast, whether it be the laughter that you receive from hearing Shook's unfortunate
fucking cursed
events.
life. If you love that, we love your mother.
Yep.
Is that worth a quarter to you? Is it worth
Could be.
$2?
50 cents.
It could be worth
Give
nothing.
me a quarter. Help
Trying
me
to buy a
help.
new Halo.
Help me help you. You can go to our website, revivalmotoring.com, where you can sign up for the B4B. As Shook alluded to, it is a sustainable donation that we use to help keep the lights on in this place. And to judge us every week, we have a BPL, which we refer to as the Bucks per listen, that we find out each week to see how good our last episode did.
How
Corey's
good
here.
did our last episode
He's
did?
got those numbers.
Our last episode did so good, it earned us 12 cents per listen.
That's par for the
12
course.
cents per listen, so
12.
we're still in the double digits. We keep in mind we're a month away, a month past our all-time high of 23 cents per listen.
Wow.
Wow, great times.
Big time there. But the little contributions we get in the chat, the contributions we get each month from the Bucks for the Boys subscribers are great. Actually, Nick just made a really good point. He says I love being a Bucks for the Boys guy. It's like these guys work for me. Technically, yes, that is how it works.
That's exactly
That is
yeah.
exactly how it works, yes.
We just have yet to start exposing body parts. But
Yeah.
at some point, if that's the way you want this to go,
Listen, it's a two-way street.
right,
Yeah.
right. It's just
Right now, it's a one way.
If monetary isn't what you're able to provide us, then you can jump in the chat about 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on our YouTube. You can contribute there. You can leave us 5-star reviews only on Apple because I don't think
or Spotify. You can leave a
Suggestion.
numeric star review.
That's right, numeric star review on Spotify or a written review, I should say, on Apple, and we have to read it. And then also you can send us messages with donations if you're trying to call anyone out. You get something you want to say, get off your chest. We have to read it because technically, like Nick said, we work for you.
Yeah, we're obligated to
That's
do
how it
so.
works.
Public servants.
Yep. Yeah, and you'll automatically be entered if you are a B4B subscriber to win a package from us every month or so. With that said, I think we can move along to cue these guys. News.
Nailed it.
Here's some big news this week.
There's been some moving. We like movement.
Really? 'Cause it's felt fucking slow for where I'm writing.
We get all our news
from your
from
chair.
you.
From
Yeah,
your chair,
from
it
my
seems a little
chair.
slow. From
Yeah.
us, well, so you're okay. So you're in this day to day,
Yeah.
right? So I mean, I pay attention throughout the week, but really, like today is like the day I need it to be. So I get 6 days worth of stuff for one day.
Right.
Every day, you're like, fuck, what am I gonna write
It's
about
been
today?
a slow news week.
Well, first things first. What's up with this go-kart? I read the article. It looks cool.
Yeah.
I don't know why I didn't expect a single rear wheel situation.
Yeah.
I dig it. How does it drive?
Well, I'll explain the single rear wheel. It's just down to cost.
Okay,
So the way
I
the whole-
like that.
The whole economics of this thing is like, you sit up.
Yeah, you would just sit up. Yeah, right.
The whole economics is like, if you do a rear axle, there's essentially two good ways to do it. You get a motor and a sprocket, and you run the sprocket back to an axle, and you hook wheels onto an axle, or you use 2 hub motors. Both of those options are expensive. If you do the sprocket option, you have to buy an axle. You have to mount the sprockets. The axle has to be rigid. You have to buy hubs, basically, to hook the wheels to. All the hardware to support all of that. The chain, you have to tension the chain, lubricate the chain. You have to make sure the pitch on the sprocket that you're buying on the motor is the right one, and they're only available in certain yada, yada, yada.
Yeah, the list goes on.
Fucking expensive. Hub motors are expensive because you need a controller that can control 2 motors. If you go a single rear wheel, it's 1 motor from a scooter.
Yeah,
$60.
$60 it is.
Oh, and you have to figure out a brake if you do a whole rear axle like that. The scooter motor has a brake on it for $60.
Boom.
So
So you're just ripping off bird scooters wherever you can find them.
yeah, well, AliExpress is the answer.
Yeah.
Or I think I got someone on eBay, but for $60, what are you getting? 8-inch, 350 watts continuous, which is about half a horsepower. You can juice it up to like 1 kilowatt for briefly.
It's like DRS.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. I did 21 or 22 miles an hour on this thing, which has like a 40-inch wheelbase, which is fucking terrible. With one hand holding my GPS speedometer on my phone, which is fucking terrifying. But yeah, so it's 3 wheels, and the whole idea of the project was to make a go-kart, an electric go-kart, as cheap as possible that anyone could build. And I posted all the plans for all of it online, so anyone can build it. And I was really motivated to do it because, like, cheap electric go-karts, like, as soon as you get a gas go-kart, you really need a place to use it because it's loud. You have to store it in, like, a garage because, you know, it stinks. Gotta change the oil, all this bullshit. With electric motor, it's like you get most of that gas engine kind of feeling. And you can do, like I did, like, build it in your apartment.
Yeah.
And you can fit it through a doorway. Like, mine is designed to fit through a doorway. It's cleaner. Makes a ton of sense. You're not scaring any neighbors. Well, less neighbors.
Yeah, yeah.
It's just, I was really enticed by it, and I wanted to buy one, and they're all like $1,000. And they're not even fucking, you can't even do anything to them.
Yeah.
It's like, I want to mess with this thing. Like, I want to put more current into this motor than God knows the rate it takes.
Yeah.
I want to change the battery out. Like, I want more range. Like, I want to play with this. And all the ones, you know, it's like a plastic clouded just bullshit toy.
Well, that's the thing. So you're on a parallel plane as Chuck right now. So he's got his kids like Power Wheels toys or whatever. I don't know whatever brand they are. And I mean, he's just like buying like connectors to just jam as many Milwaukee batteries as he can in these things.
Yeah.
And he's blowing the axles off these things. The controllers are all shit in the bed.
Motors, right.
And then
The-
he's
the-
getting involved in buying different controllers and different all this stuff there.
Yeah.
So
It's like the same thing I'm doing.
you're gonna send him the plans. He's gonna build one for his kid for
no,
sure.
You can build one. All the plans are online for free. It's just so, I find electric vehicles very interesting, but I don't find them very exciting.
Yeah.
It's like I'm very
That's-
interested in battery technology. I really think it's cool. Battery chemistry, motor construction. I built my own electric motors because it's so easy to do.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you can you can build an electric motor yourself and program on your fucking phone.
On your phone.
Wild.
I did it twice.
Yeah. Yeah. that's
Unbelievable.
wild.
There's an app for that.
There's an app for that.
What was it saying? Whose slogan was that? Was that Apple's? There's an app for that?
I think the Apple Store or
Oh,
the App Store.
Yeah. There's an app for that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Shook, can you bring up the drive? I don't know what the article was titled. I don't
You can
remember.
actually just look up the drive. My cheap electric go kart is better than ever. I'm sure if you put my cheap
Yeah.
electric go kart, it'll find it.
Because it looks cool too. Like it surprised
The
me. Yeah.
second story.
Second? All right, perfect.
Yeah.
It looks sick.
It does look awesome.
Yeah.
My favorite, honestly, no bullshit, zip ties that hold the battery in
Listen,
place.
I was like,
It's
ask-
cheap, it's effective.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's like what? It's like, oh, I could build a bracket. It's like, and it would be almost as good as the zip ties. It's all about cost and all about functionality.
Wouldn't
Where did the
pass
chair
Lock
come
City.
from?
Would not pass Lock City Tech, but
No.
Where did the
Alright.
chair come from? Because I have an IKEA chair that looks identical to that.
The
It
chair
looks like a
is,
school or a hospital chair.
It's I think it's for a boat. Is what they make them for. Like you want to add a seat to your boat.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
It's the cheapest seat I could find. It was $20.
That's a cheap seat.
So I mean, I was trying to find cheaper seats. I actually ordered some cheaper seats that were allegedly $7, but they got sent to like Hawaii or something. That was a scam.
Yeah, it's definitely a scam.
I ordered like 3 of them.
As far as fabrication of this, like metal fabrication,
Yeah.
is there any metal fab involved?
No
This is
welding,
just
no cutting, nothing.
all
You bolt it all together.
off the shelf components,
All of it. You order all of it online. You bolt it all together. No welding, no
which is
cutting.
awesome.
Nothing. Anybody could do it. We have to have the right tools.
Yeah.
But besides that, nothing.
One of my
Pneumatic
favorite
tires up front.
Oh yeah, that was a huge upgrade from the last one.
parts is following you on Twitter and watching this all unfold, and then
I'm glad someone likes it.
you testing it in the parking lot.
Yeah.
There's a couple times where I'm like, he's going too fast. There's people coming in and out. He's got to calm down. But no, it's been awesome to watch you, basically test and tune over the last year and a half or
Yeah.
so.
I mean, there's so much batteries are now. It's like there's so many out there and motors and controllers that it's so cool to play around with this stuff. Like, the ones I put inside the extrusion, how I boosted the voltage and how I played around with the battery. The big battery on it is from a Ford Escape plug-in hybrid. It's a single module.
Yeah.
I think it gets 6 or 8 modules, 48 volts, zap this motor up, put down some really impressive power, and it's 2 kilowatt hours. I've never run the thing. I never had to charge it. The whole time I've had it, I've never had to charge it.
That's wild.
Yeah.
What are your plans for this? Are you more iterations coming?
I gotta move to 4 wheels. Yeah.
Okay.
Look at that. 2 badass rides right there.
So that's what I was going to say before. I enjoy the
go-kart-
photo.
The go-kart fits pretty cleanly in the back of that car now.
Does it really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
You
awesome.
have to take the seat off at all or
You
no?
have to take the seat off, but besides that,
That's easy.
And the steering column has to come, but it's threaded in, so you can just unthread it and then thread it back in.
Mm-hmm.
So it's pretty simple. Moving. So go-karts, ideally, if you really want to use them, you need to use them off-road because that kind of opens up avenues for where you can use them.
Yeah.
Because like on the street, you're going to get hit by a fucking car.
Right. There's been a lot of, that's a very interesting topic because every now and again I'll go down a rabbit hole of EV dirt bikes, motocross bikes, the
Right.
off-road bikes,
Yeah.
and the battle between the hiking Karens and people using those.
Yeah.
They're like, hey, it says no motorized vehicles. I'm fine using this. Like, I'm not ripping by you. I've seen you. I'm going to stop, slow down, get out of
Yeah.
the way, whatever. Like, but it just, I can see that's going to become more and more of an issue.
Absolutely.
yeah, they're gonna say no motorized or electrized.
And with e-bikes too. Like e-bikes, some of the e-bikes out there are like 3,000 watts.
Yeah.
E-bikes have that's like 4 and change horsepower for
Yeah.
something that's powering something that weighs like, between 200 and 400 pounds.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
I was going to say the one I was looking at today, I forgot what the KWH rating was, but the bike weighed 125 pounds.
Yeah.
And I'm just like,
it's just stupid. I mean, that thing has 350 watts in theory. Like, I've gotten up much higher, but it's like even that amount of power. I don't think it's a 40-inch wheelbase to be fair, but it's like it's not too much, but it's bordering on too much.
Yeah.
And it's like,
I'm thinking
man,
if you up the horsepower, you stretch the frame a little bit.
yeah. So that's what. So the 4-wheel one, I posted a picture on my Twitter, which I usually don't post CAD on Twitter.
Yeah.
It's just like that's like bench racing. It's like bullshit. It's not built.
Yeah.
You didn't do this. Like you just want to show off. But we were buying houses or trying to buy houses. I told you we lost a house we really wanted.
Yeah.
So I needed the dopamine hit. So I just posted CAD. But yeah, like
Do you find a lot of people? Is the CAD Twitter group very positive group?
it depends. Like it's all theoretical, right?
Yeah.
Like as soon as you do something, the naysayers are gone, right?
Yeah.
Because like I did this, it works. Like,
Right. That
fuck
you can't. Yeah. Yeah. They
Like,
can't
and you
dispute
post
it.
stuff on Twitter, there's people in that thread who actually made some good points. But they were like, oh, you should change to a virtual steering axis and a lower control, like all this shit. And at first, I was like in bed at like 11:30. I was like, oh, look at this fucking asshole. And then the next morning, I was like, oh, actually, he has a good fucking point.
Yeah.
Like, it was to advance. I'm going to do 4 wheels. I'm going to give it full suspension so it can go off road.
Yeah.
And that's going to be either 2 hub motors or 4 hub motors. So up to 4 to 8 kilowatts, which is just going to be a lot of power for something that size.
Yeah.
And that should be pretty fun. But I have to buy a house before I can do it because I can't fit it anywhere in my apartment to build it.
Are you this when you're doing it? Is currently like just taking up an office space that you have set up?
Yeah, our second bedroom, which is my office.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is why I did the go-karts. Because like they fit.
Yeah,
The
it just
second-
makes sense.
The second one I made smaller.
Just a little easier to maneuver.
Yeah. The second one I made it. The first one, I remember when I was in design school, I always thought I was so fucking smart. We'd have these group projects. We'd have people from outside design working with us, like engineers, all these people. And then I would always be like, oh, well, does this fit through a doorway? And everyone would be like, oh, of course. And then my first go-kart I built, I like push it through the door, it doesn't fit.
Doesn't fit.
I'm like the biggest asshole. So this one, yeah, fits through a door very cleanly. But
I figure this is probably a good time to talk about this now. You're also designing another thing,
the orbs.
which I refer to it as the orbs.
Yeah.
Which is a very interesting thing. And me, from my very caveman perspective, from the outside looking in, I look at this thing as this is something that could be purchased out of like a Brookstone catalog, which is a nice piece of functioning technology / decor.
Yeah.
But can you please elaborate better to people who might be listening to exactly what the hell I'm referring to?
So it is hard to explain. It's basically a weather station, but instead of displaying text or like a forecast, which it will be capable of doing as well, it displays live weather maps from the National Weather Service or NOAA, or it can display any imagery GIF on the internet. So traffic cameras, anything that ends in JPEG or GIF, you can throw on this fucking thing. National Park Service has webcams, anything. And you can choose up to 3 of them to put on smartwatch displays. So smartwatches got so popular that the Chinese invented all these little round displays that are about the size of a watch face. And you can get them on AliExpress or Alibaba for like $3 each.
Mm-hmm.
And my brother bought a couple of them and like ran the sample code with just like a watch. And like, man, that's fucking cool. But that looks like shit. Like, why would you put just text on it? Like round things.
Use it for...
Yeah, like it looks cool. Put something that looks cool on the screen that looks cool. Have you ever seen that video, History of the Entire World?
Yeah.
Fish in the egg, in the water, on the land. I was like, what do I put in this? And it's like the things you can put on it that look interesting get narrowed down pretty quickly. I was like, oh, sports, put sports on it. But you can't because all cropped out.
Yeah.
So it has to be something that when it gets cropped around, you don't lose much resolution. Like you still see what you have to see. You don't feel like you're missing anything. And weather was the first thing I came up with, which looks really cool, especially when it's animated.
It really does, yeah. And you
With
can
that
see-
glass, I want to put the glass dome on it. I was like, oh, fuck. That's awesome.
Yeah. It just, it magnifies it, and you can really
Yeah.
see like the actual weather pattern moving in or out.
So
Yes.
you're building Minority Report, but for weather.
Yeah, I mean, I'm learning so much so quickly. I mean, I really like learning in general, but I had to learn how to make PCBs.
Yep.
which was like a whole fucking process. But now that I can do it, it's like
What are PCBs made out of?
printed circuit boards, fiberglass, and copper typically.
It is fiberglass and
Yeah,
copper.
yeah.
They're fucking strong.
They are, yeah. They're really versatile. Some of the structural parts in this thing are just PCB. And so I learned how to do that. And when I was first doing this project, I was doing it just for fun because I thought it looked cool.
Yep.
I hired this guy in Upwork, which is like a freelance. You can just hire people to, like, I can't code at all. I've tried. That's one of the things I give it up on. I can't learn it.
These are the gentlemen in Brazil.
Yeah.
Okay.
My man, Jose.
Okay.
So
Shout out to Jose.
Python?
Yeah, it's Python. Jose coded the first screens for me before New Year's last year. And then over New Year's, my friend was like, hey, that's a cool device. Like, why didn't you finish that fucking project? I was like, all right. So I called Jose and I was like, hey, man, can we like get this working? It was working on 3 separate computers. Like, can we get it working on one? Yes. Then he finished that. I'm like, can we make an app so we can control this? He's like, well, I don't know how to make an app, but I can make this. And it's basically like a website. You just go and access and you can change it on your network.
That's cool.
So you don't even have to download anything. And he figured all this stuff out. He knows all about like hardware, like PCB hardware, like there's capacitors and things in the circuit board that I don't know about.
Yep.
Capacitors are rated in farads. What the fuck is a farad?
Picofarad,
I think they
microfarad.
like.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell you.
I think they were huge
You know?
in Egypt.
I used to know a lot more because there's measurements of resistance and
Right.
It's
And I'm just skimming the surface of that now.
Yeah.
So it's like he knows all about these. Like I'm like, can we dim this? Like, oh, you need a transistor. Here's a good one.
yeah.
It's like, okay. So he knows all. He's employed in the mechatronics industry, so he knows all about integrating hardware with software, which a lot of software engineers don't know how to do.
Yep.
So
Because-
to access it, what do you just hit an IP address?
So when you start the device, it broadcasts a Wi-Fi network.
It has its own.
Yeah, if it can't find the little broadcast one, you connect to it. You go to weatherorbs.local on your browser. It opens up the display. You put in your Wi-Fi information. Then it connects to your Wi-Fi network, and then you can access it and change anything you want on it, from the color of the LEDs to what's being displayed on any computer on the network.
Okay, yeah. So it's using one of those. Fuck, I can't remember the name of that wireless board, but it's like pretty generic wireless board, like all these.
It's running off a Raspberry Pi, so it has
Yep.
integrated Wi-Fi in it.
Okay.
So yeah,
Yeah, it's the same card. They use it in like a lot of those like DIY like coding things
yeah.
because it always pops up with like the same MAC address.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I can't remember off the top of my head, but every time I'm seeing it, I'm like, there it is.
yeah. So it's basically using that. Yeah, but I was just doing it for fun, and then all the people on Twitter started messaging me and DMing me like, "Where can I buy this?"
So to be fair, I'm like, I kind of want one in the studio.
Yeah, I mean, I could see it here definitely,
Yeah.
and there's a gaping chasm between. This is my problem. It's a good problem to have, but there's a gaping chasm between a prototype product and something you actually want to buy.
And manufacture.
Yeah, and I'm still getting very close. So the plastic parts are now final,
Yep.
which took numerous iterations. And I'm not just printing these things. I have to order them for somebody to print them in a certain technique that actually looks presentable.
Yep.
So I have to wait a week for those to show up. Then I'm on like my 5th circuit board iteration. Those come from China. It takes forever. And
Are you soldering like your own?
no, they come pre-soldered.
Okay.
The device assembly, that was one of the challenges. The device assembly now is completely solderless, so anybody can assemble it.
So you just when you're ordering it, do you just have like a list of things that you need, and then they just pre-make this board for all the same circuits and stuff that you need?
Yeah, so when you make a circuit board, there's the base PCB, which comes with no components. Then this company offers PCB assembly as well. So you specify which parts you want, where to put them. You select ones they have in stock so they can place them, et cetera, et cetera. And
That's sick.
they do it all. Yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah. It's really fucking useful because I had to resolder one of the boards because I fucked it up. Which is the worst fucking feeling.
It's scary.
Yeah.
I've fixed like computer boards like that, like the capacitors like fucking fall out. You're like,
I soldered something wrong. It didn't fit. I had to resolder it, which was the biggest fucking pain in the ass. Never want to. I was thinking like, I'll solder all these boards, no problem. Not doing
nah,
that.
it sucks.
It's amazing what machines can manufacture
yeah.
when it comes down to those PCB components.
Way
There's
to pick and
a-
place those parts and shit.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
And how the solder landed on the backside looks exactly the same, uniform.
yeah.
There is a cool YouTube channel that I found the other day where he shows you how to do all the electrical components soldering, and he has like a whole toolkit that you could buy. I'll link it to you so you can check it out. I thought it was cool. Even if you wanted to fuck around with some broken shit,
Yeah.
you're like, well, this is fucked. So if I fuck it, it's already fucked. Because I was thinking about doing it, even though I deleted a Ryzen 7950X, which was like a $700 processor.
Yeah.
I smoked it. I don't know what the fuck happened. It just will not turn on.
Yeah, I wouldn't fuck with that kind of I mean, I barely understand circuitry.
I mean, it's a good place to start.
I'm like, wiring LEDs together. So I'm like, I'm doing,
LEDs could be difficult though, because you have to have resistors for regular.
yeah, it depends what you're using. Some of the
Yeah.
ones, the advanced ones, the RGB ones have integrated resistors and drivers, which is really, someone clearly thought of
Fancy,
this.
yes.
Yeah, planned
Yeah.
ahead.
It's the
They
same
don't do
basic
this
units. No, it's the same basic units you find on probably these LED strips.
I was gonna say
Yeah.
these have 'em.
The same units I'm using.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's been a real ride, and I am gonna produce an initial run of like 400,
Oh, sweet.
and they're all gonna be the same spec.
Yep.
And I will. That'll be under $200 certainly.
Yep.
If you want anything you want in these, because I've showed people so many face and case options.
There's so many different.
I feel like I'd be letting people down if I didn't supply those options. It's just in the small quantities, the prices really become all over the place.
Yeah.
Over $200 if you wanted me to make you anything you want.
Yep.
And I'm also trying to get metal cases for these things, which is like a pain in the dick. This casting company just got back to me after like 3 weeks of silence, and I want to cast in the United States. And there's companies in New England that'll do that for you, which is amazing, and their quotes are fucking competitive. So I want to do that, but it's just like a slow process.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just like just pushing it back more and more.
Is there any, if you go a full metal case, is there open room enough where you're not creating like a Faraday cage if signal needs to get out?
The face materials cannot be metallic,
Okay, that makes
so
sense.
you can choose woods.
So it's
and-
basically like there's a whole open face,
yeah.
like a big olive.
Exactly. I mean, I'm not sure if I know carbon fiber is conductive. I don't know if it will block a signal. It probably will. But woods, I have cork. I'm probably going to offer a few decorative plastics, walnut, bamboo. Those will all work fine.
Yeah.
It's like a cake. I have to look at this fucking.
Yeah, if
Go on my
yeah.
Twitter account. It's all
I was
over
gonna say
there.
it's all over the place there.
I'm not opening up Twitter on the stream. It'll be a fucking nightmare. What's your Twitter account?
@_bald tires.
Ball tires, baby. You already know.
I don't Twitter.
You don't Twitter? I don't Twitter either.
Right there.
Oh, what the fuck? Okay, so the outside, like the white part, would be like the decorative case part.
The
Or the
metal,
faceplate.
metal faceplate is the decorative part. I use Sencut for some prototypes,
Yeah,
for some materials, but Oshcut I also use a lot. They do bending
There's
better.
another one.
What
Example.
would the faceplate stop you from transmitting though? Like wireless
Wi-Fi
signal?
signals. The Wi-Fi wavelength are pretty large, so they can't fit through like small gaps or through solid materials. So you need to give physical space for the waveform to get through.
There's a metal box out there on the desk. If you were to put your phone in that,
Yeah. No
Nothing.
signal,
Yeah, it
nothing.
depends on I guess what if the fair.
yeah.
Oh,
so that's
that
what, yeah,
also.
that's that whole
Yeah.
backside.
That's what I was saying. Is
Yeah,
the
there's
plastic
no
gonna be
problem
plastic?
now with the metal faceplate. So
Yeah, that's not gonna do anything, right?
That's what I
right.
was saying. I thought you
But
were
if it
saying.
was all enclosed in metal,
Oh yeah,
could
you'd
potentially
have an
Yeah.
issue. You'd
Yeah.
have to have
Yeah.
an antenna.
yeah, yeah, which wouldn't look great.
Ruin
on
the
that thing.
sleekness.
Yeah.
That's the thing. It looks like it just belongs on either desk or just something. It just
The aesthetics are everything.
it's great looking.
It's like when I made a lot of prototypes early on where it was like the round displays would be in a line,
Yep.
or like there was 4 would be in a square, just 2, and it's not clear that what you're looking at can't be done with a square display. Which is like, what's the fucking point then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this configuration that I figured out, I feel lucky to have figured it out. Really makes it look like these screens have to be round to do this.
Yep.
Having 3. I like designing things with like chairs or tables with 3 legs. I've always liked doing it.
Yep.
Something
Yep.
about them, but
It's that, I guess, mid-century modern look
yeah,
because it looks futuristic, yet it could be retro.
especially with the engraved face.
Yeah,
When I
yeah.
got that, I was like, man.
Yeah,
I
it looks
didn't,
cool.
I'd never gotten anything engraved like that. I didn't know how it was going to look. It's engraved with a laser.
Yep.
I was like, man, this looks fucking cool. And you can do almost any design you want.
Oh, it's wild.
Just gets expensive.
Our friend KD, you can get particular plastics, that are exterior black, interior white,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and you can just engrave almost anything.
Yeah,
you
it's
can
so
create a
cool.
SVG file in,
Yeah.
and that's it.
Yeah, it's really, really fucking cool. I do want to sell them to people. Hopefully soon. I want to do it by the time the summer ends.
Yep.
It's like I'm gonna send out. Maybe I'll bring you guys down one next time I'm here.
Yeah, it'd be
I
awesome.
just do some testing prototypes. So when I have the final PCBs, when I have the final design,
Yep.
just to iron out software. Jose is so smart, bro. He was like, we've been like working slowly because he'll just send me a full disk image for the operating system.
Yep.
Which is like 7 gigabytes, takes time. I'm like, can we do over the air updates on this thing? He's like, yeah, why don't we just fucking do that? So it's like we're just adding features live
Right.
to this thing. You
Right.
just click the update button and it just shows up. It's
That's
like,
super cool.
it's like how are a car company just it's like
How are you
crazy.
not doing this
It's
before?
like, man,
Yeah.
Jose, like this is fucking, and he's in Brazil, just like, massaging
Typing
the
away, dude.
ivories.
When it comes to your relationship with him and like how does that all work? Yeah, obviously he's you're paying for his services.
Mm-hmm.
So that just cuts off any potential like when you start selling them, it's your product.
Yeah, so I've consulted with him about that.
Yep.
I told him like I'm probably might do a Kickstarter for this. Might try and sell some of these. Like I'm like no matter what I'm going to pay him, into the costing of the project I factored in a large lump sum.
Yeah.
And he's in Brazil, which the exchange rate is ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's like the average Brazilian makes like 8,000 real, which is less than 2,000 US dollars a year.
Wow.
What?
And he charges me, I won't say how much it is, but it's not very much money
Yeah.
for the services he's rendering me.
Yep.
Every time he sends me an invoice, I just add like 4 hours or 5 hours.
Yep.
And I talked to him about it. He's like, no, I just like to stick freelance. Okay, I offered him like, would you want to work at a percentage or something? He's like, no, like I just want to keep. He has a job.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, and like I was like, no matter what you say, I'm gonna pay you a huge.
Right. We're gonna sort this out.
What would be like 3 or 4 years pay for the average Brazilian?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm gonna pay you that no matter what you tell me.
Right.
And he was like, yeah, okay, whatever.
He doesn't believe you yet?
I don't know if he does. He is very enthusiastic. He gets it. He thinks it's really cool, and he wants one of these things. And I tried to send him one, and he got caught up by
was
fucking
just-
Brazilian customs. Those pricks. What the fuck? Oh, you didn't insure it for enough. It's like fuck you. It's like I sent them a fucking notarized list
Yeah.
of how much every single
components.
nut and bolt in that thing costs. And they're like, no, it's not enough. What do you want to send me a fucking urine sample? Like, unbelievable.
I think they're just trying to strong arm you at the border.
Yeah, and I was just like, fuck that. I'm like, that's gone.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
that's in some hole outside
Buddy,
Rio
you
somewhere.
Make sure it didn't end up,
You better
gotta
trademark
somewhere-
that shit,
yeah,
dude.
somewhere else when they're gonna
They
plagiarize that
redirect to
thing.
China.
Anybody could reverse engineer what I'm doing.
Yeah.
You're like trying to turn it on like this.
Listen, if I can figure it out, there's a million guys in China that could do it.
Yeah.
Let me tell
Yeah.
you.
It's probably already done.
Yeah, yeah. But I mean, yeah.
And it's gone.
What I'm really focusing on is doing this thing right, so anyone can assemble it, making it as customizable as possible, and doing it as much as I can in the United States.
Yep.
I mean, by value, it's not even close how much all the 3D prints, so like the displays cannot be bought in the United States. The glass lenses
Yeah.
cannot be bought in the United States. The cases, the face plates, even the fucking nuts and bolts I found at an American supplier. That's just important to me.
Yeah.
It's like if someone's going to pick something else, fine. Mine's going to be the best one.
Yep.
So eventually I would like to get a trademark or something, but a patent is, I think, beyond the scope of what I'm looking for.
Yep.
So, but it's a very cool project. I feel lucky to have gotten as far with it as I have, and lucky to find Jose.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's awesome. And I truly enjoy, never in a million years would I could say I enjoy watching this product being developed on Twitter. You know what I mean? But it's
Yeah.
just like, oh no, this is fun to watch.
Yeah.
And see all your iterations, all your ups and downs, hear the story about the customs, all that sort of stuff.
Yeah,
It's
man,
been
product
awesome.
development is fun.
It's cool. It's
Yeah.
really cool. Because there's stories behind it and there's
Yeah.
reasons. you know,
Absolutely.
especially when I can't think of anything offhand. But when like you get to a product that everybody knows and it's been around forever and it's, well, why is it designed like that? Well, that's because the first iteration couldn't fit through the
Yeah,
doorway.
then try and design one, and you're like, oh, fuck.
Yeah. or just whatever it might be. There's
It's like
a
the
lot
whole
of
guy
cool
who
stuff like
invented,
that.
what was that? The Leatherman.
Yeah.
He's like, I couldn't find a good pocket knife. And then I built my first one and I realized why. And then I spent the next 20 years making a good one. It's like, imagine the average. There's always that joke, like the guy goes back in time with knowledge of modern technology and all they can do is like make a sandwich. It's like,
Yeah. It just has endless.
it's like now, like the prototyping tools are so good.
Yeah.
Dude, I could order a PCB online, have it assembled, and at my door in 5 days.
Which
It's
is
like,
crazy.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
It's like in 3D printing, and
Oh, 3D printing's like
the tools have come since I left college. The tools have advanced. The prices have come down by 3/4,
Yeah.
and the products are twice as good. It's like, oh my god.
Are you guys going to do anything else on the drive with 3D printing?
It depends how much automakers give us the wherewithal to do it.
Right, that's true because the Maverick in particular was very.
The Maverick was
kind
really
of marketed
focused on
that.
I would love to. I mean, I was thinking of doing an automotive version of the weather orbs that you could put in your car, but there's other complications that come with that. You'd like a dot on the screen showing where you are if you're moving, right?
Right.
So to figure, I'm sure Jose would be like, "Oh yeah, I can do that."
Yeah. Yeah.
I haven't asked yet. What I really want to do is another project like this. I would like to make a pit bike, like an electric mini pit bike.
Yep.
All these people online are like, oh, like, you know, in like when they're going racing and they're in the pits and need like easy transportation. And I looked around, there's like no good ones. They all look like
No,
shit.
most people drive golf carts or have an actual Grom or 50 or whatever.
So I'd like to design something like that. That would be cool. If automakers approach us or if we find a cool car, they don't have to fucking approach us.
Right. You can just adapt to it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the Bronco has a rail like that.
Yep.
That would be interesting to do something with. But the Mavericks ones were cool because they were in good spots.
Yeah.
You know, they really embraced it. So yeah, I would love to do more stuff like that. It's really a lot of fun. And I mean, some of those accessories that I made hopefully inspire people to do stuff like that because you can really do some interesting things.
Yeah, you can for sure. I mean, it's not just, I once see a gentleman running a full on window AC out of his, truck one day.
The side of the minivan?
Yeah. Or just
I saw a video of the guy who his whole dashboard was like 240 volt outlets. And he plugs in this huge plug and he looks to the right in his car and it's like one of those heat pump like window units with like the Mitsubishi.
Oh my
The
God,
thing
yeah.
opens like it's so fucking funny.
So let's continue on with some additional news as well. This is an interesting one. I don't know if you know anything about this, Pete, but Toyota's manual shifting EV will debut in 2026. As you said before, you so eloquently put it, EVs are interesting, but they're not very exciting. This is something that maybe make them a bit more exciting. As we know, EVs are the future, but with a sprinkling of Toyota's mechanical wizardry, they'll be a bit more fun to drive, similar to a manual transmission. Exactly how Toyota is going to do this, I don't know yet, but Toyota kept at it. They have a prototype demoed, plus
They have a couple
Toyota's-
patents out on it.
Do they already?
Yeah,
Well, that's
already.
a good sign. So it means they're it's pretty well developed.
Yeah.
Takero Kato, president of Toyota's newly established BEV factory, dropped the news that Toyota will deliver a manual transmission EV at the company's Toyota Technical Workshop earlier this week. The simulated manual will likely debut as early as 2026 alongside the automaker's next-gen battery packs. A manual EV is a technology achievable only by a car maker, said Kato during a presentation on the company's next-gen EV strategy. Alongside the improved cruising range and stylish design, we will offer our customers a truly wow experience. It's all going to be simulated.
That part about it's only possible from an automaker is just bullshit. I mean, you could program that into a VESC. I could do it.
Yeah.
I was just going to say, I was like, this doesn't seem like a big leap after what he's just explained to me.
Right. Right.
A lot of talk.
It seems that they're really not giving us much now.
I mean, so
If I didn't hear him talk for the past 20 minutes explaining this whole thing, and then you read that to me, I'm like, wow, that's really cool. Now I'm like, who fucking cares?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're
What
full
else can
shit.
they do? They're
So-
not giving us anything.
That's what I'm saying. Well, my speculation is that cars are going to be run by computers, like completely. It'll have like a legitimate computer in it.
It's
to
going to
do
be
all
like
the
a
shit.
VR vehicle, except the vehicle's in real life, but a VR experience with probably bells and whistles to hopefully trick you into thinking it feels that way.
Yeah, when you crash and die, game over.
Well, there's that, sure.
it'll be very
but-
peaceful.
yeah, exactly.
What I will say on that is, so I don't think enough people realize this. I think a lot of automakers kind of gloss over this because they go, oh, electric cars, that crazy electric torque, right?
Yeah.
That's like all of them say that. It's like, oh, why don't you like the EV Mustang? It's fast. Like as if auto enthusiasm can be boiled down into if your car is fast, it's good.
Right, that's
Yeah.
it.
Which
yeah.
is just bullshit. It's fast, sure, and something else. And like 10 other things.
Yeah.
All permanent magnet, single speed electric cars, all have the same torque curve. Identical. They all
Really?
deliver power the same way. Whether it has 100 horsepower or 1,000 horsepower, looks like this. They all look like this. Literally like this. This is how electric motors deliver power.
Yeah.
Induction motors deliver power a little bit differently. It's more like a whip.
Yeah.
But most all now are permanent magnet. They're all besides the Taycan, I think it's the only 2-speed.
Yeah.
So that makes it a little more interesting, I guess.
So that's the thing about the Taycan is I wasn't sure if it actually is a 2-speed or if it's just that gives you the feeling of changing gears.
No, it is.
It's
a
physically,
2-speed.
yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, so they all these cars deliver power exactly the same. So Toyota is kind of doing this in a ham-fisted way, in my opinion. Like simulating manual transmission, it's like the people who buy manuals buy that because it's real.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
bought that car for a reason. Like, you know, they didn't. They're not gonna. It's like, you know, like piped-in exhaust. Remember when piped-in exhaust came out?
That's
Yeah.
one thing that
Everyone was complaining about
they
it.
did note. Likely going to have a clutch pedal and feature simulated engine noises to give the
Yeah.
driver more of a traditional
man-
combustion. I don't want anything. I don't want simulated noises.
It's not it. So stop. It's like
right.
it's
Just
like-
stop.
Yeah, it's like drinking a simulated alcoholic beer.
Yeah, none of it is
It's like
real.
it's water, but it's simulated alcoholic beer.
It's like O'Doul's.
Right.
Yeah, like the Heineken Double Zero or
yeah,
a
it's like
fucking
why the
Yeah.
fuck
so-
am I drinking
a
this?
soy burger or whatever.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
no, it's just
Yeah, that's
Right. Why
fuck
go
you.
through the process?
Simulated 5-speed transmission is the lamest shit.
Yeah,
I've
I mean,
ever
why not a 10-speed? You know, it's just like
Yeah.
it's just bullshit at the bottom line. And, you know,
It's lip service.
we could really Fast and Furious the whole thing. And
I was
could
gonna
have-
say,
yeah.
26 speed.
Yeah.
Oh my God! I am calling it right now. Porsche will market their EV with an 80-speed manual transmission at some point. It's just going to get that crazy.
with the matching shoes.
Very quick aside, we talked about it. I am halfway through Fast 5. I started at the beginning. I'm working my way through.
An incredible piece of shit, right?
I don't even know what one that is. Are they in Mexico?
Yeah, what happens in that one?
Is that the Rock one?
No, that's the Fast 4 or
Okay.
Fast and
So
Furious
I
4
don't
or
think
whatever.
I've seen 5.
Yeah. I have to say it's been a few weeks and I might have been a little dozy when I was watching it last time.
Mm-hmm.
So I have to refresh my memory.
Is that the one where he stomps in the garage and causes it to collapse?
Not yet, at least.
You're thinking like a Marvel movie, man.
Yeah.
Well,
Literally, Vin Diesel
they-
does that.
How far have these movies gone?
He has
Oh,
superpowers.
yeah.
I stopped watching at 7.
Will we
It
talked
happened before 7.
Oh, did it?
we talked about it on here, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to give it an honest effort. I'm going to start at 1 and work my way through. And like I said, I feel like I'm like an hour into the 5th one. But like I said, I might have been a little.
Tokyo Drift is the best one by a country mile.
You know why?
I think
tough.
it is.
You know
I
why
think it
this
is. The
happened?
first one's pretty damn good too. I recently watched the first one.
is
The
because
first
it's
one-
like it's like just stealing TVs. It's like
Right,
sure.
right, yeah, yeah. In Honda Civics, it's like you know what I can relate.
The first one was like, you know what? I've seen this on
okay.
the news.
Yeah,
like, I've
yeah.
seen
Right,
this.
right,
Yeah, yeah.
right.
What kills me? You know what I think? When did Triple X come out? Before or after? That is what ruined
After.
it. So
It was
Fast-
after, right?
So
Because
Fast
that
and
was
Furious 1 came out.
his arc,
sick.
Vin Diesel's arc.
Then Vin Diesel, they're like, wow, super spy, killing Russians. Fast 2 comes out, they were like, we need to step our game up. Then Fast or Furious 3, I guess, was,
Tokyo Drift.
and then he starts getting more and more superpowers as it goes. I mean, in one of them, he punches a fucking missile,
Yeah.
and it changes the course of the missile.
Hey, good for him, huh?
I can't wait. Anyway, I'm working my
PEDs.
way through that.
Yeah, it's gonna. I'm sorry.
What I will say on that Mazda EV thing is that's definitely lip service. Like that's bullshit.
Okay, that's yeah,
When you look at Mazda's patents, you can tell they fucking get it.
yeah.
Mazda is not talking about anything like that. They're doing hybrids, which I think have all the potential in the world to be more interesting than ICE cars because you get 2 powertrains and
Yep.
they're different. Mazda goes a step beyond that. They have a patent where it's an internal combustion engine, might be a rotary, has a permanent magnet motor on the transmission, and then 2 motors on the front wheels that are induction. So it's 3 different power curves. So it's like, okay, Mazda, like you get it. They're trying to give you as much shit as possible. How interesting would that be to drive?
Deliver them so many different options.
Exactly.
Of how
Electric
power
off the line.
is delivered. Right,
And
right.
the 2 electric motors are delivering power in different ways. And the gasoline engine is too. And imagine like, oh, you put a turbocharger in it, now it's a whole different story.
Right.
That's cool. That's genuinely using technology from like, you know, to benefit enthusiasts.
Yeah.
Not just, you know, fuck Quasimodo manual simulated. Dude, like, who cares? Like, you know who's going to buy those? It's like going to be old dudes. Oh, you know, I had a whatever.
Yeah,
242 when I was a kid.
But
Oh,
this is
a thing.
just as cool.
Oh, it's so good in traffic. It's like, dude, you know, it's Mach-E buyers. They're going to love it.
Right, right.
Well, I can't get out of a normal Mustang, but my wife said I could buy this one. Like, dude,
Stop. Yeah, just stop.
get out of here.
At what point did you lose your nuts?
Yeah. It's like, man.
Do you know when you went wrong?
Let's see. Corey, do you have anything else for news?
Absolutely.
Okay. I figured there was a couple things.
Absolutely. I wanted to talk about the Lexus GX. I don't know if you've seen it.
Yeah, I was at the reveal.
Well, excuse me.
We talked about that.
That's why I
Yeah.
couldn't come last.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, that makes a lot of sense.
Don't know if you saw it. I was there.
I've seen it in person.
I don't know how familiar you are with this, but I don't know if to regurgitate some shit to you right now.
Not sure if you saw me fart in the driver's seat or not, but I was totally.
But I mean, right on the heels of what you just said about Mazda, about like Mazda getting it,
Yeah.
I feel like Toyota gets it a little bit too with this design style.
Oh yeah, for sure, dude. I talked to the chief engineer of that car, and you could tell he got it.
Yeah. It seems like it's like they're just following the trends of what they see. It's like, okay, what are people like really spending money on right now in this market of vehicle? And it's like, well, the Bronco hits really hard.
Yeah.
People love the Defender. Whether they buy it or not, it got really good reception visually.
Yeah.
So it's like, why don't we make something that's going to work
Yeah.
and look in that market, but be like luxurious? Because it's like steel body on frame.
Yep.
It's a low range gearbox, 7 passengers, and tows up to 8,000 pounds. This is-
Center torsion.
That's a hefty
For
boy.
real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then what is it? Overtrail has 33s, a locking, e-locking rear diff, and
Yep.
a skid plate.
Mm-hmm.
But then inside, it's like super luxurious.
Yeah, it's nice in there.
Captain's chairs, giant screen. Was a 15-inch, 14 to 15-inch screen. It's
Big.
fucking
Heated
big.
and cooled seats as standard.
But it's like, is it standard in like a
Every
Bronco
trim,
of
every-
that?
Yeah, no, it's not. Every trim of the
Yeah.
GX gets heated and cooled seats.
So it's cool that you get like this cool looking car, or truck, right?
Yeah.
Off-road capable.
Yeah.
And that. No, what are your options? I don't know actually pricing wise. That's the only thing I
They
don't
haven't
have
released
here.
pricing yet.
But like, what is it priced compared to a Bronco, right?
More expensive.
Yeah.
Probably like, I'd say 50, 60. So,
Depending on the trim of the Bronco, it might not be
yeah,
that much
upper
more.
trims definitely get up there.
But yeah, captain's chairs get me every time. I don't know how you feel with captain's chairs, but
I like them.
yeah, it's just like I see them, I'm like, and 21 speakers.
Yeah.
When you saw it, were you like, look at me. I am the captain now.
Well, we talked about that first. Just I got one photo, everyone get to see of it like splashed through a puddle. I'm like, I see square, like off edges, and like the Lexus badge. Like I'm in.
I asked our chief engineer, like, why is it so boxy like that? It's like a callback to old Land Cruiser. He's like, off-roaders are supposed to be square.
Okay,
I was like, fair enough.
fair enough.
Touche, good
Keep
sir.
it nice and clean, nice and simple. Now, I think the thing I pulled out of this whole release was that this Overtrail like sub brand. I don't know if that's gonna carry over into other vehicles of theirs.
They said it would.
So, what else do they have? So, is the LX still around for
Yep.
them?
They still sell the LX. I forget. I know all the Toyotas. I don't know the Lexus equivalents because they all have these ambiguous X names.
Well, it'd be like RX. I think is like the sporty SUV kind of thing. I think.
I don't know if it'll go to that, but I mean anything remotely off-road,
Yeah.
like oriented. I mean that's what they're saying. They're like, oh, why make the GX like this? He's like, people are building them like this anyway. It's like,
It's true. So we went to the basement of the New York Auto Show. Had like pretty much a car show, and there was like an overland section. I mean, it was either a 4Runner or a Lexus GX.
yeah,
That's it.
yeah.
And the Lexus GX, to be fair, when you look at it, put it in the
be fair.
chat. Is like
fair
a
is in the
pretty
chat.
depending on the color you see of it, it's a pretty boxy,
Yeah.
squared off thing. And it looks like they just totally leaned into that. I think it's super cool. I think it's obviously expensive. It's gonna be for a really specific person.
They're gonna suck gas. Those things, holy
Yeah,
shit.
yeah.
They said they give us 17 combined.
I love that.
Wow.
Hell yeah, burn it down.
Heinous. Like, hybrid is coming. Hybrid is coming.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like
yeah.
20 and 17. I can do better than the fucking Escalade. Like, how
Well,
do
I
you do
think-
that?
Yeah, so like the Tundra TRD Pro has a hybrid powertrain,
Yeah,
right?
it's like this. It also sucks.
Sequoia?
Yeah.
Sequoia has one too, right?
Yeah, that's 3.4, 3.5, same motor. They put a hybrid system in it in the Tundra and other cars. They all get really bad gas.
Is it
mileage.
still just as bad?
Yeah.
Lovely. When I first saw this stuff come out and as I started breaking, I'm like, yeah, but how many are you going to see on the road? So I just started opening my eyes. How many GXs do I see on the road?
They're so invisible to me. I wouldn't even.
They are until you like, okay, I
for
need
them.
to look. Once you start looking, you're like, holy shit, there's GXs everywhere.
Yeah.
There's a lot of LXs too, which I usually would never be able to tell the difference between. And then once you start kind of looking for them, you're like, oh, I see the differences now.
Did you see that they're going to bring probably the Prado back to the U.S.?
Yes.
Land Cruiser? I
cool
grilled their chief engineer on that, like just because there was a
he
report
break?
out like that morning. No, it was like, I'm a Lexus guy, not a Toyota guy. I'm like, yeah, fuck yeah. That's a good line.
Yeah, yeah. They all sign the same check.
Yeah.
I think that'll be really cool. I think this it's funny because at the same time we're running this EV efficiency, like great for the environment, and it's like squared
They
off,
slip this one in there.
off-road.
Nobody but Tesla's making money on those cars.
Yeah.
They're like,
They
70
have to
combined.
make them. That's where they're making all their money.
On like big things like this.
Yeah, I mean, on ICE cars. I mean, what did GM say? Like they said they're not going to make any money on the EVs they sell by 2025. They lose money on every single car they sell.
That rolls into the next thing. Do you think it has something to do with them joining the Tesla charging network?
It does what?
So Ford joined the Tesla charging network,
Yeah.
and then GM just did as well.
Uh-huh.
Is it a way to like ease people into the thought of buying their EVs because now they can use a charging network that's like it's like the Q-tip brand of charging network. So it's like when people see a Tesla charger, it's like, oh, it's a Tesla charger. But now if they're like, they see a Tesla charger and it's like just where you charge a car.
Yeah.
It's not like a Tesla charger. It's just like the charger. It's like the gas station.
It's a standard nozzle.
Yeah, it's not like you see branded gas stations, right? But you see a gas pump and you're just like, I get gas there. But I think by them doing this, they're training their customers to say anytime they see a Tesla charging network, like, I charge there. That's it.
I think now it's going to take a long time for the dust to settle on that.
And I'm sure there's going to be arguments too.
I mean, if I was somebody building EV chargers right now, I'd be pissed.
Yeah.
Everyone's building CCS.
Yeah.
Now they're like, oh, should we build NACS too?
Yeah.
Yeah, NACS, the North American Charging Standard.
Yeah, it's like, should we be putting those up? Like, will Tesla let us put those up?
And the thing is,
well, there's 12,000 right now in the country. And if you think about it, there's definitely more than 12,000 people who own these vehicles. So like 12,000 is shit for charging. Now, if you take GM's product line, that's going to be electric, and Ford's product line, that's going to be electric, and add on top of that, I think Tesla should be like, listen, you want to use it? You got to build 10,000.
Mm-hmm.
You got to supplies. But
Right,
then again,
but
you get into infrastructure, which you kind of...
And right. And just the EVs are all still being developed. They're not all the same hardware.
Yeah.
So they're going to have their own proprietary stuff and requirements, which further creates, because now you have to have a charger that can handle this range, which is not very practical, especially for a company that's coming along to build
CCS
them.
is a more capable port in terms of the current it can deliver.
Mm-hmm.
Tesla's, I think, can only deliver like 300 kilowatts. CCS can, or 300 amps, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You want to know what I think is going to happen with electricity? Electric powered vehicles.
Buddy, do I ever?
Yeah, I've been waiting for this.
Yeah.
Clamoring.
HMIC.
You remember CDs?
Mm-hmm.
Laser discs.
Yeah. You know how they're used now, barely, or like coasters?
To be fair, son of a bitch, I did it again. I cannot think of the last time I've seen a CD used.
Right. And I think the same thing's going to happen. It's a flavor of the month. We're going to build a ton of shit for it. It's going to boom hard. And then literally it's all going to go to another platform.
The problem is I think the CD is going to last about 25 to 50 years. Unless there's another... Unless
the problem
there's
is that
another thing that comes out of nowhere.
I just think that we're going to be looking back at this that one day, like, remember when we tried to put a charging infrastructure? That was fucking stupid.
the problem is that EVs now in their early days can seem like they have a lot of faults. But keep in mind, the other day I was on Twitter and some guy was like, oh, Ford, they're the second best selling EV maker in the country. How could you say that? Like someone like Ford sells no EVs. They have 2 cars. Oh, they're the second best in the country. Tesla in Q2 sold like 450,000 EVs. Ford sold 20,000.
Yeah. It's just not even comparable.
We're nowhere.
Yeah.
And people are all speculating about it. Yeah, now I think the fact that we basically had to use existing technology to get these cars on the road. In the next decade, these cars are going to get, they have to be good enough for someone to be stupid not to buy one.
That's what I mean.
And that's going to happen in the next 10 years.
I was going to say, right now, the technology we don't even know about that's being developed is going to drastically change.
Even the technology we do know about.
Right. That's right. Especially as batteries advance.
And keep in mind,
in particular,
10 years is 2 generations of automobiles.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fucking time. That's E30 to E46.
Yeah.
That's
the
a
way
lot of
technology, like leapfrogs itself, right?
It's
like
every 1 year is 4 years in technology.
but I feel like every 4 years is like 10 because it's like in those span of 4 years, it's like, oh, we got 2 times as fast as growing and growing. So in 10 years, it's like 20 years worth of when it was in like the early 2000s.
Yeah.
I just think they're going to get to a point where it's so advanced, they're going to be like, wow, charging our electric motor is not the way to go. It could be nuclear.
Mm-hmm.
Like
And
a
I'm holding on
nuclear-powered-
to full solar power.
I mean, just think of where we are with
I'm going to die on that hill.
cell phones. I was just looking. June 29th, 2007 is when the first iPhone was released.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're
wow.
not even 20 years away.
Yeah. Now my phone folds in half.
And it's
fucked up.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
right?
they did
And the
that when we
difference is
started,
wild.
you know?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's a return, but now the screen physically folds in half.
You
Yeah.
think about what the phone that folded in half originally did versus the phone that folded in half now
Right.
did.
Yeah.
All the
And
same
those
stuff,
are
just way
still-
worse.
20 years apart.
Think about it. All the same stuff, but worse.
You couldn't get on
Had the internet.
email.
Didn't have the internet as we
No.
know it.
Not as we know it, but my Nokia had internet, and you could technically go to the email website and log in.
Yeah, but your Nokia could also stop a bullet, and I'd still pick my iPhone over that right now.
That's true.
Yeah, I think I think you'd be amiss to bet against when you're betting against charging infrastructure, when you're betting against electric vehicles, you're betting against the advance of technology. That's a really bad fucking bet
Yeah,
to make.
because
It's like a
not
train
gonna-
that is impossible to stop.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
literally.
Well, no, I don't. I'm not betting against it. I'm just saying, technology, I think, will leave electric shit behind because it'll advance and there'll
There'll
be
be something
another
else?
another
It's
source
just
of.
from a technological perspective, it's just not. I mean, EVs are the most efficient use of energy for transportation. Period. Nothing gets better.
Unless the government finally admits
The
that
water?
they have access, right? The water, the water too. Unless they finally admit and give us, people who can write code, people who can develop things, access to whatever propulsion system is on the alien ship that they have locked up.
Dude, yeah, did you read that shit?
It's wild. Just wild.
I was like, whoa, 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 whoa.
I thought I wanted to know.
Non-human origin.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Wait, this is real?
I thought I wanted to
You're
know.
saying this
until
right
I
now?
started
It's like,
reading
wait,
it.
all right, this guy, yeah, I've heard of this guy. Other people are like, no, it's legit. It's like, oh, fuck. Like, oh,
Yeah.
this is happening?
Which speaks volumes to where we are as a human race, I guess.
Right.
To where that can be released now and everybody's like,
Yeah, I guess.
instead of up in arms.
Well, yeah, the fucking Cubs win the World Series. Anything is possible.
Right, doesn't
after
matter.
that, yeah, everyone else
Yeah.
has stuff started going to shit after they won the World Series.
Yeah. Yeah.
After
When
that,
was
it
it?
was like, man, Trump's president now?
What does Chuck
I
say?
thought it was Harambe.
No, I think it's Harambe.
Yeah,
I was
yeah,
just about to say
Harambe,
that.
yeah.
Oh, so
That is-
Harambe died and we split into a parallel universe.
Cubs
It's
World
fucked.
Series was
Yeah.
after Harambe, post Harambe.
Yeah.
PH. Got
It's
it.
all gone downhill.
Yeah,
from
post
there.
Harambe.
PH.
Interesting.
Here's some more EV stuff. Leaked report suggests Alpha Tesla Cybertruck had multiple design flaws,
Alpha?
meaning the
Yeah,
one closest to
Oh, I
production.
thought you meant like Alpha, like Romeo. Like,
Yeah, no.
no, they're partnering up. That was a
Like-
partnership I never knew existed.
Alpha Beta.
3 years over. We're over 3 years since the Tesla Cybertruck went up for
That's crazy.
reservations.
I still remember the day it happened.
So
Me
do
too.
I.
That's, listen, 9/11. 9/11. Cybertruck. Dude,
Cleavage
I-
contest.
Cleavage contest. I remember it. I can close my eyes. I can see the room and read it, like, and see it.
I didn't
visually.
believe it. I was like, that's not it. I'm like, when are they going to?
That's
no.
exactly.
Yeah.
I'm like,
No.
you got to be fucking kidding me. There's no way. This is a
And
joke.
then they throw the thing at the window and it breaks. It's like, no,
What is happening? Well, still in development.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like Tesla gets people are especially hard on Tesla in terms of product development. I mean, the way the Cybertruck is, like, I can see why they do it like that. Really fucking cheap to manufacture.
They
Unbelievably cheap.
and they just released it a little too early.
Yeah.
Basically,
Yeah, they blew their load
And
on
it
that.
is a miss. I mean, imagine if Tesla came out with an actual normal looking electric pickup.
Like
They would have
Rivian.
murdered. Rivian would have been out of business.
yeah,
Yeah.
Ford and GM would be shitting their
it
pants.
wouldn't even right. There
But
wouldn't
meanwhile,
even
they
be.
have this like stupid, I get there's some appeal to it, like stainless steel body. Like people who use pickup trucks hard, they don't want the trucks to rust.
Yeah,
Like a lot of little things you have, like the towing torque.
those points that they're making are great on paper until you
Until
see
you
it.
translate it, I mean, I know that thing is cheap to manufacture because I could order the body panels from the supplier that I used to build the go kart.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
To spec,
and just hold it together with some
Yeah,
steel
yeah.
glue.
zip ties.
I love the fucking Halo Warthog with the gunner and stuff, the Photoshop of it.
Yeah,
If I could get it with the Halo Warthog wheels on it, I'd be all in.
See,
Fuck
Tim
yeah.
Connors, he's been dropping for the past few years 3 years to be exact. So he says, Tesla has a truck. My old work made all the interior materials, not called the Cybertruck.
Yeah.
I wonder if it's a code name for something else.
I was wondering if that was a secondary prototype they compared to the.
It was. He's mentioned it before.
There was
It
some
wasn't
aerial.
Avalanche.
There was some aerial photos we saw of some other Cybertrucks or other Tesla pickup trucks that were different shape, not shapes, different sizes.
Might be full size design bucks.
Yeah.
I'm just
'Cause
speculating.
It was funny to me to see Elon out in like the Cybertruck, and then you see it in an atmosphere, and you're like, well, you can't make it that big.
Right.
That's not gonna work.
I'm almost reassured because I think what he misses with the Cybertruck is that when you design things like cars, you're designing the world around us.
Yeah.
And if you like cyberpunk is a cool aesthetic. No one wants to live in a cyberpunk world. It's ugly.
It's
It
a cool
sucks.
idea.
ugly, and there's
Yeah.
a lot of stuff to get your coat caught on.
Yeah. And when he's designing this thing, he's designing an ugly world around us. And then he discovered very pointy.
Have you ever seen like
All the
steampunk?
mods?
Right, just steampunk related
Wow, damn
cyberpunk.
it.
There's just stuff and thing like you're
My
walking
fucking
by.
jacket's
Son of a
stuck on your
bitch!
dick mod.
I'd hit my head. I'd fall down. It would be all
You
this.
could choose the size of your
Break my
dangle.
hip.
So you're saying when he's designing this, he's designing the world around us.
And that, like, if you're designing a cyberpunk depressing world, that world becomes a reality.
Yeah.
And Tesla has posted pictures of this truck like in a works thing, like people holding blueprints, wearing hard hats at a work site, and it just looks so wrong.
Yeah.
Right.
It's almost reassuring. It's like, no, our world isn't that depressing. We don't live in this cyberpunk hellscape.
Yeah.
Elon, moron. It's like, well, why did you make it look like this? It's because it's supposed to be cheap, which is like, depressing in its own respect almost. Because these car companies spend so much money on design, on making things beautiful.
Yeah.
And it's like, and you can tell when you see it. And you can tell when you see that there's nothing right about it.
When you see it, it looks like it would be in a. Remember Starship Troopers?
Yeah.
The infomercials? It looked like it would be in that. Like,
Yeah.
here on planet Earth,
Right.
we all strive to build cities. And
Total
that thing would
Recall.
Yeah, Total Recall. Like,
Yeah.
it looks like it'd be in that.
Everyone's stuck in T-pose.
It's all fun.
Tim Connors. Everest was the name I was thinking of, and he said before that, Iron Belly.
Interesting. Yeah,
I don't
Ford
know.
does have the trademark for Everest.
Hey, how strong is that coffee? Are you feeling like this right now?
Dude, when I took I drank like the first half can, I was like, whoa.
You can feel your hair growing?
Yeah, I just slow down. It was wired.
I drank 2 episodes ago, and I was like,
Yes.
"Hey, can I?"
Yeah.
You're like, "Yeah, sure." And I usually drink like a coffee or Red Bull from like Donkin or whatever.
Mhm.
We were sitting here, and I was like,
Yeah.
"Anybody else here? They're
Man.
fucking."
Your pupils are like fucking.
It's because
needles.
it's right from the teat of
Yeah,
the bean.
dude.
That's why we
It
don't
felt-
mess around.
I felt like Hendrix, dude. Like I cut some like slits above my eyebrows and poured it in. I was just like head rushing.
Yeah, it's some strong shit.
If you're tired,
That's the stuff.
That's the stuff.
That'll put hair on the old Pauline's.
Oh,
Make me have to piss.
I have a new slogan.
Yeah.
I have a new slogan for the coffee.
Hit it.
Modify your mornings.
Oh,
Modify
good.
your morning.
You like that?
Tune up your day.
Thought of that myself.
Damn.
Hey, you know who I thought of a slogan too.
Mm.
Actually, it was a co-invented slogan with me and
Salami's in the air.
John from Bag Riders.
Mm.
So he
Love
said
that guy.
he's so awesome. He
Good
said,
guy. Actually, congrats to that guy.
Yes,
yeah,
big congrats to him.
buddy. He sent me a picture of a hot Italian sausage truck at Wicked Big Meat.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I was fucking dying. He goes, nothing like a hot Italian sausage on a summer day. I said, beat the heat with Italian meat. So,
Eat the heat.
And then he sent me the TM. So that's trademark, so don't touch that.
Done.
Trademark.
Gonna have to make some shirts.
It's an audio recording of it.
Yep. Proof. I have an article here that the gentleman who just left our table wrote. This comes from the Drive. Toyota is replacing the engine of the blown GR86 from the gentleman in Massachusetts who had that faithful
Oh,
video at
RTV
Palmer
guy?
a couple weeks ago. His name is Luke. Yes, Luke, I believe. There's a video of him driving his 86 at Palmer, and he's just on a parade lap, just kind of a sight lap, basically, and starts hearing the old...
knock, knock, knocking on heaven's
Yeah,
door.
and not good. He pulls over pretty much immediately. And it's very difficult to watch because, you see this poor dude realizing
In
what's happening.
shambles, absolute
and
shambles.
just
Good looking car too. The blue.
was it blue? Oh yeah, it is blue actually. Yeah, because there it
Unless
is
they use
on-
another photo. but-
No, there it is on the trailer. Yeah, so Toyota is now Toyota has gone back on that decision following the drives and other reports that Luke's predicament. It's taken weeks to get to the situation. Taken weeks to get this situation resolved. But in a statement, at Toyota spokesperson told us, "We are honoring the warranty of track-driven cars as long as they are driven in the manner they are supposed to be driven. We have to handle any claims on a case-by-case basis, but taking your car to a track or taking it off-road doesn't necessarily limit or exclude warranty coverage."
I was
So
on that call.
good on them. I was just saying that this article comes from the Drive and the gentleman who's sitting here with us. So
Yeah.
I'm happy they did, but I don't like how they're fucking
It shouldn't take
Muhammad Ali
it shouldn't
around
take
it.
a social media firestorm for them to fix someone's car, period.
Yeah.
especially when they market it and sell it with track time.
As a
Did you see
Sparks-
the video?
Yeah,
When I was on the call with him, I'm like, listen, if that's abuse, I abuse my car every fucking day. And
Right,
he was like,
right.
yeah, right.
just driving.
Yeah.
Just driving.
Yeah.
So good on them that they are replacing it.
It's
I feel bad for whoever doesn't record this
Yeah.
incident.
but it's
Incident.
fucking stupid. If it's not supposed to be driven in that manner, why the fuck does it rev to whatever it revs to?
And why do they host track days featuring the car and to owners to come out with
Why the
with
fuck
Right.
is it standard? Why do you even make the car? You did everything that you say. It's like nihilistic almost. It's like, why the fuck doesn't it even exist then?
Was this in fact a oil pickup issue?
They won't comment on that.
Okay.
Because I get the sensation. I asked, there's this Toyota representative, and I was like, is there any dialogue? Subaru makes the motors. Is there any dialogue between you and Subaru on this issue, like
Yep.
potential issue?
Great question.
And he was like, can't comment on any potential issue. Can't comment on anything we've said to Subaru. If I was him, I'd be fucking pissed.
Oh, for sure.
These junk ass motors.
Now this is just beyond. It's a thing. It kind of taints the car.
Dude, and I mean, people who own BRZs, like Toyota fucking switches, or Subaru changes motors in cars like they change underwear. They gladly warranty these motors. They know they're junk. They do it on the WRX too. People, when I've interviewing people who, remember when, was it Cobb or whomever?
Yep.
Like started locking people out.
Yep.
Their other tunes. They were like, this dude who had a car. He's like, I've blown up 4 of these motors. All of them were tuned. All of them had bolt-ons, and Subaru replaced every single one of them at no cost. And it's like, it's no problem for Subaru owners.
Right.
Because, yeah, the dealers are just like, yeah, you need a motor? Sure, huh?
I mean, we have friends who are technicians at Subaru who like make their bread and butter off of like engine replacements.
Yeah.
Fucking
They're practically
Forester
fucking
Springs.
wearables.
Yeah.
They're just... Subarus are just not the best built cars. And Subaru must know that.
Yeah.
Toyota apparently did not know that.
I
That's-
forget how many Foresters are recalled for valve springs? Like hundreds of thousands.
That was fairly recently, right? In the past year.
And I think they were just taking the motors out. Or
Yeah, I mean,
something. They were doing like the easiest way to fix
You
it.
got to know they're just slamming these things together.
Or like the airbags. They have so many.
Well, that's
They don't build the airbags.
yeah, that's a
They just supply,
Takata
yeah.
problem.
Yeah, I guess so. But it's like, so I don't even know how they're making money because they're paying their guys to swap these motors and paying them a flat rate.
Because more succeed than fail. However, we all see the failures.
I get.
Yeah.
Listen, all I know is my friend was ratchet strapping dashboards to the seat bracket to pull airbags out, doing like fucking 100 of them a day, making like 4 hours on the hour every
Yeah.
one.
that
And they're all doing it. So
but that's an unfortunate, industry-wide manufacturing defect.
oh yeah, but they're getting how do you even have money to sell cars anymore?
Remember like the old WRX wagons where they like the rear lower control arms were like stamped, the Subaru generation of those.
Yep.
Yeah.
The stamped steel lower control arm that they just like painted.
Yeah.
It's like, what? Like, I don't think I would even do that. It's like, so you didn't think that was going to rust and fail? It's like, what? You sell all these cars in New England.
Yeah. Yeah.
All of them.
All of them.
They're all on salted roads.
Yeah, literally.
Seen the weather.
If you take note of how many, what's the fucking new lifted,
Crosstrek.
the Crosstrek? Thank you. Millions.
Dude,
Noted now, right?
My brother's girlfriend has one of those cars. Thinnest doors I've ever. I could run through it.
That's
I could dive through one of those.
that
doors.
is such a scary proposition. Like,
You got to be careful washing it. You just dent it.
Dude, it's like ding ding ding. Sounds like fucking tinfoil. Literally, it's like what the fuck.
yeah, that's like terrible.
RJ, he brought it up. He's like, just look around. Look, count how many you see a day.
Yeah.
And so I did just out of a joke. And on my drive to, North Branford on Tuesday, it was like 7. And I'm on the highway for less than an hour.
Talk about a lifestyle vehicle. They're not even really good cars. It's like they suck on gas. They're horrible.
Yeah, what does it say about your lifestyle?
You're a moron.
You love everyone equally.
You don't know much.
Yeah.
And you like to maybe occasionally bring your dog to the park off-road.
Subaru is like the Mopar of Japan. It's like they just make these junk cars forever and ever.
Just
they have
pump
like a
'em
cult
out.
following.
Does anyone drive them in Japan?
That's a good question.
No.
You know what's
Honda guys.
I watch a lot of JDM based videos,
I see a lot of
You
photos
never
from
see
over
'em?
there.
and I don't see him driving those like ever.
Because they're garbage.
Dude, they
Toyota-
make it as
Toyota
a
owns the whole
joke for
country.
America.
Yeah. They're actually buying these.
Yeah, I can't believe these fucking idiots.
Yeah, they're still doing this.
Can you believe we just lifted the Impreza
And they can't get enough
and
of
it's
it.
selling even more? We didn't change anything.
I love the meme. It's the SpongeBob meme. It's like, oh no, those aren't engines. Those are bombs. We make those right here in the bomb factory,
Remember that time you bet me I couldn't use my trash can in the design? I did it.
Yeah.
I did it.
It's right here.
It's like the Subaru failures too. They're not like BMW failures, which aren't even failures, right? Oh, like it leaks oil.
Yeah.
Oh, the Vanos goes bad. It's like the connecting rod,
Leaked out of the oil pan.
literal piston space program type shit.
Yeah.
Like just like unbelievable. Like how do you not get that right? It's like, oh yeah, it's spun a bearing. Spun a bearing. Like what is this, Indy 500 in 1926? What the fuck?
Yeah.
The OEM head gasket.
Not there.
Is there a
blown away.
hand-driven
Not there.
pump to get more oil into the sump? Is this a total loss system? It's like ridiculous. I literally can't believe some of the shit I hear.
The
about
ringlets in the piston. Dust. They're just dust.
What are you
now.
making this out of?
Fucking old Subaru engines. They get crushed.
Recycled.
It's like
100%.
IKEA pistons.
Get you this flying back.
It's all the ones they take out.
They take all the old shit, crush it up, and smash it into a piston. They're like,
Yeah.
that's good.
Reservice it.
I mean, we kind of just have to touch on the Le Mans.
Oh yes. Oh god, I forgot all about that.
Hell yeah, baby.
Ferrari winning.
No, I think America won.
Well, America certainly won. And actually, Tim
Cadillac
Connors
was on the podium, which was great. That fucking car is so sick.
Cadillac beat Porsche.
Yeah.
That's wild. That's wild.
My coworker was there, and he said that all the other cars pretty much sounded the same, including the Corvette, which is kind of lame. Even the Corvette won its class, which was amazing.
Yeah.
But he's like, when the Cadillacs and the NASCAR, the Cup car come by, the windows shake.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, I talked to them. I went to the Rolex 24 when those cars debuted, the Cadillacs, and their engine guy was really cool. He was doing like boosted K series like 2 years ago, and GM hired him to like build this motor. And I was like, everyone
Talk
runs,
about a glow up.
I know. I was like, dude, everyone runs flat plane. Like, flat plane has like really big advantages, right? He's like, yeah, sure. Like, why did you do cross plane? He's like, basically said like we had to do it to him. And she's like, it sounds sick. It's American. Like we had to.
Yeah.
And it was like, so like, what are the disadvantages here? He's like, those are all engineered out. Like we figured this shit
Got
out.
rid of them.
Yeah.
Like then they have the most reliable car in the grid because it's NA, and it's what's the other? There's something else about those cars that is simpler about the other cars, but it's the only naturally aspirated car on the grid.
Yeah.
Which is like the Acura Rolex was so unreliable. Every pit stop they were pumping oil into the thing. Cadillac would just stop,
Just burning it.
and then dude, the bump start in those. Oh my god!
Oh, I remember when that first video, there was one video came out of it like rolling away from the camera.
In the daytime. Yeah.
and then it would like kicked on you. It was like
It
it was like a noise out of like a Star Wars movie.
it was
You know,
TIE,
it's just like,
TIE
that's not a
Fighter-esque.
real
Yeah.
noise.
When I was at the Rolex, they were rolling the cars out for practice, and whenever the Cadillac would roll out, all the other pit crews, all the other cars would be like, it's like, yeah, some shit's about to go down.
Yeah, look.
Yeah. It was awesome.
I genuinely enjoy. This is the good American ingenuity.
Absolutely.
I'm okay with all this stuff.
We're sticking it to them.
Right. It's not rare these days that, everybody's gung ho, proud to be an American.
Right.
There's a lot of things that are not so good over here.
Right.
This, I'm here for it.
Like, yeah, we get this right. Fuckers, don't forget it.
Yeah, just so you know, I roll my Marlboros up in my sleeve and I can do shit like this.
Tim Connor said something earlier that resonated really well, and he says we didn't go out there and look stupid or something to that effect.
Which is a win.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
is a big win.
I think we still use push rods because it reminds Americans of Yosemite Sam going like this, shooting the guns.
Did you ever see like when they ran the C7R all these apparently I've heard a video out. I heard this. All the other automakers would complain because they were all running overhead cams. And they're like, the packaging advantage of push rods is huge.
Yeah.
Use tiny heads. You can mount the motor lower. All these advantages. And they're like, they were complaining because they thought we had a specific advantage, and they did get ballasted in the C7 for having an advantage. And I remember the Corvette guys were like, and we told them they can switch to push rods whenever they want. It's just like so fucking like just like that boneheaded American.
It
just
is
like,
fucking stupid how it works.
yeah.
Like if you think about it, it's like it's a hollow piece of metal that's quite literally a rod that pushes the rocker from the cam to tell the springs to fucking open. And then, like, the modular guys are like, well, we've got fucking 4 cams, and there's like 10 chains, and there's an oil pump chain.
I mean, you could say that about a motor in general. Like, it's pretty fucking white. We make an explosion.
Yeah, inside.
Shit moves.
A lot of them.
We
like,
compress it.
it is crazy, but like,
and it happens every time, thousands of times a minute without fail.
Yeah, it's pretty
Isn't it
miraculous, to be fair. That everybody gets
be
it
fair.
besides Subaru.
yeah, everyone's on board except for Subaru.
Wait, is this for real? Tyler Page said the NASCAR team with floor jacks hit the fastest pit time.
Yeah.
versus
Yes.
By a
GT.
significant margin.
Yeah,
How?
Well, they won. But
American
they
ingenuity.
had a bigger crew, I think.
Yeah.
But independent of that, they were so much faster. It was like ridiculous.
Yeah.
There's video of it.
Yeah.
The
Yeah,
video
there's
is
a
like,
really
I
good
gotta be
video
honest.
of it.
All I wrote was the Ferrari wins and Cadillac beat Porsche. That's all I wrote. I didn't watch any of it.
Yeah.
I what I saw of it was what came through on my Instagram. And the other thing I wanted to bring up was, I mean, this is a huge win for our friend Jay. Think about Whipple.
Oh, yeah.
Think about, I mean, the Ferrari has rotiforms on it.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's a whole, man, we need to get him over here just to talk about that whole thing. Because it's a whole wild thing.
I was happy for Ferrari, though, too. I mean, that was their first time running Le Mans in like 50 years, brand new car.
Mhm.
They just go out and they just fuck people up.
Yeah.
I mean, talk about how it contrasts their Formula One effort. It's like a joke. And then it's like, oh, right, this is Ferrari.
Yeah. This is, yeah.
Yeah.
maybe Formula One's like too the same, and this is more like different. I don't know, lenient or like rules were wider scope.
No. The hypercar rules are pretty stringent, but I think they just got their formula right. I don't know.
The irony in that statement. Now they're Formula One,
Right.
Formula Two.
Yeah.
They're
Sometimes
back in Formula.
the Swiss cheese aligns.
The holes all line up.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I didn't watch any of it, but I mean, the stuff I got pushed through my Instagram feed looked like a really good time.
Did you see the edits where it was like the Camaro behind one of those 48 GTEs, like right before the Mulsanne straight?
Yeah.
And then what comes on? Freebird comes on.
Yeah.
And it's just this fucking Camaro
the-
dragging this 48
The
down the main
greatest
straight. It's
guitar
like,
solo
Exactly. That's
our ears have ever heard.
Why don't you stand up and salute my
like,
phone?
man, someone put one down to Georgia.
Yeah.
We're fucking people up out here. Jesus Christ.
It dragged that car.
Dude, the funniest thing was there's this guy on Twitter, Bozy. I don't know if you know about him.
Yes, Bozy Tavrik.
Yeah, he's
A lovely,
absolute
great Twitter
hard
follower.
worker, nicest
Yeah.
guy I'd ever meet. He was like, there was these people and the other pit crew members on other teams were like, dude, the NASCAR pit crew came through. Absolute units. Like they're all slightly taller, slightly fatter.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
And like, and the car too, obviously was huge. Everything about it was American.
Is it maybe this is the tides are changing for America? Just
Everything
think
about it was Texas.
Think about it in the 50s, 40s, 50s, Americans just bigger. They do the thing that nobody else would do with a bomb.
Bringing democracy to you by force.
That's exactly
And you
it.
don't have a choice.
We're gonna, your hybrid, laugh in the face of your hybrid. We're gonna fucking just crank it up and go for it.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, in America, we have freeways falling down.
That was a one-off case.
wild. Of course, I mean, there could only be two places in the U.S. this would happen. It's either Florida or Philadelphia. And this one happened in Philadelphia. There was apparently a fuel tanker that got into a bit of a mix-up with some concrete. The driver, I don't think the driver survived, right? I don't know for sure.
Didn't hear anything about the driver's status.
Says cause of the fire is still unknown. Interesting. I thought he crashed.
Yeah, I heard it crash. Heard it overturned.
Okay. So, yeah, my understanding, he crashed under an overpass of
Yeah.
a freeway, which happens to be I-95, which literally runs through Philadelphia and connects the entire East Coast to the rest
Talk
of
about a fucking
To mile zero, baby.
many videos of this out there on the internet, so you can go check them out.
Did you see the video of the cars driving over it seconds before it collapsed?
Wild.
How they went like,
Really?
Turned
yeah,
into
so
a
they're
wave.
driving and it's like
Probably could have gotten that camera on the weather orbs.
yeah, from the perspective of the video, it looks like the car's either in the right or middle lane, and there's a car maybe 2 car lengths ahead of them in the left, and you see the car like do this thing, and when it comes up out of it, it's almost like the rear wheels like come right up off the ground. There was so much travel.
Wow.
You could tell the dip. It wasn't like a normal like a junction or anything.
Right.
There was like a serious lip
That's
to it.
crazy.
It's just like
This gets a bit more interesting.
Every time I drive over a bridge, I'm like, Final Destination. You know, this is it.
I don't think about that stuff ever.
Intrusive thoughts, dude. When I'm driving over that bridge in Newport, and I'm like, "Da-da, da-da, da-da," and I look out to my right, I'm like, I'm fucking dead. I'm fucking dead.
What are
I'm
you
dead.
driving? A fucking cinder block? What?
A Civic, dude. If you fall from that height in anything,
Yeah,
you're
but why are you
dead.
gonna fall?
Yeah.
Bridges don't just fall.
Well, that one did.
Yeah, but like there was something that
could
caused
hit it.
Unique circumstances.
A fucking boat could hit one of the things, and you're done.
You know what size boat
Have
would
you
have to hit
seen-
that?
Have you
boat.
seen the Newport Bridge?
Yeah,
You know how tall it is?
it's tall.
What bridge is coming through? What boat is coming through that?
I don't know, fucking Godzilla. It doesn't matter. It could still happen.
I think if a
Anything
boat
can
even hit
happen.
one of the stanchions standing up, the boat would just decimate right to the bottom of the
It
ocean.
would be like a mouse running into your foot.
Tim Connor said, "Windows down, be ready to swim." But
Seatbelts off, ready
Yeah.
to go.
I'd fucking shit myself, dude. I hate the water.
here's what I find solace in: if anything happened, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I'm dead anyways.
Yeah,
Yeah.
let it
Yeah,
ride.
I've
for
heard
that
it's very
30
peaceful.
seconds where you fall to the earth,
Right. Play free bird in your mind.
and then you get a good breath in, and
Eyewitnesses at this fire report that flames were shooting up from the roadway as thick black smoke filled the skies. Officials closed a 2-mile radius of I-95 in both directions, according to the city of Philadelphia.
So that could be a lie.
While this is where it gets a little interesting. While a fuel tanker fire appears to be the source of the roadway collapse, no cause has yet been determined for the fire itself. Before the fire, several explosions were heard in the area, with people reporting manhole covers flipping like coins. The area contains several sewer systems and a water treatment plant. Environmentally, it will be hard to contain the chemicals if they spill, which could leak into the nearby Delaware River.
now I know what you guys are thinking. 9/11. Think about it. Remember when the floors are coming? You could see the explosions. There's an explosion blowing the manholes that caught the truck on fire. The truck did in fact melt steel beams, and then it fucking
Yeah,
But
maybe it was carrying jet
All
fuel.
good points.
Yeah.
All good points.
Listen, I'm on to something. Is that the FBI?
CIA, I think.
CIA?
you are aware this is recorded, right? just
You
throwing
know
it
that-
out there.
In Minecraft.
You know the gift,
yeah.
the gift of the SWAT team smashing through the house. The guy comes and he just grabs the Voss and breaks it for no reason.
Oh boy.
Fastest thing humans ever made is a manhole. The fastest thing humans ever made is a rental car, actually.
Did you see there's a couple unfortunate videos out there of manhole covers that do in fact go for a ride when things explode or whatever.
Yeah.
Some of the fastest disappearing things I've ever seen in my life.
There's like case of one, they think it went like supersonic.
Yeah,
You ever hear about that?
dude. Like
Well, like it went into like low Earth orbit.
it just broke.
Whoa, whoa.
Just think about that. Somewhere in space could potentially be a Tesla and a fucking sewer
Manhole
cap.
cover.
Sewer cap. It looks like a comet.
It's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. That's crazy.
Just comes through your ship. You're
Yeah.
like, what the fuck was? And then you're like, was just sucked right
people
out
out there.
You just barely catch City of Philadelphia as it goes along.
at the speed of
Yeah,
light.
Mach 10.
Oh yeah, there we go. T-Page mentions it from a nuke. Makes sense.
Launch into space by humans from a nuke. Jesus.
Oh, yeah, that's what it was. Yeah.
And it's just out there flipping through space at whatever that speed
Yeah, like a
was.
silver dollar, yeah.
Yeah.
Meanwhile,
Dude,
like,
imagine that coming
bunch
through
of
the
aliens
cockpit of
think
your
we're-
fucking
is
spaceship.
dumb as shit.
You just get sucked out behind
That's
Philadelphia
why
manhole cover.
I think we figured it out. I think we figured it out right there. You know how everybody always says nobody started seeing aliens until we started launching nukes? Just so happened we launched a manhole cover into the atmosphere. Went by fucking winging it, and then he just seen it, and he was like, "Ooh,
City of Philadelphia, USA.
we got some dumb motherfuckers down there. We gotta
Alien
watch them."
outside, like fucking smoking a cigarette. Like, whoa, 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 whoa. Ash falls off. He's like, whoa, 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 where did that come from?
Right, exactly.
Putting
He's freaking out. Immediately, telepathically telling his
aliens
wife.
got to have some crazy cigarettes.
Oh yeah, dude.
They must.
They're made of.
That's the technology I want.
They smoke them the long way, the other way. Flip them around.
I had an intrusive thought today, like this. What is it? The Jetsons.
Yeah.
Crazy synthetic drugs.
Yeah.
They're on like when you smell the Jetsons' ass, synthetic Zaza. Whoa, whoa! You fucking nuts,
I hope the cars never sound like that.
dude. You can't.
Dude, that is.
My car currently sounds like that with an
Oh,
exhaust leak.
actually, yes. We didn't cover this.
What?
We didn't cover this. Corey, can you please elaborate on that?
I got in my car after getting back from vacation, and
Oh, someone stole your cat too.
no. And I was driving it. I was kind of a little distracted as I was driving it originally, and then after a little bit, I started to hear this noise that sounded kind of like if you were to take
A reed of grass in your thumb.
No, if you were to take a straw that was in water and like pull it almost to the top and blow air through it, and it made like a really like bubbly noise. But it only happens off throttle. And I'm like, what is that? I can't figure it out. And I'm racking my brain. And then sometimes it's more aggressive than others, and sometimes it's not. So I showed up to work here, and not to work to the podcast, and I'm just like, guys, my car's making this insane noise. So Kyle next door, our neighbor, was like, he didn't believe me or wanted to hear it for himself, whatever it might have been. And we get in the car, and it like wasn't doing it. And I'm like, dude, there's no way. Like, I didn't envision this. Like, I gave a coworker a ride to work, and they actually asked me about it because they heard it. And then I'm like making the loops come back, and it starts making the noise. And it's just this insane, like, I can't even make the noise. It's like a high-pitched, like, bubbly noise.
Man-made horrors beyond my comprehension.
Yeah, it's like a high-pitched, almost like a baby would make the noise with like their lips if they were going like like that kind of.
So it's like drowning.
It's insane. Turns out where the header bolts to the two pipes under the car, like one of the gaskets is just barely like letting go.
It's like a reed almost.
So, exactly. So it's kind of like a
A
kazoo.
blade of grass
Yeah, yeah.
between your
It's like
fingers.
a saxophone.
Yeah, it's like a kazoo right
Yeah,
now.
it's like.
And if you like put your hand between that pipe and like the bottom of the car, you can feel it just like, just barely.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just loosen it and you fill it with Ford diesel gray and retighten it. Done. Never
Done.
look at it again.
Dude, it was the weirdest noise. I mean, I've heard clunks, screeching, squeaks, all kinds of
name
car
it.
noises. This didn't sound like a car noise. If you recorded this, you could have put it into like any sort of like kids like TV show.
Was not a car noise.
It was not a car
Not
noise.
automotive in appearance or
George
demeanor.
Jetson.
I was hooked on it being like a vacuum leak and like a hose had like a pinhole in it.
Yeah.
So like on decel, I'd figured like it was either pulling air in or pushing air out,
Yeah.
and just like kind of like vibrating.
Mm-hmm.
Wild noise. Josh, did you end up hearing it?
I didn't hear it, no.
Ugh.
Because you pulled away from the parking lot, and I'm like, I maybe heard it, but I'm like, no, there's no way. And then when you came back and said, oh, it took a minute to heat up.
Yeah. It took a minute or two.
Is it fixed or no?
No.
Oh, so there's potential for you to record it then.
Yeah, we're gonna let the car run for a little bit and let it come up to temp.
The Jetsons discourse in the chat is,
They're going hard on the
dude, they
Jetsons.
had to be on these synthetic drugs. They live in domes.
Yeah.
This chick had a kid when she was 17. Dude,
Wild.
They drive domes.
they got like super, what's that ADHD drug? Adderall. They got super Adderall, dude. They have to.
I wish I had super Adderall.
Have you ever hear that one? If like I think I've said this before on this podcast. But if you take a bunch of Adderall and you take an SAT like in a quiet room, Like no matter what, your score goes up like 200 points.
That's perfect.
You know what?
You want to do it just to try?
You know what's funny?
You got an SAT around here?
Yeah.
I remember
It could be last year's.
I was in college and I was having a hard time focusing, and so I went to
Doesn't
the
surprise
doctor.
me.
And I was like, I'm
Really?
fucked, and like I had been diagnosed with ADHD and ADD, and they're like, well, do you want to try a drug? And I'm like, I mean, yeah, I'll try a drug. So I tried Adderall, and I took it. It was like low dosage, 20 or 30 milligram or something like that. And I took it like an hour before school, and it was supposed to be like this like normal release, not this. And I got into class, and I heard my eyes dilate. They were like,
He's George Jetson.
and I literally focused on every noise, sound, shuffle, anything that was not what I needed to focus on. Especially my friend Brian, who is a fucking complete crackhead in the back of the room, you know, playing drums and stuff. And then he's grabbing a fucking straw and he's like in his Dunkin' Donuts cup. And she's like, Brian, he's like, dude, isn't that sick? I just figured that out right now. And I'm like, that is sick. And that was my Adderall, and I never took it again.
Sounds fun, man.
Yeah, maybe now in a different setting, you know?
Sounds like you focused on exactly what you hoped
No.
to
The
focus on.
Jetsons Adderall would have you like fucking Stephen
Yeah.
Hawking.
Be in this chair like, hello.
Like, you'd be
guys.
like lazy. You'd be fucking theory of relativity and all this bullshit. You'd be on it.
You'd just be
I
floating.
have
Oh, yeah.
news.
You'd be T-posing.
Anybody watch any good YouTubes
I've been
Yeah,
watching
I'm waiting
so
for,
much good YouTubes.
Generally,
in general? Yeah.
I saw this really well-filmed video the other day. This Miata, this guy put ITBs on.
Yes.
And it was like super intense.
I sent that to my friend Jordan, who drifts Miata. It's the Hummel Link stuff.
Hummel Link stuff, yeah.
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 Great. Awesome video.
Unbelievable.
It's only
Send
like
that
2
my
minutes
way. I wanna
long.
watch
really,
got-
really inspiring. And then you scroll down and it's like 170 horsepower.
Yeah, but it
It's like,
sounds,
man,
it sounds
sounds good.
violent.
Yeah, it sounds cool, but it's like, man, just get a fucking turbo kit.
And it sounds like he's achieving top speed. I've been watching, I don't know why my algorithm suggested this to me, but Red Bull soapbox races.
Oh,
I thought
dude,
you
it's
kicked with
fucking
those for a
hilarious.
while.
It's just it seems like the most fun.
they're
Yeah.
the best.
I love the Hot Wheels downhill shit so much. Have you seen
Oh,
those?
you mean the Power Wheels?
Power Wheels?
Yeah.
Oh my fucking God. People get fucked up.
Oh yeah, they get destroyed.
Have you seen the Red Bull ones where they do the planes, like the gliders?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's like crazy.
I had-
And you see the record, it's like, whoa.
Yeah.
I had friends
Like,
that
this
got
guy's flying.
Yeah.
Actually,
second or third, I think, from my high school.
2 weekends
Oh,
ago
really?
was a Red Bull cliff diving in
Was it?
Boston.
Yeah,
Oh,
I heard
shit.
about that.
Yeah.
They do some crazy
Because
shit
I
over
looked
there.
up the Red Bull soapbox
Red
races.
Bull does some pretty crazy shit. I wish I made better drinks, but they do some pretty crazy shit.
Hot
I wish
take
the core of their business, I wish their flagship product was
better.
good.
wasn't
Yeah.
shit.
Still
Bull's
make
my
the content, just refocus on them, exactly what you're selling. It. I looked it up and was hoping one was local coming to us or something. I couldn't find
Yeah,
it.
they're
where
all
it
like
was.
fucking the Czech Republic. Something cold, man.
Yeah, yeah.
What the fuck do I look like?
Today we do crazy stunts.
They drive foot down the road.
It's like, dude,
Grab
dude dressed up
yourselves
like a
drink
fucking-
that tastes like boiled pennies. It's a good time.
Yeah, take a fucking wheel of cheese down this course. Where am I? It's like fucked up.
Honestly,
I love Red Bull. I think it's the best tasting. I don't know
Oh,
why.
dude,
My
I
taste buds are
can't.
fucked for that.
I
Did you
can't
just
do it.
finish your Polish Red Bull?
I love that.
Okay.
The ending though, maybe you're supposed to like give it a couple tips.
The finish.
The last sip was very strong.
Was it very metally?
No,
Okay.
it was
just-
super flavorful. You didn't see my face?
No.
I
gotta put
sipped
more
it and
metal
I
in
went
it then.
right when the podcast started, and I was like, it like took me back.
Yeah,
I
Red Bull
was
spends so much
taken
money on
aback.
marketing. It's wild. It's like most of their business is like just marketing, which is smart. I mean, I personally think all marketers should be gig workers. I don't think that's a real job, but
They just
Don't you have to
sit
deal with
around.
some marketing people in your day to day?
yeah.
Gotcha. You steal from like real life experience.
It's like, how much fucking time did you spend on this and how much are we paying you?
Yeah. Yeah. And some of the stuff that they come up with or say or want to, here's what we need to hit in this demo. It's just like, holy shit.
It's like you made the. I'm talking to a guy at Goodyear about that. He's like, our marketing people were saying that we get so many impressions on something on social media. what the fuck even is an impression? And I was like, yeah, like social media is mostly kids. He's like, that's what I told him. He's like, kids aren't buying fucking tires, and it's all kids.
Right.
So fucking funny.
And it's like, I often quite like, is it the marketing or do you just make a good product?
You have to do some marketing, right?
Yeah, for sure. Just so
Even
people
what I
know who
post
the
on
hell.
Twitter about
Yeah.
this stuff I do is technically marketing, right?
Yeah, yeah. Just so people know.
People have to know about it. But if you make a good product, you get loyal people.
Yeah.
You'll spread the word, you know.
And things should, in theory,
Yeah.
take off and just, word of mouth.
Yeah, it's like if someone made a good printer,
Right.
I'd buy it.
Right.
But from what I hear, they're all shit and the ink is too much. So
But if you're gonna buy a printer, just buy a Brother. If
is
you're
that a good brand?
a basic consumer printer,
I haven't heard any good word of mouth from anybody like, oh yeah, that's
fuck
a great printer.
Fuck HP because you have to run the HP Smart software and it's always a pain in the ass to set up the wireless printing and this and that. Fuck Dell because it's overpriced and the ink's like $1 bajillion.
Seems like you know a lot about this.
I do IT.
Oh, okay.
Do you need color?
I had no idea. Huh?
Do you need color?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he knows a guy.
He is the he is,
He
the,
is
guy.
the guy.
That's what I do for a living.
Oh, really?
Printers.
Holy shit.
I'm talking about like
No
basic
shit.
Yeah.
consumer. I'm talking basic consumer grade, like what everybody buys for a business, like setting where a municipality be like, I only want HP, Dell, or X,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm like, never those, please, never those. Xerox, ass.
Yeah.
Never buy Xerox.
Isn't Canon just like rebranded other brands?
It might be. I have no idea. The only one that I know of,
That's what I bought.
Brother, you fucking plug it in, add it to the Wi-Fi. It just does everything you ask. You don't need a special app. You don't need anything stupid.
I already bought a printer, so
Well, RIP to you.
yeah. if I had known,
What's the purpose of it?
I just
Print papers.
small color pictures, documents.
I gotcha.
Okay.
Got you figured out. He's got
I
a
would like
model
a good
number
I
in
would like a
mind.
good photo printer if you can recommend one of those.
I definitely can.
Okay.
Yeah.
Knows a thing or two about him.
All right. I know what DPI is.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. You're already 10 steps ahead of some of my customers.
Let's answer some questions that came in. Kevin401. Could you work your day job with your significant other?
Currently do.
It's true. You do.
Currently do. For the past.
Well, what does that mean? Work with?
do the
we
same
work for the
job?
same company
I think, yeah. Work for the same
in
company.
the same office.
In relative close proximity, I'd imagine.
Like working on the same projects?
Sometimes. Yeah.
I don't know if I want to do that. I love my girlfriend, obviously. But
Yeah.
It's like I've done enough design work with people that I've started to hate them for the decisions they make and the things they do. And I don't even like soft goods, which is
She's
what she works on. So,
It's sort
She's like, so I'm gonna make this purple. You're like, yeah. So this is not gonna actually work out.
well, you
And
get attached to things. Like when you're designing something, it like becomes your child. It's
Yeah.
like very
Right. precious
precious to you. So it's like someone suggests something, even if you know that a change has to happen, it's like I don't want to do this.
Yeah.
So that's why it's a good hobby, not a good job.
Yeah.
I would say I couldn't do my girlfriend's job at all because it's bad. It's brutal. But I could definitely train her to do my job in a week.
What does it say about you and your career?
Well, like a level 1 position of my job, I could easily train her to answer the phone, create a case, and then solve simple help desk tickets.
Have you tried turning it
Is
off
it
and on
plugged
again?
into the wall?
Yeah,
Is
yeah.
there a light on? When you say you rebooted it, did you hit the power button on the monitor or on the actual computer?
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Yeah. I don't know. I could work with my wife in the same company, but I don't know about on the same team on a day-to-day basis. I think there needs to be a little separation.
Separation.
You do you, boo-boo.
Yeah, I feel like Britt would quickly become my boss. That's my issue. We clock out and she'd be like, all right, take the garbage out back. All right, boss.
You're closing tonight.
Fuck.
All right. What are you going to do? Say no?
It's like Andy Dufresne eats your world, boss. Tyler, say what? What's the best buy for under 15K?
Best
what?
buy for under 15K for a car?
Cars.
For car, yeah.
Oh, I'd say any E90 or E82.
Daily driver, Honda Fit, fun car.
No, it just depends what you want,
Honda Fit's another good choice. It's
That's
a really
a good choice, yeah.
Fun car though.
Didn't specify.
I would say daily driver, Honda Fit, fun car. Yeah, BMW. Depending on what you're gonna do with it,
My car's been a daily driver.
it's also could be a fun car. Yeah,
Could
you
be
can
both.
buy a
Yeah.
multi-purpose
Bellissimo.
car.
Yeah. Mark
Fit
7
would be that too.
GTI. Can you get a Mark
Can you
7
get him for under 15?
with
No.
less than 3 billion miles on him?
Mark 7, probably not.
I don't know. I don't even know what they're going for.
Oh no, that was a. I was gonna say, seen somebody get a BRZ for well under 15 the other day.
A fucked up one, yeah, you
But
can
it
get for
wasn't-
like 4 or 5.
Automatic one.
You
yeah.
get a fucked up. You could get a decent Z.
Josh,
for
a
under
Mustang.
15.
I was gonna say, yeah,
Mustang.
Because for 15,
What's the Corvette market look like for under 15?
C5s.
so I was gonna say you can get
All
C5.
right, count me in, brother.
You can get C5, or you could get a really nice S197 non-Coyote, like a really really nice one, or a kind of shitty clapped out S197 Coyote.
You could probably get a clapped fucking C6 for that.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
For
even
15, yeah.
the most clapped out C6.
I saw one for 9.5 and it wasn't even bad.
Really?
I have a screenshot. I'll show you after. It was gold.
Have the screenshot.
It was on Club Loose. They were like, "Hey, this is a good drift car." I forget what was wrong with it immediately. I think it needed like a clutch. But like, dude, for 9.5, hello.
Tim Connors in the chat. F chassis is he talking about an F chassis?
No,
Camaro?
F like F Series BMW.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay, all right. I thought he was talking about like the F body Camaro. Oh my God. You couldn't pay me 15.
He
grand
might
to
be
take that.
actually.
I know about cheap. I don't know about want.
Yeah. Jordan, MX_5. Dear Josh, buy a hairdresser and welcome to Night Style.
I like your hair.
I
He's
think
saying
he's
a Miata.
saying buy Miata.
He's a big
yeah.
Miata guy.
Yeah, he is the Miata guy.
Oh.
Yeah, he's the one I was referring to.
I forgot to mention, I may have a lead on a cheap Miata. More to come.
Okay.
This guy walked into my shop. He's like, "You think you could diagnose this?" I'm like,
No,
I don't
Sell it
want
me.
to.
It's broken. Sell it.
And I talked to my friend, and my friend's like, "No, this guy's broke, and he always looks for free work. We should just make him an offer on it." And I'm like,
Yeah, $100, dude.
Not stolen.
"It's not stolen. It's red,
It's finessed.
and
Yep.
it's an NA, and I think I'm gonna insult him."
Hey,
I like that.
do what you got to do. Downey Dirty Racing, New England Forest Rally, 4 weeks away, July 14th and 15th. You know we're going to be letting her buck. he's
July
he's gonna be
14th
there.
and 15th?
Yep.
So Friday and Saturday, July 14th and 15th. New England Forest Rally. So here's the thing. I would love to go. I'm trying to be like in the woods.
There's a couple people, maybe in the chat, maybe not, when they listen to this, that have said they would help us coordinate in where to go. Because I believe there's two different ways. You can backpack it, I believe.
Yeah.
Ah, fuck that.
And then there's also kind of a shuttle situation where you can hop on the shuttle
Yeah.
and they'll take you to some places throughout the course,
Yeah.
I think.
Because I'm trying to like just be in the woods somewhere.
Okay.
Meet 'em at trees.
Yeah, just like see the
All right,
cars.
See the occasional
See the
car.
cars come whizzing by.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Might want to find out where to stand first, but beyond that,
Listen, as long as I can see the course,
yeah. You'll hear them coming. 32
I
underscore.
want to get my cowbell.
Oh my god. Yeah, I was watching some drifting at Gunsai. I don't know if you're familiar with Gunsai. It's
Nope.
basically a very windy, tree covered course
Okay,
in Japan. I don't quite understand how it's safe, but they do what they do. But there's a whole section of people where they stand on the bank, and instead of like a cowbell, they have these like aluminum balloons that are inflated with air, and they're just banging them together. And I'm like, I mean, that's my kind of people. I
We
enjoy
should bring
it.
back the Vuvuzela.
I've just
Oh my god!
think about how many like rally videos we've seen of them just like banging on.
Oh, it's iconic.
Cowbells. And
You need to hear the cowbell first because that's alerting the people it's
Right.
coming.
Yeah.
You hear the ding, 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 bah! then it's over.
You said C5 or C6?
C5.
C5 you can get for under 15.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was a C5, and this was 6,500.
Yeah, that's believable. C6s, though, would be tough to come by for under 10 grand. Under 15 grand.
32 underscore coop. Is tuna salad okay after dark or is it only for daytime?
All the time.
Daytime.
What about a tuna melt?
Did you hear about that Subway shit?
I think tuna
you
melt's
fucking
more
hear about
acceptable.
I
at
did,
night.
yeah.
No.
I
Dude,
didn't.
She sued because it wasn't quite tuna,
Well,
or I
she
forgot.
sued because she said it wasn't tuna.
Yeah.
Subway said, it's fucking tuna. And then she came back. She's like, okay, there are things other than tuna in the tuna salad, Well, that's not the same thing as no fucking tuna,
Yeah.
is it?
Yeah.
And then the judge literally told her it's okay if there's mayonnaise in tuna salad. A federal judge had to tell this woman that it's okay if there's mayo in tuna salad.
Remember?
And then she said, I can't continue with this case because I'm pregnant. Drop it.
Oh my god.
It's like, and Subway is like, we're getting all our money back. It's like, why the fuck? Talk about a frivolous case. Why the fuck did you do this?
Remember how I was saying like Garage 56, Camaro, good America,
Yeah, bad. America.
tuna sandwich, bad America. Like, come on, let's go.
I love tuna salad.
Let's
That's
go.
Like, tuna, if you don't like, whether or not you like tuna salad, is like a class marker.
listen. I do not like tuna salad.
Bourgeoisie fucking.
Yeah,
He doesn't, but you nothing from the sea.
I will eat nothing that comes out of the
okay.
water.
Well, that's different.
yeah.
All right.
When you make when you make your tuna salad, do you only do mayo?
It depends how I'm feeling. If I
You a
just
little
want
spicy
tuna
mustard?
salad, yeah, I'll put some like
Little pickle
red
juice.
onions, something.
You ever put pickle juice?
No,
Have you tried it?
no, I don't have pickle juice around.
You have pickles?
No,
You don't like pickles?
no, I don't. Not that I don't like them. I just don't keep a jar of pickles in my fridge.
Who the fuck doesn't keep jar of
I don't.
pickles?
What do I
Okay,
like?
why I wasn't asking you. You don't have pickles in your
We
fridge?
little defensive
do. I
there.
think we have multiple. To be fair,
All right, I'm just curious.
yeah.
We both like tuna salad. Let's just team up on that.
No, yeah, no, I was just curious what you were like.
Let's
you
just
know?
hold the line on that.
Yeah, dude.
Hold the door. Let's just
Oh, great,
egg her down.
great
Relish
scene.
in
Great
tuna.
scene. Grape
Relish.
underscore whistle. Grape whistle. Tri-spoke wheels are ugly.
Nope, they're not. You're wrong.
I think they're like a scene thing.
You know what, dude? His lung just
Timeless.
collapsed. Did you know
His
that?
lung did just collapse.
Who are you talking about?
This guy grape whistle
Buddy, grape whistle.
and his lung
Oh,
collapsed.
the
Yeah.
guy,
And now he's feeling better. He's feeling some
the
kind
guy
of
who
way.
asked the question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What does this have to do with 3P?
Because I think he's feeling better. He's attacking us right now. It's just really weird that he's doing that.
3-piece wheels always look good.
Nah,
Not
I,
on every
I
car.
can't say always. Yeah, it has to be on the right
Three-piece or
thing.
three-spoke?
I'm sorry. I said 3-piece. I meant 3-spoke.
Three spoke.
Tri-spoke. Yeah.
Three-spoke wheels look good on certain cars, but people buy them just for scene points. On
True.
cars they don't deserve to be on.
True.
Yeah, I can see that.
3-spoke wheels on an EF though. Oh, Civic EF. Oh,
Jesus, dude. Getting real wild. What about a Viper?
yeah, they come stock with 3-piece.
I hope
Yeah.
you'd say that.
What the fuck? You trying to trip me up,
Didn't
bro?
like the S95 come with those stock too?
Ooh, it did.
They did.
I know. Oh,
It was.
a terrible looking
Yeah,
set.
but
It was.
Tri-spoke.
They were
It was
bad.
like tri-spoke CR Kai.
Yeah.
But they were very round.
Yeah.
The ends
Yeah.
of them were very
soft.
round.
They look sculpted.
It
Yeah.
looked like the fucking Predator's fingers. You know.
Alien fingers.
I'm a 3-spoke. Like,
Connoisseur.
no, not connoisseur because it's not like I
Advance?
can name any of them. But like anytime I see a 3-spoke, I'm
Super
like,
Advance.
there it is.
What
Super
are-
Advance 6-spoke.
No, Super Advance are.
I was going to say, what are the
guess.
ones with
6-spoke.
I guess.
tree but broken?
I'm counting that as a 3-spoke.
Right, because the overall design is,
Is 3-spoke.
yeah.
Fuck
Yeah.
you if you don't believe me.
Details by Doug. Best buy in the current used car market for a car enthusiast that's under 20K. So similar to the question we got earlier, but under 20K, a little more wiggle room. Now you could get an actual Coyote GT.
I was gonna say that would be my opinion the best buy.
Again, depending on what you want to do, yeah, drifting that'd be cool.
Can you get 6th-gen Camaros with V8s under that?
Ooh.
If it was under 40K, I'd say LT1 Camaro every single time.
Yeah.
You can still go. Dude, RIP Camaro, first of all.
Yeah.
Second of all, I'll stop there. Second of all, you can still buy an LT1 Camaro with a V8, 455 horsepower, and a stick shift, rear wheel drive for less than $40,000. It's like $39,000.
That's crazy.
And the new Mustang GT is $44,000.
Yeah. Nobody talks about that thing.
It's like, what? And everyone's like, oh, there's no good enthusiast cars to sell anymore. It's like, oh, what, you can buy a Camaro. It's like, oh, I don't want a Camaro. It's like, why?
I wonder why
Because they're dumpsters.
the Camaro.
I don't like them. I don't like them.
Exactly. But why not?
I think they look fucking awful.
When you press people, it's always shit like that. Oh, the visibility is bad. I don't like the way they look. Something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
It's like look at what's underneath there. Look at what you're getting.
Yeah, but I don't want to be
On
a fucking
paper.
ugly toad that's fast. The fuck does that matter to me? You don't pull into a parking lot with an ugly toad and people are like fucking throwing their wieners at you.
Well, people buy Subarus.
That's true. But if you pull up with a cool Mustang, people are like, that's a cool Mustang.
Have you seen the rear end of one of those new WRXs? Full diaper.
Oh, you
Yeah,
posted
bad.
that. Yeah. Yeah.
Disgusting. There was one in front of me today with an exhaust already. I was like, this kid wasted no time. Sounds just as bad.
I love how they killed the STI.
There's a coworker with one, and every morning I pull in, I'm like, fuck.
Bad. That's a train wreck. That's rough. Under 20K, I would go Civic Si. 9th gen.
Ninth gen?
E46 M3 convertible. all day
Ooh,
long.
convertible.
Oh,
could
yeah.
probably-
You'd probably get a deal on that.
You'd
the-
find
you get the
convertible
verts all day long
SMG.
under-
Yeah.
Oh, no, stick.
You can find a stick?
Absolutely. They sell for on fucking Bring a Trailer under 20 with sticks.
Nobody
That's a
wants the
deal, and I
convertible.
like the convertible 46s because you get the hard top, and it makes it look pretty slick.
Mhm.
The hard top changes it.
It makes it look
Yeah.
really weird, but good weird.
Yeah. Mullet.
I'm a big dude. If I ever import a car, S15 convertible, hot. Hot. Have you
I don't
seen
think
them?
I've ever even seen one of those.
No, I listen, you have
Hot.
you get the power.
Jamie.
Yeah, Jamie, pull that up for me.
Just for kicks while you're pulling that up. 2-liter turbo. All right. 1SS LT1. Yeah. 30.
Oh, okay.
That's cool.
Hot.
Oh, wow.
All right.
Is it a hardtop
Look
convertible?
at this one.
That blue one.
Oh,
Nice.
hot.
It's a hardtop convertible. Wow, that looks pretty cool.
Look how long the trunk
It almost
is.
looks like a
That's
Ute.
cool. I've never even seen one of those.
Wow.
Dude, it looks. This is
They-
arguably one
Did
of
they
the
only
better.
make those for like a slew of years? Because I feel like it's not across the whole.
Probably. This is the one that I saw actually on Jimmy's channel, I believe, and I was like, dude, the hardtop folds into the trunk.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here.
That's how like they all work.
No,
Where else does it go?
E36, you have to fucking pop the top and put the fucking hat somewhere.
Well, yeah, with a manual hardtop for a soft top convertible, yeah, but with a actual hardtop convertible.
Don't try to sit here and
They'll try and clarify what he meant.
look at that shit.
Yeah, it's cool.
It's fucking cool.
I used another good example of a wing that's very unneeded.
Yeah, man, what the fuck happened to Nissan? God, it makes me want to kill myself.
I do like that wing on there, but
Wow. This is something I didn't know existed.
Me neither.
neither did I, and I'm so happy it does.
Yeah, I dig it.
Imagine the original
blue one in
Japanese owner
particular.
of these cars. Like, who bought these?
Yeah.
Smart people.
Smart guys.
I'd say.
And you know what? They're not even expensive. I was
Well-
like, well, how much is that fucking thing to import? It's less than 20 grand.
Oh yeah,
It's probably auto and banged up, but
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
LT1 Camaro, right here, 6-speed manual, 37,795.
Unbelievable. It doesn't
Pretty
get
wild.
That, and that one doesn't get that stupid SS fascia either.
No,
what's the car that everybody leaves the banana things on? Is that a Charger?
Dodge
Challenger?
Charger,
I want to
Challenger.
fucking rip them off and hit them in the head with them.
So Dodge hated it so much they turned them pink.
What is
People are still doing
Dude,
it.
if I was Dodge, I'd start fucking charging people for them.
Yeah, everybody
Peop-
wants them.
People
Yeah.
sell them on eBay for like $150.
It's pathetic, dude.
Bro, it's the
Mopar guys are built
fucking
different.
shipping. I said it to a person I was at. I was like, "Oh, you like those? We're at Stop and Shop or some shit." He's like, "Yeah, they're sick." I'm like, "You know they're for shipping, right?" And he just stared at me. I'm like, "Yeah, they shipped a car with those." He's like, "No way." I'm like, "Yeah, it's Protect the Lip." No way. All right, man, have a good one. Guarantee they're still on there.
Yeah, never to leave. I think that's going to do it for us this week.
I think we did a pretty good job.
Yeah, Pete, thank you as always for coming to hang out. Always a pleasure.
Absolutely,
Always
yeah.
fun.
Likewise.
This weekend, Lock City Drift Friday and Saturday. Corey will be attending Friday.
Yeah, I'm going to see if I can make it up for Friday. I won't be there Saturday, but
I don't think
Saturday?
I'm going to be able to make it. I have something scheduled potentially for Saturday, so
I won't be there.
should be pretty good. But
I'll be deep within the Renaissance at a fair.
You going to a Renaissance fair, dude?
Hell yeah.
That's crazy.
I'm gonna get a turkey leg.
That's what everyone says.
Have you gotten a turkey leg?
No.
what are you doing?
Okay,
Wait,
so
what's the date? Do
So
we know the date?
immediately you're fucking.
I
What
might
do you-
have it in here.
What are you doing in September?
Oh,
we,
yeah,
we
yeah,
got
yeah.
a festival you might want to attend.
Is it?
yeah,
yeah.
It's King
That's a big
Richard's
one.
Fair,
we're going.
but they have
Don't fucking laugh.
They have-
What are you laughing at? Bro, you built the fucking computer that shows the weather. You gonna tell me you're not
What
a
does that have to
nerd?
do with turkey legs?
Cause it's a nerd gathering. You'll be all right. No one said you had to cast a spell.
Just I don't know if that doesn't entice you enough, but they also have a cleavage contest and a 9/11 memorial.
Which is right
Same
after
day.
the
Why is that in the
cleavage.
same sentence?
Same day.
It's well,
right
the
after the
9/11
cleavage.
memorial opens the cleavage contest.
Yeah, I'll be there. Yeah.
So, anyways, yeah, if you're interested in coming, we're gonna get real drunk and judge some cleavage,
Great.
I'm just drinking water.
and then stand in memorial
Right.
I'm trying to dress
Take
up like
your
a
hat off.
wizard.
for 9/11.
yeah.
I could be a wizard, I guess.
I mean, you kind of already are one.
Thanks, man.
If you
We're
built a
arranged.
computer, you're on wizard spectrum.
That's true. True. You're a wizard compared,
Yeah, comparatively.
somebody
to
way
the
back
others.
when.
Dude, listen, if I could learn that kind of shit, fucking anybody can. Because I am genuinely a fucking moron. I mean, if I can fucking do it, Jesus Christ.
You have the
No.
undersell yourself.
I-
Relax, Jesus Christ raised the dead. So, or raised from the dead. Sorry, I missed
I don't think there's any other events that I can think of off the top of my head that are happening this weekend. I don't want to miss
Father's
anybody.
Day.
Father's there. That is that.
It's
is
on
it Sunday?
Juneteenth is on Monday.
That's true.
I
All
don't
these
get that
things are
off.
coming up.
Don't get that off.
That just
That's
means
bullshit.
your boss is racist.
Oh my god.
You
I-
should,
the
you
state
should
of-
accuse him of that publicly.
The state of Rhode Island doesn't honor it. I don't think.
Don't,
Right?
really?
I don't know.
I think they're
Well,
moving towards it. I
it's
heard
tough.
there was a vote for
It's
it.
like half states do at this point.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
But what Rhode Island does have victory over Japan Day.
VJ baby, raise up.
That's fucking
So you get
crazy.
off for that?
I'm sure all the local Asian community love that day.
They're huge.
Right. Seriously, it's a bit of
Japanese people are like, "Are you fucking serious?"
again.
right now?"
Garage 56 good. A lot of other stuff not so
That
good.
must be
great.
like
Yeah.
Christmas for Jewish people. They just get Chinese food that day.
Right.
Or something.
dude. The Chinese food places on Christmas going crazy.
That's like a thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the busiest day for a lot of them.
I remember one year I was hungry. It was like a 2.5 hour wait for Chinese food. That's insane.
That
That's
is
that's
insane.
a lot of Chinese.
It's
man.
Christmas.
That's fucking crazy.
Christmas and New Year's.
Yeah.
On that note,
On that note,
we'll
Thank
see
you,
you next
Pete.
week.
Adios.
Yeah. Thanks
Appreciate
again,
it.
Pete. Thanks everybody in the chat. We will be back next week. I don't think we have anybody on the books next week, but the following week we do, I believe. I know my dates might be a little crossed, but we got a good guest coming up. It's fun to have him in studio. So, we will talk to you soon. God bless.
remember
Godspeed.
to consider subscribing to our Books of the Boys. Will you
B for
learn
B.
valuable information such as crabs love chicken,
That's true.
Renaissance fairs have cleavage contests.
Uh huh.
You could be on the wizard spectrum.
Also true.
What was the last thing I was just talking about?
9/11.
Turkey legs.
No, the other point I just made about something I forgot.
That's it. It's over.
Jesus
Oh,
raising
Chinese
the
food.
dead.
Don't order
Chinese
Chinese
food.
food on Christmas.
Right.
or
On
New
Christmas. A little difficult, or at least plan ahead.
Year's. Yep.
Peace out, everybody. We'll see you next week. Adios.